We good?
Yeah.
Diablo, yo soy un artista.
Very beautiful. Perfect camera with Oh, nice.
One other question I wanted to ask is, which MLB mascot do you feel most confident that you could take in a fight?
Oh my gosh.
Clark
But
the
if you had
Cub.
to- Clark!
Hello and welcome to the Cut4 Postseason Watch Party. This is the last Cut4 Postseason Watch Party of 2019 because, believe it or not, tonight might be the last baseball game of 2019. I'm Dakota Gardner. I'm an editor at Cut4, one of the lovely people who helps create all of our Cut4 content. I'm joined by everybody else on the Cut4 team. We brought, not everybody, but as many people as we could fit into one apartment in New York City to watch this game. Now, I'll get to them in a second. We'll have everybody introduce themselves in a mere moment. But make sure to put the game on Fox. We are not showing the game here on YouTube. You have to put the game on Fox. Put us on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet. I have the tablet right here. And another important thing to remember is that we are in the past. There is a slight delay on just through the virtue of the internet. If you would like, you could pause your TV or however you're watching to sync it up, or just enjoy living in the future. I hope you have flying cars. Let's go around the room and introduce everyone so that you can get to know them a little bit better. You, sir, what is your name?
Hello, I'm Jordan Schusterman. I am one of the members of the Cut4 YouTube video production squad and half of Cespedes Family Barbecue with the guy on the other side of the couch.
That's right. There's a
Okay.
Cespedes
Jordan,
Family Barbecue
It's
Come together. Come together. There it
yeah,
is.
I'm Jordan. That's me. Hello. I'm ready for the
I'm glad that
Nationals
happened.
tonight.
Okay, you're ready
Get
to
that out there now.
That's good to know. Good to know. All right, ma'am.
Help, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Wow.
Ma'am. All right.
Tone just shifted here.
All right. All right.
What is your name?
My name is Gemma. I do a lot of Cut4 video. You may see my face elsewhere on this channel. I'm also rooting for the Nats tonight because I am a Tigers fan, and the Nats have the most former Tigers. That's fun true.
Verlander, though.
Yeah, but most.
Okay.
Verlander also already
Why do we not
won
Yes.
a ring.
Verlander also already got his World Series ring, and all I want is for Max to get one. Truly all. That's all I want in this life.
Good. All right.
And more teeth.
You, sir, in the blue shirt
Yes.
and with the great hair. That's
Thank
the
you.
first
A
time we're
great
bringing that
intro.
up on the stream tonight.
It'll come up again. though.
What is your name?
My name is Chris Landers. I do a little bit of writing, a little bit of video. I came here all the way from Astros country,
Really?
from Austin, Texas.
Wow. So who are you cheering for?
I'm torn. Probably the Nats, but I do feel badly because I know a lot of Astros fans, and I want you to be happy. I'm sorry.
You hear that, fellow Texans? He's cheering for the
Please let
Nationals.
me back in the state. I miss barbecue already.
Watch party
I don't know.
debut. Watch party
Yeah,
debut.
watch party
Yeah,
debut
watch party
as well
debut also.
over there. Well, thank you for joining us
Are you
all the
nervous?
way
Thank you for
from
having
New
me.
York.
Are you nervous? Your debut? I mean, like,
Yeah,
this is a big
I'm-
moment for everybody.
Yeah, I'm
sure of it.
convinced that you guys are gonna kick me out halfway through if I mess up.
All
So.
right, well,
We will.
Yeah, good.
We will. Before we get to Jake, make sure to introduce yourselves in the chat as well. We're going to be monitoring the chat the whole time. You know, we're hanging out, so let us know who you are, where you're from. Mr. Orioles man.
Yeah,
They're
go
not-
O's, baby. They're a baseball team. Remember them?
They're not in the World Series.
Not this year, 2024. Book it. My name is Jake Mintz. I'm the less appealing half of the Cespedes family barbecue because Jordan is nicer and more intelligent, and I'm a lot more extra, but I am 49% of the operation. I also do a bunch of goofy stuff here at Cut4 on the YouTube channel. So
That's true. You are goofy.
I am.
All right, in the back. Have you taken your denim out of the oven?
My denim is not in the oven right now, but when I get home, because it's wet outside, it's probably bacon. This thing, if you want to kill the bacteria in your jeans...
Excuse me, what's your name? What's your name?
Listen, I didn't introduce the topic. My name's Mike. You're going to hear me mostly referred to as Claire. That's my last name. There's 8 million Mikes. Only like 3 million Claires out there. I do get confused with Claire from Bon Appetit videos very often. I write for Cut4. I do some video stuff. I have a lot of hair envy, and you're going to get a lot of that. I'm behind Chris, and I'm mostly going to be staring at his head, thinking, I want it, I need it, give me that hair.
Do you want to
Welcome.
switch?
Okay.
Do you want to switch spots?
So,
Just keep an eye on
yeah,
him.
unfortunately, he's directly behind you. Apologies there. And finally in the back, in the just smart button down,
Thank you.
who are you?
I'm Ian K. I'm the Cut4 team lead, so you can ultimately hold me responsible if you want for anything that you see here or elsewhere on Cut4. And I think I'm slightly more secure in my hair than Claire is, but not much.
No.
Nothing is better than hearing someone introduce themselves as the team lead on a party. That really gets you going in the party atmosphere. Ian is our boss, though, so do keep that in mind as the night progresses. So I want to just take a read of the room. We'll do a show of the hands here first. Who thinks that the Nationals will win the baseball game tonight? So for 3.5, are you fully committed, Jake?
My
House
hand is
squad.
raised, isn't
Okay.
it, Dakota?
So 4, we have 4. Now,
Haters in the back.
who thinks that tonight will be the last baseball game of 2019?
Oh,
Wow.
you cynic.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so there's like a cool part of this party.
This is the optimist's couch.
Yeah.
You can,
So
you can
optimist-
stay
You
over
can
there.
relocate.
I feel like the optimists have to go first here. So whichever of you wants to take this question, why do you think the Nationals are going to win, Jordan? Why do you think the
I'll
Nationals
start.
are going to win?
You may, if you were, as we were making our introductions earlier, a graphic showed up on the screen showing the numbers of one Steven Strasburg
Yeah.
this postseason. 4-0 at 40 strikeouts and 2 walks, which is somehow even better than I thought he's been. He's amazing. He's somehow the pitcher I trust the most, even more than Garrett Cole at this point, more than Max Scherzer, more than Justin Verlander for sure. And I just trust Mr. Strasburg with my life, and I think he's going to be wonderful this evening. And Nats looked awesome in Houston at the beginning of the series. And here's the other thing: when the Astros went back to DC and kicked their butt this past weekend, a lot of talk about the plane ride. The plane ride to DC. I promise you, when the Nats win this game, we will hear a lot about their plane ride to Houston and how it was like, we've been in this spot, we've had back against the wall. So just look out for that tomorrow after they win tonight, because Steven Strasburg will be awesome.
When they win. Bold words. Anybody else on Team Nationals here want to speak up? Any other Strasburg fans? Would you 3 trust Steven Strasburg with your life, much like Jordan Schusterman?
I would, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's who we picked last time when we had our Game 2 watch party. Even though I obviously have a great deal of sentimental affection for Justin Verlander, I've seen him get crushed in this ballpark. So I'm just saying.
That's
Strasburg,
true.
I believe.
I
I saw a
like-
stat earlier that he doesn't have a World Series win. Like of the game. Obviously, he has won a World Series. He doesn't have like a win.
Yeah.
And
5 times.
Spoken like someone who watched him a lot in World Series with the Tigers.
Wow.
I mean, I did, and it made me sad every time. So I don't. That's not even an own. I'm just sad.
Yes, Gemma is a Tigers fan and is very sad. Hello, Ryan. He says hello. Sad Man Baseball is in the chat.
Sad man baseball. I'm also sad.
He is all of us.
Yeah, he
Really.
says, I'm Dan, I'm a very sad man. Watching baseball helps. That's true, but unfortunately,
Wow.
we're near the end here of the baseball season.
Hey,
so
there's AFL.
Right.
There's Dominican Winter League.
AFL's over.
There's Puerto Rican Winter League. There's
Yes, sorry,
Australian Baseball League. We've got a
Can I say
whole
something?
winter of baseball to go.
Dan, as someone who's also sometimes sad, baseball is a good way to help cope with your sadness, but maybe other options as well. Saying baseball is a good first step, but don't totally rely on baseball.
That's true.
And it's
That's
okay
true.
to be sad sometimes.
Wise words.
Also, tell us in the chat who you think is going to win tonight. If you think this is the last game of 2019, bad news, Dan. Or if you think we will continue on into a Game 7. Astros crew, why do we think that the Astros are winning tonight? Mike, why don't we start with you?
So I picked the Nationals to win the World Series back in March, and I felt very confident up until Game 5. When Scherzer was so hurt he couldn't dress himself, I thought, okay, that's bad news, but the history of baseball is like a weird thing happens, someone like Joe Ross emerges and wins the game. So I was like, great, that's gonna happen. That didn't happen, it's over. I just feel like that just like sucked the life force out of the Nationals, and unfortunately, I love Strasburg. I think we're going to get 6 or 7 innings of like a 2-2 game, and then someone like Josh Reddick's going to hit a home run in like the 8th, and that's going to be it. So it's not going to be Strasburg's fault, but it's going to be it for the Nationals, and that fan base is just going to be so tortured.
I'm sorry. I just saw the walk-in shot of Verlander like walking off the bus, and he looked like a total nerd. So like, you can't.
Wow,
Sorry.
harsh over here.
Yeah.
You were married to Kate Upton. Dress better.
Not
He
fair.
had
What was he
Ray-Bans
wearing?
on. He's trying.
What was he wearing?
He only owns like 3 outfits.
Yes,
now.
and he
But,
re-wears them
it's
all
true.
the time.
like
This
low
is-
key.
This is one of my biggest beefs right now. Like, if we're gonna do this thing where we have baseball players walking into stadiums, they need to wear more interesting stuff. Like, if we're gonna do the slow-mo walk-in and frickin', you know, I'm trying to think of what he said, like Howie Kendricks just wearing like a expensive t-shirt and jeans.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
the NBA does the walk-in stuff because they're wearing interesting stuff.
They're working on it, man.
We gotta up it.
Have
We
you
got
seen
it.
some of
It
these
ticks
guys.
me
Some
off.
of these guys.
It's
The
baby
Braves.
steps.
Did you see
The
the
Braves were great. Some of the guys were great. Bregman were the same thing. Very funny. Carlos Correa should just design outfits for the rest of the league.
I would like that.
That's my opinion.
Here's my issue. I don't think all the NBA players actually even dress that well. You're remembering the top ones, and you're forgetting the top baseball players. So if we compare the best baseballists to the best baseballists, then it can be fairly comparable. You're forgetting the like backup center who just shows up in a t-shirt and
I think
pants.
you're completely incorrect, but we can talk about it later.
We'll, talk about,
Here's-
we'll do a comparison.
Ryan says, I want the Astros to win, but I want to see Game 7, so go Nationals. You know what?
I love
Welcome to Cut4,
I like
right?
that.
You're on the staff as we see the game get underway here with a extremely high fastball from Justin Verlander.
Verlander washed.
He doesn't have it.
He might be washed, everyone.
We talked about this at another watch party where the first pitch of the game, you immediately will draw an insane conclusion from it. Like, oh, Verlander doesn't have it.
He doesn't
That's
have it.
fine, right?
Yeah, that's sailed. Also, Alicia says, unfortunately, I've started scoring baseball games. Apparently, I'm on a quest to be the lamest 18-year-old ever, so yeah, you could say I'm thriving. No, that's not lame. Mike.
I love scoring, Alicia. That's amazing. What scorebook do you use? Because there's a whole like discussion. There's like really artsy ones. There's really cool ones. People make their own. My favorite's the Ebbets Field ones that Bethany Heck made. Let me know which one you're using. I love scoring. I think it's super cool. I love seeing photos of people scoring. If at the end of the game, if you tweet us with like a photo of your game score, I'd love to see it. So.
All right. Jen, who here keeps score watching games?
Not all the time,
No,
but I
Sometimes.
I do
Yeah, sometimes.
I can't. I mean, I can. Like, literally, I know how. But I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I spent the first 2 years of my college baseball experience scoring my team's games because I wasn't allowed to play.
But you finished your career as the best pitcher in D3.
The Jewish Joe Smith, baby.
I have scored games since I was like 5 years old, and I've finished like 3 of them because usually in like the 7th inning there's like a double switch after like an error, and it's like I've misscored it,
Oh, wow.
and I just
What a play! I think that could get overturned, but that was
There was
crazy.
I
no
like the-
margin for error.
That's my favorite reaction. Is what? What are you talking about?
I love when players are so confident that they're going to be safe on the overturn that they don't leave first base.
Yeah.
That they're just
Cal
like,
on the first-
then he, like Trey
Dave
Turner
Martinez
knows.
a demonstrative headphone call.
That looked out to me.
Whoa.
I thought he was out live.
That's
I'm not
sick.
sure.
How do you get unlimited challenge? How does it work in?
Oh,
he's
saved!
There we go. We got one. up.
Oh!
That's basically Trey Turner's one of like probably 8 players that beat that out.
Yeah.
So Good
It's
call.
just great baseball.
Good
All
call,
around.
baby.
Great defensive play, and Turner
That
beats
was an
it out.
insane.
Yeah, wow.
That was a very hard hit ball to take barehanded.
Look at him.
Well,
He's
That
like,
is
knows.
true as well. He's like, what?
Trey Turner's like, I know I'm really fast. I've been fast my whole life. I'm safe. That's how this works.
I think
Yes,
There
it is.
safe.
I love I'm a fan of replaying baseball. I'm very pro. I think the one thing we need to adapt that the NFL has is the flag, because a lot of these managers played, and I want to see who has an arm. And so you should get, like, if you could throw the flag a certain distance from the dugout, you should get an extra challenge. Like, if you can hit the outfield grass from the dugout, you get an extra challenge. Let's see what these guys have.
I will say, this is lame. I
It
find
is.
this
You
lame.
need something better.
Of all the sports, that's the worst one,
What
right?
would you rather them do?
Well, in soccer, you get VAR, where they
I
have
prefer
to.
That takes so
They have to
long.
I
mind
prefer
the
this
box.
to this. I
Yeah.
definitely prefer
This
this to
takes
this.
so long and it's
But
so
you've
clunky.
not lived until you've seen 50,000 people doing this simultaneously. It's the best.
I want one manager who's like a super dorky Premier League fan to just do
do
this
it.
once and see if anybody understands.
I think the umps would just not review. They'd be like, nope, wasn't the gesture.
This is what I love about this gesture, though, is that they didn't start like we have a signal. It was
Right.
you would go out and say something,
Right.
and then they realized, you
boy.
put the headphones on. So this
What?
is like a natural extension, and that's what makes it cool.
All
Is
right.
that bunt?
Nats bunting from the
That
jump.
was-
Yes!
Okay, so the whole series, my little brother who's a Nationals fan, or all postseason, has been obsessively saying Adam Eaton bunts all the time. But it's only because when Trey Turner gets on, Trey Turner's not been getting on base. It's earlier, it's like 3 for 26.
Yeah.
So finally Trey Turner reached base, and indeed, Adam Eaton bunted.
Yeah,
But
I-
I had that. He kept complaining about it, but I hadn't seen it once.
Anecdotally, it feels like he's bunted a lot for someone who's batting
Right.
second
Right.
and should be driving in runs.
Right.
Alicia says, I'm just using a scorecard that I found on Google and fixed what I didn't like about the first one.
Love it.
That's great.
awesome.
Great work.
That's
super
awesome.
cool.
Jess, our good friend Jess Whitney says, you guys look comfy. We are.
We miss
Tubas, we do miss you, Jess. We're sad that you're not here. Tubas Inc. I-21 would like to join the group of lame young people who score games.
Yeah!
I'll print it out. Apparently, you can just go to
One
Google,
of
print
us,
something out,
one of us.
enjoy it there. Finn asks, which manager has the best arm?
Right now.
I mean, probably Kevin Cash.
David Ross,
David Ross.
David
I mean,
Ross.
David Ross.
Yeah, it's Dave
It's going to be an
Ross.
ex-catcher, for sure.
which is half of them.
Yeah.
Aaron,
But David
Aaron
Ross-
Boone was a
But
third
like our
baseman.
more recent ex-catcher.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone's still pretty young. He was a third baseman. I feel like he's got.
Aaron Boone does like
Look like
if you show up to the Yankees BP, he's basically in full uniform, just
Yeah.
hanging out. So I'd say Boone or Ross or
Who's the worst arm?
The worst arm?
Yeah, now
Joe
that
Madden.
Bochy's
But
gone.
he was also a catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Joe Madden isn't thrown.
Yeah,
a
when you're
baseball.
old, it doesn't matter.
I feel like he still throws BP. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember one time seeing like a manager play catch. Like it was like Larry Boa, who used to be the Phillies manager. I watched him play catch once before a game, and you could tell that even though he was like in his 70s,
Oh, yeah.
he still had like the quick twitch hands
I will say-
and the really quick release, and it was like that never leaves.
Whenever Omar Vizquel gets hired,
Yeah.
he's managing the minors, so that'd be my answer.
I like
Jace
that.
Tingler probably has a rocket.
Is,
Way to
do
work
we know,
Jace
is,
Tingler into the broadcast.
Yeah, is Jace Tingler real?
Yes, so
Does anyone confirm that?
I think that's actually a character in Legend of Zelda. Like, you have to go get a mask from him. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, we're talking about new Padres. Man.
new Padres manager Jace Tingler was managing a team in the Dominican Winter League, and they started like 9-1, and now he's
gotta hire that guy.
and now
Is he
he's
actually
gone.
down there?
Yeah, he
Like,
managed
he
the
did
first
start,
like
okay.
3 weeks, and then the Padres were like, "We want you now." Anyway,
Such an impressive performance.
I don't know. I think he's a plant. I think the Rangers just pulled a guy and gave him a ridiculous name. I don't buy it.
oof.
The Tinkler is arguably William Castle's best film, although I prefer House on Haunted Hill. So
Those are not words I understood.
October's almost over. Ryan asks, why is bunting still a thing? Great question.
Because
I hate it.
Yo, speaking of Joe Madden, how about that press conference?
Yeah, Joe
He
Madden
was like, "Hey
saying,
guys,
we're
just so
gonna
you know."
bunt.
Can I tell you a story about bunts?
Please do.
By the way, huge spot, Anthony Rendon.
We were so the three of us were in DC for 3, 4, and 5 of this World Series, and we were on the field for BP, and Adam Eaton and Trey Turner play this game in BP where the first pitch one of them bunts, and then they try to kind of ping pong it around between them. So I don't know why bunts are still a thing, but that was fun to watch them play this separate, completely unrelated to baseball game. Like, can we just play tennis with our bats?
I like that.
Yeah, it was cute.
That should be in the All-Star game.
Was it like pepper, but like they were just bunting it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
exactly
Oh,
like that.
it was like baseball tennis.
yeah,
Exactly.
In the cage.
yeah, in the
Like,
cage.
I like
in the
that.
cage.
That's
yeah.
fun.
We also got to see Max Scherzer not being able to put a shirt over his head take some of the most intense bunt reps
By
I
himself.
had ever. He
Yeah.
walked out breathing fire, gets into the cage and violently bunts.
And it was what,
several
like
times.
5 hours before first
Oh
pitch?
yeah, it was like
like
4
no one was
o'clock
there.
for 8
Yeah.
o'clock first pitch. He wasn't
It was
pitching
crazy.
that day.
Violently bunts.
Yeah.
He like.
How do you even do that?
I didn't think it was possible until Max Scherzer showed me.
Because bunts, it's just such a like, yeah, it's like a sigh. It's like the
but when
baseball
you're,
version
yeah,
of a
no,
sigh.
but see, but if you're bad at it, it looks so hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's.
So-
I'm sure it's hard. I could
No,
not
yeah.
do it.
It's like Luke Skywalker trying to do the blindfold Jedi test.
Isn't that why Scherzer got the black eye that he pitched with?
Yes.
It is,
Bunted
yes.
it into his face.
It's too violent, man. He gets too into it.
Yeah, don't bunt.
Bunt or bunt harder.
Or
Never
the
bunt.
only player who should bunt is Max Scherzer because Scherzer can do damage with the bunt.
To
I
his
like that.
own
Okay,
face.
I'm
Either his own
pleased.
face or the scoreboard.
Remember the last watch party where Justin Verlander threw a ball on his own leg?
Oh!
Playing against it.
Baby!
You know what, Jordan? Not trying to do too much.
Never.
They scored
Oh,
one
okay.
run in the last game too.
Never.
You know?
But this was because of the bunt.
Right,
Justin
but
Verlander.
you need more than one run traditionally.
Yeah.
Certified.
You know what?
Loser.
about the
Loser.
So
He's a loser.
If he was at second base, they would have been guarding for the double play, and that would have been a double play right there.
The Astros they were not losing at any point in
DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Not
They're
a
right away.
single moment.
So far, our wildly irrational first pitch impression.
Oh.
Yeah,
Looking pretty
accurate.
good.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
looking pretty good.
Little mini baby shark as well.
Optimist
This is the
couch.
baby
The
shark.
optimist couch feeling pretty strong right
Yeah.
21-year-old Juan
You gotta
Soto
believe.
hitting.
Really?
He's
Wait, he's
21
20.
now.
Have you heard
Dude.
that he is a young
Yeah.
baseball
Juan
player?
is going off tonight. Not even. This isn't even a bull.
Really?
He was such a beast in Houston. I mean, he's.
The ball he hit out in Game 5 was also crazy impressive.
It
Like,
was.
he had some bad moments in some very important spots in
Yes.
those
Yeah.
games, but, like, that swing looked like he kind of dialed back into being comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm picking the Nats in
Look at
this
that.
game is because I think they genuinely play better on the road. Like, it felt, I mean, you guys were there with
Plane
me.
ride.
Maybe you
Plane
guys
ride, Chris.
like,
I'm telling you, man.
they felt really tight in Washington.
Yes.
It was their first World Series game.
Oh.
They won the first 2 games. So much was expected. As sort of
He's
makes
just-
me look really
yeah,
bad
he's
for
not
this
helping
take.
you out right
Did
there.
you see him just, like, throw the bat away like a box of trash that he didn't want to
I,
use?
like he makes it hard to appreciate how big a major league bat is. Like that
Yeah.
is a big piece of wood,
Yeah.
and it's like a toothpick in his hands.
Tubas found a great scorecard on Reddit. Came in 30 individual team-themed ones. That's really cool.
that's really
Tweet
cool.
that at us, at Cut4, at Michael S. Clare, at Dakota Gardner. Maybe we'll show it here if we can get it. Helen Chavez, Quelogs on the board. That's right, everyone. If you watched our last live stream, Helen and her friends like to Photoshop the W from Nationals into the Kellogg's logo. It's hilarious. So yeah, they scored. Jess asks us, would you rather have Rendon's facial hair for a year
No.
or Yuli's pineapple hair for a year?
Oh, the pineapple.
pineapple for
I'm
sure.
basically
The
at
pineapple's unironically good.
I'm basically kind of at the pineapple hair if I wanted to style it as.
I would not be able to
Look at
pull it
you.
off. I'm going
So-
with the facial hair.
It's crazy that hair has its own gravity. Like we did a bit with Yuli Gurriel's brother, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Same thing.
And it's the exact same
And
hair.
it's just them two.
And it doesn't. It's nothing is holding it up.
Right.
What I want you to know? There's not a sweatband. There's not product. It's just like that. I don't understand.
It's like there's like a balloon that we can't see hovering right here, and so the
Yes.
hair is somehow
Yes.
like.
It has
electric.
so much natural body. I'm really jealous.
Well, and usually, like putting a batting helmet on makes everything flat, but he
Right.
gets back to the dugout after a bat takes it off, and it just like explodes. It makes no sense.
Call it.
Oh!
He's got it.
Solid
All right.
fundamentals. Call
Got one.
One run.
I mean, when you have Steven Strasburg, one's all you need.
Is it though?
Yes.
On the road?
You
Yes.
want more than that.
Yes.
I like the optimist couch. I like being on it. But I
I'm
want
all
more
in
runs.
now.
I need more
Dakota has
runs.
goaded me into
By the
committing
way-
to this way too hard.
Here's the thing.
That was also the shift, by the way.
I just want to say though, giving up an out in the first inning of a game when you have a chance to really like hit Justin Verlander, which they have done in the past, which they did in the last Verlander start, I feel like just giving up the out is maybe not the best.
I would
decision.
agree. I'm like mostly anti-bunting, but like with Anthony Rendon, I'm so confident in him that I'm fine with it. And it's not like Adam Eaton has been anything great. So.
Sure, I don't
Yeah.
know. I
It's
just
more of a
it's
question
the
of why
World
he's
Series.
getting
This is
second.
this is
Yeah,
it
well,
though.
right.
We
Respect Kendrick
remember
there.
the last time Adam Eaton bunted, he hit a home run later in the game, so he has to
Oh,
bunt to it's like when you're playing a video game and you've got to like power up your like special power move. He has to power it up.
Is that how
That's
it
him
works?
tapping square like 5 times.
Here's why I think I like it. Which is
Okay.
not what I thought I would. I feel the vibes for the Nats in DC were so bad.
Yeah.
Like, there was no moment where you thought they were going to win any of those baseball games. And so, like, I do think Bunting is mostly silly, and, like, I don't know if I would have done it, but getting a lead before the other team hits in the top of the first
Genuinely makes all the Nationals feel good about baseball for the first time in 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's very
It's
true.
one
I
run.
agree.
They scored
I
a
understand,
run in each
but
of the last games,
it's
but they lost.
such a
Yeah,
difference.
but they
but
scored
it
it
was
first, and
first,
now they're
like-
winning. Like, at
Right.
no point
They're
were they
winning.
winning.
And
And
they're
then-
feeling good in the dugout.
I feel like the first inning, that's the time that you're going to jump on Verlander.
Again, Rendon, that's a double play ball that he hits if
It's assuming
Turner's
he
still
hits
at
the
first
same
inning.
ball.
Yeah, I don't
think,
think- predetermined
I don't
outcome.
think, yeah. He was just
it
kind
was,
of like...
it was a 3-2 pitch. He was protecting the plate.
Ryan asked Jake, I have a question. I am also Jewish. Who is
What's
your
up?
favorite Jewish baseball player?
Ooh, that's a good question, right? Like, Alex Bregman is the best Jewish baseball player right now.
Currently.
But he's not, like, the Jewiest baseball player, and that's kind of more important.
Okay.
To
Jake
me,
is Jewish, if
I am
you're
Jewish.
not aware.
So is Jordan.
Yeah.
Um,
A few of us are.
I would say my favorite Jewish baseball player of all time would be Sean Green, because, like, he was very much about it and was, like, very good when I was growing up and, like, was the Jewish baseball player growing up. There is a guy in the minor leagues right now in the Orioles system named Dean Kremer, who is, like, the first Israeli baseball player, and so he is probably my favorite right now. Like, he speaks Hebrew, like, fluently, and guys who have played on the minor league teams with him are very confused when he's talking to his family. Because they're like, what is he speaking? Because you don't hear Hebrew in minor league clubhouses, right?
That's probably
also
true.
he's an Oriole.
Also, he's an Oriole, so he was in the Machado trade. So there you go.
There you go.
Dean Clemel.
Won the trade.
Finn says that was a very 1980s run. It was. It was very 1980s. Claire loves that. I don't.
The
Claire, were
difference,
you
the
born
difference
in
in
the
tone
80s?
between
I was born
Dakota
in
and
the
Claire.
87. I'm an old man.
Yeah, here come the Astros. If they score more than one run, will you
Couldn't
admit
be
that the
me.
bunt was dumb?
No, it was still a great play. And if
Yes.
honestly, like the Nats even played, if
Nats
they
were
give up
winning.
more than one run, they're gonna lose no matter what. So
Well, I hate to break it to you.
But that's
I
not a
would
run.
never, ever throw him a strike with the first pitch. Literally ever. In any situation for the rest of his life.
Why is that, Jordan?
He's it's not a secret that he likes to swing, and he's obviously only gotten better each of the last few years, and now he's building like one of the best postseason careers ever.
Yeah.
He's great.
Adam Ottavino learned this the hard way.
I think if you look around in at Cut4.com, you will find something we've even done about him hitting leadoff home runs at sort of a ridiculous rate. So
And
if we
he's-
know,
Yeah.
surely people who work
Well,
for
but it's
various
like,
organizations know.
Strasburg's not stupid. It's like I'm sure he just missed his spot a little bit there. I wouldn't even throw anything close. Like just that first pitch, he's just so ready to go more than almost any other leadoff hitter I can think
most
of.
most all time by a leadoff hitter.
You just, like, don't even throw him a fastball. Like, if you just
Yeah,
throw, like, a
that's the
curve
thing.
below the zone, like,
Yeah.
and you're down 1-0, like, who cares? But-
nobody ever starts a game throwing off speed.
That's the thing. It might even be more about not
Insane.
throwing a fastball than not even throwing a strike.
And because the game has changed where pitchers now throw their best pitch almost half the time, except when it's the first pitch of the game, where like even Rich Hill, I'm sure, throws a fastball first pitch.
Not a great start.
It's not what you want.
We all look dumb now, huh?
Literally
No,
two.
that's all.
Literally
No.
2 pitches.
Still 1-0. Still 1-0.
Literally 2
He'll get out of this.
We'll see. Run third
That's
with
a
nobody out. Not a
Yeah.
great.
That's a tough bounce
spot.
for Jan. We're
It
fine.
is. Yeah, he spiked that.
Probably time for the squeeze button, I guess.
Would you pull Strauss here? Would you let him face Altuve first time through the order, Jordan?
Yeah, you gotta get
Or
him
do
out
you
of
go
there.
to Hudson here? I mean, I know the Nats
gotta
bullpen
save
has been
him.
I think it's
shaky.
Wander Suero time.
You
This
gotta
is
save him.
Suero's spot?
You save him for tomorrow at this point.
Definitely Altuve's last.
I have a
Strasburg's last batter, right?
What is
Gemma
what is
has
your
everyone
take?
clear the floor. Gemma
It's a
has
dumb take. It's not an exciting take. The take is you should be able to bring the bullpen cart with you on the road. You just bring your own bullpen cart to the opposing
You should
team's
take
car.
the bullpen car on the road.
Yeah, and then you can drive out with your own bullpen cart to like give you a little bit of a
Forget home cooking. I
So,
like it.
Yeah.
question, Gemma: do
Uh-huh.
they get one of those giant like cargo planes, or do they have to drive the
Okay,
car?
yes. So I was gonna say that.
That's what I'm saying. You drive it on
Could
the
the
road.
bullpen car have even gotten to Houston in time?
Yeah.
If it had to, I don't know
You
what
would
the top
have
speed is.
That's a
Two
great
drivers
math problem.
driving 24 hours in a day to get there.
Oh no.
Nope.
Oh, I hate the
No
Crawford. Oh, I
way.
hate the Crawford boxes.
No way, no. Show it off,
Oh,
one!
he's going for it.
Put it on him!
No.
They got him! Oh, he didn't get him.
That's a good throw, though. That's a great throw.
So
Well-
it's a tie game.
Okay,
That's
it's
why-
0-0. We're
Let's see-
fine.
yes.
Wipe the slate clean.
0-0. We're all
Okay,
even.
so
we're all even.
we wiped the slate clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to say all 30 ballparks should have all 30 bullpen cards.
Yes, sure.
On
yes.
command.
They're just you could, well, they're
Just pull one out.
They're basically just baseballs with hats. So
Exactly.
you should just be able to change the hats.
That's true. Yeah, they have 30 hats, and then you can place whatever one on the card.
Yeah.
Well, funny you say that.
Elon
in
Musk,
the
yeah.
70s and 80s,
It's
rather than being painted,
It's worth noting Michael Clare is the foremost expert on bullpen cars. Go ahead.
in the 70s and 80s, rather than being fully painted, they were just sort of a standard thing, and the logo was a like stretchy material that you put over to make it the cap.
Ah.
So all you needed was the fabric
There you
to
go.
make the change.
There we go.
So
I like it.
Make it happen.
Do it, teams. What's wrong with you? I guess you wouldn't want to give the road team any advantage.
Yeah. A thing we did not realize until we got to Nats Park is that it's not predetermined whether the pitcher will take the cart or not. So the cart makes the drive no matter what.
It does. It's
I
very
think
He
that's
goes
how it works
all the
for
way
most.
around the warning track, stops, and then has to watch as every pitcher just walks right by him. And then he drives all the way around back through the gate.
That's very sad.
when it appears in Cars 4, it's going to be the most depressed character.
Ethan asks, which one of Max Scherzer's eyes is your favorite? I don't
Great.
think we've been asked that before.
Blue. Clearly
Very
blue.
well.
The blue. Well, Chris is the expert on eyes here. So we're going
That
to go
sounds
ahead.
vaguely ominous.
How many people have looked into the eyes of anyone else on our staff and gone, you have beautiful eyes? Probably just you.
I just think you shouldn't lead with Chris is the expert on eyes.
Well, he
We
doesn't
have
know
no other
our human
context.
eyes he keeps in
You
his
are.
house, so.
I
It's
was
true.
waiting for X.
Jake?
You know what my favorite eye is? Max Scherzer's third eye right here. Right here.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
I can't remember what the second color is because I'm so used to the Nats showing that giant image where one's blue and one's red.
What?
For the color of the
Oh,
team.
I've seen that, yeah.
In the stadium, they have this giant
Yeah,
image.
That's real.
around
That's not
pitches.
Photoshop.
It's not red.
Well, it's not
red.
red in the giant
No,
photo.
it's
brown.
It's brown.
That's the whole point.
But in the giant photo they
In the
show.
giant photo, it's brown.
I'm gonna look this up because I don't believe
Why would it be red?
Because
They were just there.
Although, did you see that they had the brown? Did you guys see that? They had Joe. They did Joe Ross.
Oh
Just
no,
two
just
brown
that.
eyes, but it was
cool.
the same like graphic.
That's
the
cool.
same
That's so
animation.
funny.
Oh!
Okay, that just a bit
What a
outside.
bit.
Do you want to have the robo-ump discussion now or later?
Save it. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll have a better opportunity than that. That was a nasty pitch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now that camera angle makes
That
it
was the
worse.
Like a red
first strike that the Astros hadn't swung at in the whole game.
Great job by Jan Gomes selling that strike.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, man.
You know when Michael Brantley emotes at all in a baseball field? Something grave has just happened.
Yeah. I think, just really also hates bunts. And is just taking it out on both sides here.
So Alex Bregman wore the same outfit
Yes.
to the stadium the last 4 days now. Do we think he washed it at all? Like,
No.
did he have the clubby?
No.
Did he say
No.
that he
No.
hasn't washed it?
No.
No,
That's against the thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you can
told
watch it.
Chris about this at All Star.
He did, yeah.
Doesn't wash it? Okay.
No, he just lets it ride.
Did he that specific outfit he told you about, or did he just?
He just
He
does
did
it,
it.
right?
Just in general.
In all the
Nice.
postseason, whenever they're on
Right.
like a streak in the postseason, he does.
Yeah, and he just alienates everyone around him.
I don't
Just
I
no one
think-
talks to him for a month.
I think if they win the World Series, he might wear it to the parade.
Oh,
He
he
should.
will wear it to the
Is it the
parade.
turtleneck? Is it that?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
like-
the
No,
it's like this
he's
plaid.
thank God he's moved on. Ban turtlenecks is
Oh,
a
I
take
forgot
that I'm
about
ready to air
turtleneck.
here.
Okay.
I can't forget about it because he wears it so much.
You don't like turtlenecks?
No, both personally because I hate things on my neck, and also just as a style point because they're trash.
I like to
Please
I
don't
don't
you.
wear them.
I thought you said you like things that you got.
No, he definitely does not. I don't wear them, but I like people who can pull. Like A-Rod, the turtleneck look, I think it's good.
Did he pull that off?
I think he did. I think if you have like the long neck and you get that like 70s
I was gonna say,
vibe.
he looks like
Oh, he stared Strasburg down.
And we will see
Again, put it on the
ya.
ball.
He is the back. Ah!
The bat's still in his hands. It's still in his hands. Wait,
Yo.
go back to it.
Okay.
Oh, he jumped.
Yeah.
Where's the bat?
Let it go.
Don Kelly completely botched that because Don Kelly was like,
Is
"Why are
the
you?"
bat on the baseball?
Don Kelly was not
Oh, where is
ready
it?
for that at
Oh,
all.
there it is. You can see it.
He wanted to hand it. He wanted to hand it to him, and he did.
Yo, okay,
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He also stares Strasburg down here.
Oh,
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
but this looks, everything is the same. This is normal Bregman.
No, okay.
No, he
he
doesn't.
did.
Normal
He did,
Bregman.
yeah.
He always grabs the handle. He always grabs the barrel.
Right.
Okay, watch. What does Don Kelly do? Oh,
give me the
come
full
on.
replay,
Come
Fox!
on! What are we doing?
All right, my guess is he had something sticky in his hands and
No.
he actually couldn't get it off. He's
Okay.
like, no.
I think
So
Don-
last offseason, there were like 8 stories about like Alex. Oh, did he get one
Oh,
too?
no.
So here's a
Oh,
question.
no.
Oh, man.
All right.
Soto's like,
Minute Maid Park is.
it's
I
been a
know
long night.
baseball just
Okay.
makes stuff up with their outfield dimensions.
Wow.
Yeah, so Alicia says, so the bunt was a bad idea.
Still a good idea. Still a
I
good
agree.
idea.
You know, we deserve that.
I agree. People are very excited about Bregman. Yeah, I mean that was
Wow.
that was quite the home run.
Because basically, okay, so
Ooh.
there were all these articles about how Bregman is like, he does what he wants, he says what he wants, he's a spice guy. And then this year, he was pretty boring. Like, he was amazing at baseball, but he didn't really do anything particularly memorable. There was no, like, moment where he was, like, spicy or started, like, a beef, really. And it felt to me like that, like, bringing the bat to first was like him realizing that, like, oh, I haven't done anything extremely silly and demonstrative in a year. Now's my time, and I'm going to take this bat with me all the way around.
I cannot believe we did not get a replay. I am so angry. I mean, we'll get it, but I just. How does that not? Okay, sorry, Fox.
Did you try to hand it to Don Kelly?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. He had this idea, and Don Kelly did not know. That
Or
is what
didn't want to
happened.
participate.
Yeah. That's not
Which
Don
is-
Kelly baseball.
I was gonna say that is the opposite of Don Kelly baseball. Gemma, as you know,
Wow.
Tigers legend
Tigers
Don
legend.
Kelly.
I love
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would ever do something like that. He is laying the bat down.
Come on.
Lee asks, do you hate the Crawford boxes more than you hate Tal's Hill? I hated neither. I think Tal's Hill's a little silly. I'm glad that it's gone, I guess. But I didn't hate it. I like the Crawford box. More home runs.
I hate the Crawford boxes because I hate every cheap ballpark dimension that doesn't get as much crap as the short porch.
Honestly,
see.
Yankee fans love
This is
that.
a
I
Yankee
am
take.
bitter and petty, and I will yell at
Chris
everybody
is a
about it.
Yankee fan, and so you have to bake
The short
that
porch
into all
is
of his...
not like categorically different than like, the Monster, the Crawford boxes. So many parks do this, but Yankee Stadium's the only one
Dude, the
where
Monster-
people feel
People talk about the Monster constantly.
You have to hit it 50
not in the
meters
same
the
way.
air.
It turns pop-ups into doubles.
And that's cool.
Jordan, what is your thought here?
I agree with Chris. However, there aren't that many of them.
No,
But the
there are a
Crawford
handful,
boxes
though.
are absolutely one of them. Right field at Houston is also ridiculously short.
Yes.
Who cares?
Yeah, no, it's
Look,
fine.
just be consistent. Then don't care about the short porch.
I care to the extent that I want to mock the Yankees. That's really the only time I care.
That's already true, though.
Yeah, I'll search out any excuse to mock the Yankees.
I don't begrudge you that.
Okay, hands there. Who does not like the Crawford boxes?
I think they're silly.
Okay.
It's like, yo, Astros, you already have all the best players. You don't need.
well, the stadium did come first.
That's true.
Put Tal's Hill back in and get rid of the Crawford box.
Put it back.
I
Yeah.
love Tal's Hill. I
Tal's Hill
want
was
more
great.
weird things. I want like this one team has a moat around the infield.
I
Also,
would-
like, that Gurriel ball was hit farther than the Bregman ball.
Right. I mean, to me,
Okay, but
Which
like
is
that's
fine. No, I know.
That's
It's
every
part of it.
stadium.
What
So-
Claire basically wants is for every ballpark to be like a different Mario Kart level.
yes, exactly.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
And it's like there's some that are easier, and then there's Rainbow Road, where
Yeah.
you can just actually, like, maybe when you're running the base paths, you'll fall into the endless void.
Exactly.
That could just happen.
We have long talked about creating Super Smash Brothers levels out of ballparks. For this
Yeah.
exact reason.
Rainbow
Baseball
Road.
is the only sport that lets teams do whatever they want. Like basketball, it's the same dimensions, the hoop's 10 feet tall, whatever. Football field's all the same. Baseball, do whatever you want.
Put some hurdles out
Make it
there.
a mini golf course. Have a windmill in center field.
What is
I
there
mean,
to
Here we go.
say-
Here we go. Here we go.
He went for the high five.
Kelly wasn't ready. Kelly was going
He
for
was
the
going for a
high
high
five.
five and didn't know how to react.
But look at Bregman turning back like, dude, come on.
I know. Oh, dude, because here's the thing, Bregman. If you're gonna, but yeah, Don Kelly would never participate in that. That's the thing. He just had the wrong first base coach.
Oh, Don.
I'm sorry. Trying
Because
to,
if you have a premeditated home run celebration, yeah, a lot of people are gonna think you're obnoxious. However, I totally support it. I think that's great. I think that's hilarious. You should do that. But just tell Don Kelly, just be like, look, dude, if
Yeah.
I go super yard, I'm gonna hand you the. Just tell him. No one's gonna find out
Yeah,
about that.
you're leaving it
No
up to
one's
dry.
gonna just for the sake of because now that replay is almost
Legendary.
tarnished. It's like
Right.
it looks so silly.
Well,
Maybe.
especially if
Although-
they win tonight and they win the World Series, it's like that's the thing that people are
Yeah.
going to see.
Just
when
like the
they
going
look
to
at this
Disney
game.
World montage, but with the bat falling.
Done.
There was something amazing though about Bregman hitting the homer and the camera panning back to him,
And he's still having the bat.
still
Yeah,
having the
he-
bat.
yeah, I
And
mean, just-
that's when I lost it. Like
Just the image of him stopping the bat will still live
Be-
on for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just so disappointed that the choreography there was really tough.
But that's not on Bregman,
So-
man. That's
It's not. I'm not
Bregman.
blaming
We're all saying it's on Don
Yeah,
Kelly.
I'm just like Don Kelly just needs to have a little bit more plate awareness right there.
So Thursday and Monday night live touchdown says, Jordan, this is Daniel. I am a kid. I met you at a house once, and you are awesome.
At a
There you go.
house.
You have a fan. They asked, what is y'all's favorite baseball teams? I'm a Red Sox fan. You know Jordan, so
Hi,
you know
Daniel.
that he is.
I'm so confused. But yes, I'm a Mariners fan.
He's a Mariners
That's
fan.
why I hate the Crawford
Hi,
boxes.
Daniel.
Gemma.
I'm Gemma. I'm a Tigers fan.
I'm a Yankees fan, as my brand is already established.
Orioles.
Jake clearly is an Orioles
We're
fan.
Orioles fan.
Pirates fan.
I'm also a Yankees fan.
The Yankees, the two Yankees fans.
They're actually
are
brothers.
different.
Every Yankees fan is actually related.
Waffle Lover 123 says
Nope.
it seems
No,
like
it's
you
okay
guys
with
need
that.
a bigger couch.
See, like that is a home run if it's 20 feet to the left.
And that's
It's so-
fine.
No,
That's
I
fine.
do agree that it's fine, but it's still notable.
The Nats-
Sure.
Oh, they meant
Nats-
Jake. They meant you. Or your friend who met you at a house,
Oh,
Daniel.
do you know the difference between us?
I know, that's Jake. This is Jordan.
If
I
you
mixed
could
them up too.
If you could specify which house, because I have been.
Wait.
I mean, my house, my parents' house. Where was this
He's a
happening?
kid. Daniel's a kid.
I understand
Yeah,
he's a
Daniel's
kid, but I need to know where. What?
No, you don't.
You don't need to know.
No.
It's
You
fine.
don't need to
Meet
know.
him halfway here.
You're Daniel's friend, man.
The Nats have a Crawford box at home in this game for sure.
I believe.
It's gonna
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, yeah.
It might be Victor Robles right now.
Ooh.
Verlander.
Who wants to know a
lost it
fun
again.
Don Kelly fact?
I do.
I would
No,
love
I'm mad
to.
at Don Kelly.
We
That's
need to
fine.
we need to redeem him. So
Well, it's
please.
actually kind of
Yes.
weird. It's that he and Max Scherzer are really good friends from their time on the Tigers and still are in fantasy football league together. And
Yeah.
all they do is just text each other about fantasy football like all day.
That's just all men.
Yeah.
That's the only conversations we ever have with
Low
each other.
stakes permission structures to have connections with other men.
Yeah.
I literally just got a text about a fantasy football.
See?
I'm sure I have two on my phone right now. I'm driving myself.
Verlander looks a little tired in his eyes.
He always does it. He's got giant bags.
You'd be tired too if you were playing baseball for the last 8 months.
Yeah,
He's
I-
also him and Cole are at like 260 innings. This
Yeah.
year, like
Yeah.
they are.
You know,
Yeah.
back in my day, people would do that in April, Jordan.
That's true.
Yeah, 260 innings
Yeah.
after April.
What is your day exactly?
My day? Tuesday.
That's your favorite day?
Fair enough.
Veterans Day.
Just actually yesterday. Is today Tuesday? I have no idea what
Today
day
is
Today is
Tuesday. Yes,
Tuesday.
good job.
I
We
don't know.
know where we are.
I don't know. I have no idea what day of the week it is.
Daniel says, Jake, I was with my family at your parents' house.
Okay, yes, I know who Daniel is now.
Okay, good.
Hello, Daniel.
There you go.
He was very nice.
Glad
He was
you
very
know.
nice.
Houston seems quite loud right now.
Yeah. It's also the dome. It's loud in there.
See ya.
Ah.
Robles is not.
Bunt,
He is
still a
not. This
mistake.
looked great in center field though.
They
Start
have
out.
0 runs had
This
they not
looks great.
punted, so.
It's true. He
Probably
can
not.
get it, which is the most important thing.
Wow. I am still shook over that Bregman home run.
Yeah, it was
Here's-
pretty great.
You people have clearly never ushered at a wedding because they
No.
tell you what to do and you still screw up. So I guarantee you, Bregman's like, I'll hand you
Well-
the bat, and Kelly's like, oh yeah, I'll take
Wait.
the bat.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
How did you screw up ushering a wedding?
Okay, so I had to hand out the things, but it was
Program?
supposed to be like one per family. So I'd be like, and they'd be like, can I have one? I'd be like, are you with them? And then I'd have to lead them, and then it was like I was supposed to like if the people were older, I was supposed to like physically touch them, and I was always like, do you want this? It was very I hated it. Yes.
I can't.
I feel like
Whew.
none of this was actually that hard, and I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I'm just saying, I think Donnie Kelly was told this is happening, and in the
No,
moment he's like,
no.
what do you want me to do?
Claire,
I don't think this is how it's gonna happen.
At its core, Claire's arguing that following directions is difficult.
but I'm saying I'm gonna go two more points on this. One, sure, but I don't think he was told. I don't think he was told.
Yes.
And two, sorry, like not to go too hard on Don Kelly here.
No, go all in.
No,
Let's do it.
Savage him.
Because it is his fault that he ruined this what could have been a great moment. But like at the same time, like on top of Don Kelly being the last person ever who would ever do something like this in a baseball game,
Yeah.
partially because he didn't hit very many home runs. But also, like the dude has watched how many guys pass him at first, and why would he ever think
Right.
that this would be a possibility?
And he already has the arm outstretched.
Yeah,
in
like
the handshake.
he's an autopilot, and so but
Autopilot in a World Series?
But also,
Wake up! It's a World Series.
But also, Bregman did hand it. It looked like a good baton pass, and he botched
Well,
it.
people fumble in football and handoffs.
Okay, here's
but
the
it
thing,
was
though.
it was a good.
Like instinctually, if I just like was walking by and I did this, would you not just take it from me?
Yeah, that's
Why?
the thing.
This
I
is
felt
a
like there was
scam,
enough-
actually,
he
in New
wasn't-
York City.
He
Where-
wasn't sprinting past. Like
Right.
he definitely gave him the chance.
If you're ever in New York, this is actually a thing. People will try to hand you something, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you took it. That gave me permission to now talk to you." So, you know,
What
that
a
happens to
great
tourists
city
all
you
the
all live
time.
in.
My roommate got a mixtape that way.
Mixtape. It's also people will try to hand you a bottle, and then when you drop it, it shatters. Then they'll try to like, "Hey, I was drinking that. You have to give me a new thing." This is a thing.
How many times have you been? Are you from like a 1930s movie? What is this?
Yeah, I'm just giving people some advice.
You know what I got from a person on the street? They gave me a tote bag and it had an air horn in it.
Yeah. All right, that's a good scam though. I would like to be.
That is a good scam.
I was
Actually.
like, you probably shouldn't be giving out air horns on the streets of New York City.
Lee says, this feed is all the fun of actually watching with friends without any of the embarrassment about my nerves and facial expressions. Yes, that is
Exactly.
exactly the point. I get this way watching my team.
Yes.
Thankfully, my team is not playing. If you watched one of the last not the last one, because the last one was World Series game, but if you watched an ALCS one, then you would have seen Ian go through the stages of grief watching the Yankees lose. It was really exciting. But yes, we all, I think, are pretty passionate about our fans.
Yeah, I can't do actually watching big games for my team in public.
No.
It's just I melt down on the inside. So yeah, I mean this is the best of both worlds.
For me, I like the risk because what if it's really great and then I get to make a bunch of new friends because we all love the same team?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I
Yeah, I can't do
could
that.
not identify with that less.
That's why I like
Who are
hanging out.
you?
No new friends.
So something to know is like in general
No
in,
new
in
friends.
life,
2020 challenge.
Gemma and I are like glaring open-minded optimists, and the rest
Yeah,
of these
it's
people,
disgusting.
and kind of Claire.
It's
Look at
But-
the Texas
The rest of
thing
these
on the
people are
top of
Yeah.
the building.
Yeah, Texas is the reason.
So weird. Texas is the reason for what?
Oh,
The season.
Ah, horrible emo band.
a great emo
Horrible.
band that deserves nothing but respect.
Horrible emo band that came back.
If
to
there are any
torture
Texas
us.
the Reason heads out there, let me know in the chat and we can talk.
These people all secretly, as all writers do, want to write and talk about music more
It's
than
so
anything
true.
else. So if you're interested in that, you have your audience here.
Not
These
me.
two. This,
Yeah, these two
This
specifically.
lane right
Not
here.
wrong. Not wrong.
The blue shirt crew.
What's great is our taste in music is very similar, yet we hate all of each other's taste in music.
It's very true.
Oof.
We have a music channel in our Slack, and it's pretty much just Claire and I talking to ourselves strictly.
It's a terrible channel.
It's not great, but it pulls me back. in.
Oof. Nice pitch. Strasburg looks slightly uncalibrated.
What do you mean by uncalibrated?
Like, he's just
Ooh.
That was freaking weird. He's just like missing by like like he looks like he's flowing well, like his motion's flowing well, but he's just like his timing is like slightly off. Like he's like pulling across, or he's not like getting. He just looks a little iffy. You just have to tweak the springs on it. You should be good to go.
Like he wanted the ball to go 30 feet, but it went 475 feet.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Slightly miscalibrated.
I did. Nats fan Henry sent me the.
What is Josh Reddick doing?
30-team score
Oh.
sheets, and they look really cool. I DM'd them to you, Dakota, if you want to take a look.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I'll
take
see if
a
I
look.
can put it in the
Oh,
feed.
this is
I sent them. I
nice.
slapped them to you. So.
Look
So,
at this.
what do we think Jose
Aw.
Altuve is telling Alex?
He's
Bregman?
saying, "Look, man, I know you really want to look cool there."
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, Don Kelly.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
Bregman did look kind of upset, weirdly.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
He's
what-
embarrassed. He thought he was going to have an all-time moment.
I think
This guy
Altuve was just
screwed
doing
over.
the Goodwill Hunting. It's not your fault.
You know what Altuve
Just
said
over
to
and
him?
over again.
He said to him, he said, that was great. Odds you do third base next time.
What was that, Jake?
Yeah, take it all away.
That was a great move, but next time you should take it to third base.
Yeah, because what's his name? Who's that? Pettis? Gary
Yeah,
Pettis.
Gary
will be
Pettis
ready.
will be
He'll
ready.
be ready to.
Because
to
if
get to that.
you see the guy rounding second and he still has the bat in his hands, it's coming for you.
All right. Hey, quick
Well,
innings,
all
Strauss.
right.
Love
That's
to
what
see
you
that.
want.
Hey,
Real quick.
hey, now we go.
Hang
Now we
around.
go. So
Everybody-
now we go.
everybody
Now we go. This inning. Here we go. Let's hit.
This is it.
Now here we go. If you like in pro baseball, like before you watch the big leagues, like everyone else, when you get to the big leagues, all the players are like acting super cool, and so they don't really do this. But like in college baseball and in the minor leagues, guys will like at the end of a defensive inning that goes well, hop out of the dugout and be like, "All right, here we go. Now we go. Here we go. This is it. Everybody hits. Here we go. Now we go."
There are no team meetings in baseball,
Yes.
like for the offense. That there's no like
In
huddle
pro baseball.
In pro baseball,
High school there is, yeah.
in college and high school, you see it all the time, like outside the dugout between innings, or like, all right, let's go, like, you kind of rally cry because it's everyone's too focused on their own. Like it's
Right.
like you're not expected to need that. I guess.
Well, someone is always busy. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
someone is always doing a baseball, and so the coach can't talk to everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
But he can't just go up and be like, "Hey, da 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 da, hey, da da da," and then just go to the next person.
Don't bunt.
Hey,
Next
don't.
time you're out.
Hey, don't bunt.
Or viciously bunt.
Or bunt as hard as you can.
Bunt like you're going to war.
Yeah, if you're Joe Madden, it's we're bunting, baby.
Anyway, more team meetings.
Put that on a shirt. Oh, we're button, baby.
I think everything Joe Madden says eventually finds its way onto
That's
a
probably
shirt.
true.
I hope not.
That's
Yeah,
just
I
my
was a
experience.
thoroughly trash baseball
Oh.
player, but I miss the dugout.
What, these some bad quotes.
Sadman Baseball asks, or just says, the lack of jerseys among you is slightly disturbing. We all have jerseys.
Yeah.
Jake has more jerseys than any human being I've ever
So
met.
I am leaving New York City for the next 4 months to go to the Dominican Republic, and therefore all of my clothes are in my parents' basement in DC, including all my jerseys. Otherwise, I would have worn a jersey tonight, and that is why I'm wearing this jersey to compensate.
Gross.
Also, sad man.
Sad man.
That's how
Are you talking
Say
to
that.
me?
all of us.
Are you talking to me? All of
I'm
us?
addressing all men.
The new,
in
the new
general.
national album title.
It is it is weirdly misty and rainy today here in New York where we are. So I'm not wearing a jersey purely for that reason. I wanted to be warm. That's it. My favorite jersey though, Jake actually got for me.
What is it?
It's a Chad Bettis Rockies jersey. Because one time I was identified as Rockies pitcher Chad Bettis.
That Pizza Hut Cheez-It pizza thing or whatever it is. Did you just see that?
Yeah, it looks
No, I
great.
was listening to Gemma.
It.
Yeah.
I don't listen.
All right.
Don't
Well,
listen.
okay. All right. Oh, sure. Yeah, she gets the high
It
five.
is
That's
weirdly
fine.
oversized. It's like this big. I'm sorry. I can't. It's gross.
You
I
actually
think
you
it's
deserved every bit of that. I just wanted to know. Yeah, if there were a feature where you could just put like the dunking on Patrick Ewing gif.
Do you
over that.
want to cheese it, Dakota?
No, I definitely don't. Especially don't want a weird oversized.
Good job being the team lead. Way to go.
I brought snacks.
Now see, imagine one actually that size, but twice as big and
Yeah,
puffy.
a
That's
dream.
gross.
All right, I'm gonna watch
How many
baseball.
Cheez-Its do you want?
Please, sir. However many you'd like to give. Well, that's a lot. All right. Well,
That's a lot, Chris. You're a child.
You know,
attaboy.
Verlander.
if you're over here doing the Oliver,
Oh, crossed up. You know what people don't talk about enough is that Jan Gomes is Brazilian. That's crazy. There are
Why
like
is that crazy?
because there are like very very few Brazilian baseball. There's like 4 or 5 of them ever.
Is Paulo Orlando still around?
Like Paulo Orlando and like Adrian Nieto on the White
Oh,
Sox. But like Jan
close.
Gomes.
It was Andre Rienzo.
Andre
but
Rienzo.
It's all right.
That's why I have Jordan around. But anyway, it's kind of wild that there's like there's a Brazilian
Luis
gentleman,
Gohara's Brazilian.
Luis Gohara, but there's very few Brazilian baseball
Yeah.
players.
Also, he was on the Blue Jays. Forgot about that.
Yep. Who was?
Waffle Lover, is Jake going to watch Winter League Baseball? Jake?
Oh yeah,
He is.
I am.
Jake will go wherever there's baseball.
Mhm.
That's just a fact.
It was like, do I want to watch baseball in the Caribbean in person, or do I want to be cold and whine about free agent signings in New York City in the snow? Huh.
The answer is that.
Tough. That's a tough call.
Daniel asks, what is the most famous baseball player you've ever met? Let's go around the room. Who is the most famous baseball player any of us has met?
Tim Tebow. No, okay.
Boo.
A-Rod.
Boo. A-Rod. Yeah, I guess A-Rod.
Oh,
For
okay.
most of
I
us.
met Derek Jeter once.
Whoa!
Okay.
Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
When did you
You
meet
get a
Jeter?
gift basket?
A-Rod's more famous.
Okay.
No,
When
no,
did
no.
you meet Derek Jeter?
I met him before the 1998 World Series.
Oh, so you were
I
a
was
child.
a wee lad. Yeah.
And what was the circumstance?
My dad knew somebody who got me into the clubhouse.
You were in
Whoa.
the clubhouse.
Well, like not in the loft, but like in the hallway outside. He came out.
I
and,
see.
Yeah. Said hi.
Did you
yeah.
suit up and play?
I mean, I do remember that he asked me if I was gonna hit a home run for them tonight, and I thought that was very cool.
Did you stand at short with him and then later retweeted
Yes,
that picture 40
I'm
seconds
actually
And then
Todd
Vic
Frazier.
Hall.
Plot twist. I am the third baseman for the New York Mets.
Gemma, you interview players all the time.
Yeah, I think probably the most famous baseball player I've ever met. I did run into A-Rod at a newsstand one time.
That was
What about active players?
And I met David Ortiz also. So, yeah.
Active player?
Well, what do we qualify as most
Yeah,
famous?
what is
'Cause
Matt?
I've been with you guys for most of it.
Yeah, but
Yelich?
but
Yeah, Mookie,
Yelich.
right?
Yelich is probably the answer.
Yelich,
Because
yeah.
Mike Trout at media day doesn't really count.
Right, we talked to Yelich just hanging out.
Yeah.
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 And Mookie.
Yeah, Mookie is up there.
Gemma, here's a
Oh,
question
wait.
for you.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is from ASJ. What did you think of the cop who was in the bullpen when Ortiz hit that grand slam?
How dare you?
As your lawyer, I advise you not to answer this question.
That was not addressed to you.
What did she do?
I did address it to you.
I was
How?
gonna say,
It was there.
How dare you?
I thought it was a great baseball moment.
He made a great catch.
Dakota's
Here's the
favorite
thing.
cop.
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell my David Ortiz story now because
Yes, please do.
that moment made me very sad. I was at a bar, and earlier in the game, I was there watching it with a Red Sox fan because, like I said, I will go watch my favorite team in public because you never know. It could be really fun.
Look what happens.
And then I'll feel great. And I was making fun of him earlier in the game, and he was drinking straight whiskey. And then Ortiz hit the grand slam, and he was like, "She'll have a double." It was
That's
straight
great.
whiskey. So I was really sad about it. But then I met David Ortiz, and I can never ever be mad at him again because he was so sweet. And it was my birthday when I met him, and he wrapped me in his arms and sang happy birthday to me and rocked me back and forth and made everyone else there sing happy birthday to me.
Wow.
It's the most amazing.
The David Ortiz weighted blanket.
Yeah, and we also took a selfie, because David Ortiz loves a selfie.
Gemma, that David Ortiz story sounds like all those Bill Murray stories where then they always end with like, and no one will believe
Except
you.
for he took a selfie and it was also like in a TV studio, so everybody was saw it.
Wrapped you in his arms and rocked you and essentially sang you a carol.
Also, David Ortiz is a giant man, and I am a very small woman. Like, probably 3 of me could fit inside one David Ortiz.
Yeah, do you like come up to like his belly button? Like,
Yeah. When you look at the picture of us, it's like, it's very noticeable. Who else has a famous baseball player story?
Well, I was gonna say, the answer for us, if we're counting like is probably Aaron Judge before
Oh
he
yeah.
was in the big leagues.
Oh, before he was.
Well,
That's
no,
a
but
crazy
that's what I'm
story.
saying. So
Hipsters.
does that count?
Yeah,
Because
it
like
counts.
we haven't been able to get anywhere near Aaron Judge since.
No.
But
It's actually just
right.
because he remembers and he's like, oh no,
No,
God.
no, but yeah, it's just funny. Yeah, that's definitely. But the funniest thing about that was, honestly, similar story. I just remember shaking his hand.
Oh my God.
Actually, a few things I remember about this. So it was in AAA. It was like a few months before he got called up, or I guess like the year.
I think it was the first player interview we ever did for Cut4 too. Maybe.
No, but it's one of the first.
One of the
for
first,
that. But I remember is that, and you forgive me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure Jake had lost his wallet.
Yes.
And he was like,
Yep.
basically looking for his wallet
I was in the press box.
somewhere else, like basically making Aaron Judge wait. So think about that. So like I had to like make small talk. Now he was fine. He Judge was not in any rush. He was extremely nice. But I had to like kind of, there was no other media there. We were in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I was just kind of had to be like, yeah, he's coming. And at the time, it was like he used to be nice. And to relate it to you, just shaking his hand, it was like
It's like,
it was
you
like
shook
a
his hand and
different.
it comes up to like
Yeah, it
here
was like
on
a
your
different
arm. Yeah.
species.
Yeah, it's like,
And he was great with us. He was very nice.
I remember getting into the dugout and seeing how large he was, and just apologizing profusely.
But he
Like,
was
sorry, I lost my wallet. Sorry. Oh my God, you're large.
Yeah, so he was so nice, but yeah, not got it anywhere near since then.
Alicia, says, is it just me, or did the whole world stop hating A-Rod at the same time and completely unprompted? It's true. I think when he started being on TV all the time, they were like, oh, you're just kind of like a nerd who really likes baseball. I think people are like, oh, okay, that's fine.
J-Lo.
I think before he was
No, it
dating
was
J-Lo,
pre-J-Lo.
I think once we realized he was just a big dork, like, then he became, like, he did this story, I think it was in ESPN the magazine, when he talked about just, like, talking about stats with some guy in, like, a
It
bathroom.
was in the City Field bathroom.
Yeah. And, like, that's such a dorky thing to do, and it's kind of endearing.
Yeah, I think he for so long was tortured by trying to live up to like the aura of Derek Jeter, even though Derek Jeter, objectively speaking, not as cool as people make him out to be.
Right.
But A-Rod so badly wanted to be that guy, and that's not him. He's a goober.
Yeah.
And that's fine. He's charming when he does his thing, and now that he's away from the Yankees and doing the analyst thing, he can just relax and be the weirdo who gets to like talk to Juan Soto about hitting.
Yeah.
And wear weird turtlenecks.
He is such a
I
unique
hate the term.
kind of weirdo,
They're
though. Like when Jordan and I interviewed him, like when you ask A-Rod a question, he's not really like this is our experience. He's not really taking your question into account when he answers the thing that you asked him. Like his output does not match the input that you give him. We were like, A-Rod, what's the first thing that you do every morning when you wake up? And he was like, I absolutely love watching MLB Network.
That's really weird.
It was very odd. And then he lied about going to prom.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Please tell that story.
Okay, so basically we asked A-Rod, we were talking about like his career, and he was like, yeah, like it was crazy. Like one week I'm at prom and the next I'm playing at Fenway. And we were like, oh, that's cool. Like who'd you go to prom with? Like how was prom? And he was like, actually I didn't go to prom. I just tell that story to like show how close those two times were.
I was
No
like,
one
A-Rod.
follows up.
I was like, A-Rod, that's a good line, but
Like, say graduation? Like,
Why we like?
we're like, why didn't you go to
wasn't
prom? He was like, I couldn't find a
Fenway
date.
till, like 2 years later. It was.
But like, imagine being so famous that you're trapped in a prison of your own stories. Like,
That's a great point.
Well, considering identity is a story we tell ourselves, we're all trapped in the story of ourselves.
You
Jake,
could have just
That was
said
the
like,
worst poem I've ever
made up a name. Like I don't
that
know
was
who
like-
we went to high school with. He could have been like, oh, Monica Wilkerson.
But
I've
he
been
would-
like, oh.
exactly. It would have been really easy, but he was so taken aback.
So
Right.
Jake, ASJ wants to know what jersey you're wearing, what Orioles
Oh.
jersey you're wearing.
Adam Jones, the best Oriole.
He is the best.
Other than Cal Ripken, I'm gonna leave before
We
you.
all love Adam,
Adam
Jones.
Jones rules.
100%
Orioles
approval
legend
rating
and
for
pie
Adam
connoisseur, Adam Jones.
There's a great video on this YouTube channel with Adam Jones that Gemma did, and they
Me
deserve
and Jordan.
And Jordan.
There you
We
go.
deserve
Yeah,
to
check
check
it
Jones.
out.
one of my favorite
Go
things
check
to
it
do.
out.
Me too.
Daniel says that Jake, when they were at your house, that you showed them your anyone but the Yankees shirt.
Yes.
There you go.
It says not the Yankees. So when I was 7, I was on the Yankees for Little League, and I hated them so much. I had my mom customize my uniform. So it said not the in big red writing above Yankees, and on the hat she drew a circle and an X through it. And I just like played in that uniform, like on the field, like with this. And it said Yankees like on the back of the hat. And she wrote stinkin'. And so I wore that to play, like as a kid. It was very,
I
very.
like-
I
I
still
like-
have it. I
Every
still have
week.
it. Yeah, I know. I did not get fined. The commissioner of my 7U Little League.
You got
I
fined
like-
1 penny every game. Like, give us your ice
doctor's
cream money.
allowance.
Yeah.
I like that out of context it would have read as though you just hated the players you were playing with.
Yeah.
Right.
God, these guys.
Yeah, not these guys.
Oh, Claire, here's something for you from Sad Man Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the best name.
Sadness in baseball is inevitable. Heartbreak reigns supreme. Failure turns all into ash.
Yep.
We must embrace our sorrow and allow it to wash over us like morning rain and wake with the hope of spring.
This is a good
That's my
bit.
favorite
This is a good
television
bit. Please
song.
keep it up. Wherever you are.
I'm like a little concerned.
But
The
like
avatar is
Morrissey
just
for
sad.
joining the
It just
chat.
says sad on it.
Sad Man, you're my favorite. If you ever
No,
hang out.
get out and play.
Sad man.
This is a crazy at bat. Can we watch this
Yeah.
baseball?
So
I think
good,
there should be
so
more
He is
pickoff
so
moves.
freaking chill.
Yeah, he's so
He
chill.
is unbelievable. When you are, they keep zooming in on him, he's like, yeah, Anthony Rendon, whatever. That's fine.
I think you should throw it
I've,
first. 10
I've
more
never
times.
seen a less nervous baseball player in my life.
Rendon is so incredibly chill. We were watching him just like play catch.
Oh my god.
I have just never
He-
seen anybody like him. This is so crazy.
Watching he and Trey Turner warm up just in like a t-shirt and shorts 3 hours before the game.
Look at him!
Traumatizing.
He's like, are you gonna pitch this thing or what?
Like he could be playing wiffle ball right now.
What an at bat.
Wow.
One of my very good friends, she's a huge Nats fan, and she made a very hilarious point to me about Anthony Rendon, which is that most human beings are not attractive, and we do everything we can to look attractive. Like, we do our hair, or we wear, we try and look nice. Anthony Rendon is a hot guy actively trying to look unattractive.
Oh, it's so true.
And it is, I respect the hell out of it. I love it.
He has so much potential, and the
Right.
goatee makes me so sad.
It's crazy. It's like he's trying to paint something with his chin.
He might be.
Unbelievable!
He's gonna turn one of these around eventually.
Wow.
They're gonna have to bring in Joe Smith for the end of the at bat.
I have an Anthony Rendon fun fact that I will reveal at some point tonight. But
I'm excited.
Intrigue.
Oh, a mystery.
Stay
at
tuned
you.
for the Anthony
Oh, yeah.
Rendon
Hyping
fun
that.
It's
fact.
like he's like literally covering his mouth so he doesn't spill the beans now.
Yeah, there was a brief period of time where Anthony Rendon's hair and facial hair perfectly aligned, and he was gorgeous.
Yeah.
this is a 9.
Since then, we've strayed further and further from
Nine-
that.
There's a
He's 10th.
Rendon fan in the Bagwell jersey.
Claire, should he bunt here?
No, it's 2 outs.
Ooh, he's getting close.
But
He's getting close.
I feel like he should bunt.
Rendon's goatee is almost the longest that we've ever seen because the longest is a Bagwell one from like '96, and I love it.
Well, but that one's fuller.
Big noon, baby.
Let's go! Nebraska Purdue is serious big news.
If I could be a fly on the wall in any pitch meeting, it would be the pitch meeting that came up with Big Noon Saturday.
It is weird.
Like, sit down, one beat later. All right, this is a Big
Big
Noon.
Noon.
We're done. Let's
Is
get
it
lunch.
just the first year of this?
Yes, it's the inaugural Big Noon.
Hi.
It definitely was a studio executive who was like, guys, we need to come up
Oh.
with
Wow.
So good.
That was
Spicy.
amazing. If he had rung him up on that,
Also, y'all,
Yeah.
he's at 52 pitches now.
Yeah,
and it's not
they're
like-
grinding.
I mean, the Astros pen is very rested, but still. Like, I'd rather keep facing Verlander because he's a World Series loser.
Gemma.
That's true. He has
All
to
right.
get the L.
Oh yeah, fix that hair, Anthony.
All right, Juan Soto has come up
Big
a bunch
moment
of
here.
times in the last 3 games with guys on base. Didn't deliver. He's only
Can't
21.
watch.
Can he do it
I'm
now?
too anxious because I have seen this happen.
It's-
like,
yeah.
it's like those moments that are pivotal. I'm too
Yeah,
nervous.
for the last 3 games, Nats Park desperately wanted them to come through at just one of these moments.
And I love Soto, and I want
Look
it
at
for
Soto.
him.
He
He's
should
like
bunt.
grinning.
He
He's
should just
grinning.
bunt here.
He is the baseball player I think that everyone is rooting the most for.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think
look at
that,
him,
like,
look at him smiling. and
Everyone
nodding.
wants good things to happen to him, really more than any other person playing in the World
Yeah.
Series.
Well, the thing that's amazing to me is that the National League East is just like a viper pit. Like everyone hates everyone else in that division, but no one hates Juan Soto.
It's
Right.
true.
Like diehard Mets fans, diehard
He's way
Braves
up
fans.
on the. He's
Give
close
it
to
time.
100% of
You know,
Yeah,
you know who
really
probably
is.
hates Juan Soto? Marlins man.
Give it time. I'm telling you, give it time.
No. He's pretty. I mean, he'd have to like. I mean, I guess like if he single-handedly beats the Astros.
No.
That's out.
I will say though that
Look at that! Look at him. He
And
cannot sit still.
Gemma, what were you gonna say?
at all of the ballparks that we've been to, because we saw a lot of Nats games, is that because he's so good, everybody boos him. All the home
Yeah.
fans always boo him, and then he hits home run, and then they all cry.
Yeah.
No, but that's a courtesy. That's a
The
respect.
Juan
boo.
Soto life cycle.
That's a
Yeah.
respect boo.
It is a respect boo. I do think so because
Yeah.
he's such a threat.
Well,
Yeah,
it's- I
you
just think give it time and let him rip the hearts out of more NL East teams for 20 years, and they'll start
Oh,
to
what
hate
a
him.
pitch. What a
I don't know,
pitch.
so-
I don't know. If you're a player with this much natural charisma, Ken Griffey Jr. destroyed teams.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him. If you are great, but you have this charisma and this star power, everyone
Yeah.
begrudgingly is like, actually, I really love that dude. I hate when he beats me, but I love seeing him hit.
Here's
Ryan-
a take. That's why people hated Jeter, because he didn't have that.
He didn't
Ryan
have
says that the
Striking.
Cardinals hate Soto. That he also adds that they hate fun too. They do hate fun, but they do hate Soto.
That's true.
So
You don't sleep on St. Louis.
They don't have enough emotion.
I am.
how I-
Jim are just salting the earth.
That's how I felt
I
about
think
being
he's
in
just
Bush.
gonna blow him
Okay.
away with a fastball here. Let's see. Nope.
Ooh, got away with that one.
I should have bunted.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, in that situation, maybe a bunt single and playing
I
back.
don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you
don't
hate
like
to
that
see
he
it.
swung away on that one. Should have bunted.
You
Loads of
should have
aces.
bunted. You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it.
Hey, guys, great baseball game so far.
This
It
is
is.
It's been a
It's
lot
had
of
a
fun.
fun.
A lot of fun.
Hey, thank you for that, by the way.
Hey,
I know that you
It's good.
predicted and and you decide what happens in the game. So thanks.
Yeah, Jordan's a precog. He knows everything.
No.
That's true. Jordan does know everything. He also told us that the Nats are going to win, which means
Right. They're gonna win.
there's going to be a really exciting rally at some point. So stay tuned for that.
You know those scenes of like when all the Game of Thrones writers found out like the script to the final season, and
They'll
they're all in the
cry.
room and they're like, "Oh, that's like when I called Jordan before the game today." I was like, "All right, just like fill me in early for what's gonna happen." It was crazy. I can't tell you.
I
But
can't believe he told you.
we had why?
I feel like that violates the NDA.
No, we're chilling.
Oh, you're
We're
in
fine.
on it too?
I am in on it. Yeah.
I see. Who's, other than Soto, who's everyone's favorite player in this series?
Soto.
Other than Soto.
Good picture.
Soto. In the whole series.
In the whole series. Is it Garrett Cole? Is it Max Scherzer?
It's
Yeah.
Max Scherzer.
I would
Scherzer?
say Jose Altuve, Max Scherzer.
I'm going to
Steven
go
Strasburg.
Strasburg. I'm going to go Sean Doolittle.
Yeah.
That's a
Big
good one.
Doolittle fan.
Doolittle's great.
You know what I really like is Robinson Chirinos. So there was this great story about how him and Juan Soto became really good friends when they went to Japan together. But then, like, Robinson Chirinos realized that he was closer in age to Soto's dad. So, like, he's just really good friends with Soto's dad now, too. Which I think is amazing. So Robinson Chirinos seems like a good guy.
The fact that none of you said Gerardo Parra, really, you're showing your butts. So,
I mean, both if he was on the roster, but
Yeah, I'll say both.
Strasburg's fine too.
Strasburg.
Yeah, I think so.
Ian.
Howard Kendrick.
Howard.
Of course.
That was 2 weeks. Howard lasted 2 weeks. And then back to
He
Howard.
tried, though. It was really funny. It was like there was a small amount of time where he was trying to get everyone to call him Howard, but then no one went for it, and so he just gave up and just like went back to
There's
going.
a very official announcement
Yes.
on Howard now, and there was never an official announcement. You can just go back to Howard.
Yeah, but he's not.
It was
I'm
too
still
embarrassing.
respecting the Howard, but
It was too embarrassing to put out another
Yeah, it was kind of
essentially
a weird-
semi-press release.
it was a weird song.
But meanwhile, Pete Alonso has successfully switched from Peter to Pete.
I can never remember which one.
Yeah, wait, so
He wants
which
Pete.
one does he want? He wants
He wants
He's
Pete.
full
Well,
Pete.
so
He's full Pete.
It was Pete at first, and then for
Right.
some reason it was Peter for like, I don't know, like a month, and then it was just like,
Yeah.
never mind.
This
It's
is
Pete.
Mets
Yeah.
superstar Pete Alonso.
Yes.
Who, by the way, I think there are very few baseball players where you can refer to them by their first name and you know who you're talking about. Like, no one's like says Mike for Mike Trout, right? You have to say Trout. Part of that is because everyone's named Mike, but
Also,
he's
Trout's a cool name.
Trout, right? But no one's like, oh yeah, Christian. Like, no, but if you say Pete, you know it's Pete Alonso.
That's
And I think that's like a very unique. Jock Peterson is another one where you just, oh yeah, he's Jock.
Yeah.
And it depends on what your first name is. It has to really be one syllable.
One time, Jake did a chest bump with Pete Alonso, and Pete Alonso almost murdered Jake by accident just because he's a huge dude.
Yeah, I have a bruised sternum from that.
An amazing moment.
Christopher Martinez says, Jake,
Yeah.
thoughts on Jeffrey Meyer?
I have a couple thoughts. I actually have a sophisticated opinion.
Give
So-
it okay. Wesleyan alum.
Well, that's what I was going to
Jeffrey
say.
Meyer, by the way.
I am an aficionado of Division III baseball, and Jeffrey Meyer was the all-time hits leader at Wesleyan University.
Yeah.
Upon graduation.
Cardinals,
Yeah.
right?
My alma mater.
Are they the
Yeah, we're the
Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Yeah, they're the Cardinals.
Anyway, Jeffrey Meyer robbing that home run. If that
I'm
happens,
glad
in,
you admit that it was a home run.
yeah, I mean it was
Robbing
ruled as a
that.
home
It's
run.
kind of a
If
rob.
Jeffrey,
play.
can we clear about something?
It's
If
a unrob.
I am not a conspiracy theory guy, like I'm not in on that stuff.
But-
Thing that the conspiracy theorists
But
often say.
listen, but if that game was at Camden Yards and an Orioles fan reached over, it would have been called an out
Oh,
because
stop.
The Yankees. Yes,
I'm with you on that.
That is my
No.
belief.
Totally
I'm
with
not
you.
saying like Jeffrey Meyer was like a plant. It's not like Brian Cashman hired the kid.
You
or anything.
began this by saying
Didn't
I'm
he give
not a
him like
conspiracy
some award
theorist.
afterward?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that the Yankees
He went on
embraced
the Today
him,
Show the next day.
the way that the Yankees embraced him to me was super, like, just the worst. Like, it was so
Why?
hurtful because you didn't deserve that. Like, it's one thing if it's flipped, where the organization that has the most money and the most World Series championships and the biggest fan base and all the resources was the one who lost on a bad break. That's fine.
Okay.
That's life. But you guys getting all this stuff and Jeffrey Meyer, where we have to be like in Baltimore,
I'm
like
with you on
that's
this.
it's
sucks.
In
It freaking
the
sucks.
'96 Yankees
huge
were.
jail.
It was different though.
No, it wasn't. And it was in '97.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm totally with Jake on this, 100%.
They like gave him a key to the city.
It
He
was lame.
cheated. They gave him a key to the
Here's the
city.
thing. Also, compare this to what happened to Steve Bartman, and it's like,
I think you're right.
it's just like, oh, one is like a god among New Yorkers, and the other one had to change his name and like move, and it's like it's not fair. It's lame.
Well, that's because Marlins fans should have embraced him harder.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. Strong take.
They should have been like, here's a mansion in Miami,
Yeah.
Steve. Come live with
People
us.
should have put him up in Miami rent free.
That's an
That's
insane
fine.
take. Marlins fans could have saved Bartman.
That's-
They had
I'm
acted
with you on
earlier.
that. Come on, Marlins fans, where
Wow.
were you? Sadman Baseball says, if I could be a pitch, I would be Strasburg's changeup.
Nice.
Which pitch would you be?
Oh.
I love Statman baseball.
This is a great question. Clayton Kershaw curveball.
Ooh,
Ooh,
good
that's a
answer.
one, that's a good one.
Well, so
Yes, it's still the. I don't care. Look, yes, Clayton Kershaw's a little bit washed, but you think about the peak.
A light wash.
Yeah, he's like an acid wash. But if you think about it, that's like the most beautiful pitch.
that's
of
the
all time.
most washed. You can
With acid. You're
G-Jet.
washed with acid.
And also, it's like old and ugly and terrible. So in every way, it's a bad wash. Before we all answer this, is this what we most desperately want to be? It's our favorite pitch, or the pitch that most represents who we
I
actually
think it's one you
are?
want to be, but I mean, if you have a pitch that
Like-
represents you.
Because I don't know, because Sadman, it's a beautiful pitch, but it's not the fastball. It kind of dives down in a way. It's not the sexiest pitch. So like, I don't know if it's supposed to like represent who you are as a person. So before I think of my answer, I just want to make sure we're all on the
Either.
same-
It's up to you.
Okay.
I'll let you interpret it however you would like.
All right.
I would be a Hansel Robles curveball because I love watching baseball games from the outfield seats.
Great.
Wow.
Great.
Shots
Jake.
fired.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Just out here roasting Hansel.
What did Hansel ever do to you?
No reason. Just coming for him.
He's minding his own, watching the game,
Watching the
enjoying
live
his off
stream.
season, watching the live stream, and all of a sudden,
No,
you're
I'm sorry.
strafed.
There are a few pitches just burned into my mind as home run balls than Hansel Robles just hanging a curve. That's just what I think.
I think to me it's Kyle Farnsworth's fastball.
Wow, you're
For,
old.
for you?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to
Ours?
be that, but the
I
pitch
see,
that
that's-
is synonymous with going along.
Yes, he
with
did.
Whoa.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Here's
No.
here's an idea. There should be a fan vote for that. So like every fan should have like a button at their seat, and when they point down the line, they all press it, and then the results immediately show up on the board.
I just want to say the first base ump looks like Agent Smith from The Matrix. Ryan says, I'd be Nolan Ryan's fastball because I'm named after him. That's
Sick.
Wow,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Very
I'm
good.
not named after a baseball player.
Can you share the story of like how your parents came up with that and why they decided? Because I'd love to hear that. That's super cool.
Yeah.
You're not named after Dakota Hudson and also Brett Gardner together?
Well, I'm older than Dakota Hudson, and I am not related to Brett Gardner. No. Sad facts. Well, pitch. Gemma, whose pitch would you be?
You Darvish Ephus.
Great choice.
Great pick.
Great choice.
That's a fantastic choice. Anybody else? Ian, you got one?
Like a Rich Hill curveball.
Nice.
Really not in a rush.
Boutique.
Claire?
It's a boutique.
Dallas Keuchel fastball. Not that fast, but good placement. Wildly underrated.
What a terrible selection.
Wildly underrated.
Wildly underrated.
You're wildly
He
underrated.
goes.
Wildly
He
underrated.
goes where he wants.
Yeah, I go where I want. I do what I want.
Whatever
and
I
I'm
want.
very slow.
Waffle says there's a baseball player in the minors with the first name Jeter, right? Yes, Jeter Downs.
Yeah, Jeter Downs.
Which
Jeter
sounds
Downs
like
was
if
really
Derek
fast.
Jeter bought a horse racing.
Yes.
Like
It does
welcome
sound
to
like
Jeter
Which
Downs.
might happen at some point.
Which might happen.
Who's to say that doesn't?
He's in Miami, right?
Here-
Yeah, but that checks out.
Here's one for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Sporte says, I'd be a Tanaka splitter, underappreciated as all hell.
Everything about Masahiro Tanaka is underappreciated, including his splitter. That is a tremendous answer.
That's true.
You can get Masahiro Tanaka body wash.
Yes,
from
very
the
true.
Golden Eagles.
Also
so,
underrated. Is the body wash underrated?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so.
Like, what does
Yeah.
underrated body wash do?
So
I know,
actually,
but
What
it's
is
this
properly rated body wash?
It's this
Does
eco-friendly
the job.
body wash because what you buy is like this like tube to hold it, and you just get like refills to put into the tube rather than buying a new bottle every time.
Here, Claire, Ryan says, my mom liked the name Ryan a lot, and my dad was a huge baseball fan. So he liked Ryan too, because he grew up watching Nolan Ryan. He also wanted my initials to be RBI, so he named me Ryan Benjamin Nolan. RBI!
That's such a good story.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Great.
That's awesome.
RBI is the
I like
coolest
that.
initials.
That's-
Or is it RBIs?
It,
Okay, again.
RSBI.
Runs.
Yes. RSBI.
Can we all go
RBI,
around
Team
and
RBI.
tell a completely made up story about baseball players that were named after?
Sure, Jake. Who are you named after?
I am named after Jake Westbrook.
Okay.
Sick.
Yeah, because when I was 7,
Oh.
that's out. When I was 7, 7?
Your name was
You-
changed.
Did you just have a
Jake,
stroke?
You came up with this game.
You came up with
Jake
this
proceeded
My
to
name used to
just
be
have a
my
complete
You
name.
did so much
meltdown.
legwork
It
just so
used
you
to
could
be
tell
Max,
the story.
But then
I didn't have a
Jake
story
Westbrook.
ready. I thought I didn't know I was gonna go first. So I used to be named Josh, and then I went to an
Jake
Orioles
Westbrook had a great
Cleveland
season.
Indians game, and I saw Jake Westbrook throw, and I said, "Mommy, I want to be him," and so she legally changed my name.
We're gonna
What were
kill
you
this
named
game.
before?
Yeah, it's a bad
Josh.
game.
I said I
You
was
ruined
Josh.
the game. Ryan says his dad is where his love of baseball came from. That's awesome. Alicia, there's a guy in my bio lab group who's named Derek after Derek Jeter.
Wow.
I feel like there's a lot of
Is he
Dereks
also boring?
in the world named after Derek Jeter. Yeah, he might be boring.
Accurate, but also rude.
My friend's brother's middle name is Ichiro.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Why isn't your middle name Ichiro?
Great question. Dad, are you in this chat? Let's answer it.
Yeah, Glenn was
Let's
in the
hash this
last
out.
chat. He needs to be back.
That would have been crazy weird foresight, though, Gemma.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you born in 1991?
Daniel, clearly very
Nice.
young, named after Daniel Murphy.
I feel I am
Whoa.
ancient.
We're all extremely old.
Daniel Murphy.
We all feel incredibly old.
Why not Daniel Moskis? That's weird.
Thank you. What a Dave Littlefield thing.
What baseball player would you guys name your children after?
So, this is actually very funny. My wife and I have discussed this. We don't have a kid. We don't have plans to have a kid, but we don't.
Tell
we
us
don't-
more about that. Who's the bastard?
We don't agree.
How does that work?
We don't agree on
My wife
anything.
is just-
But one of our favorite things is sit down and be like, if we had a kid, what would we name them? We agree on nothing. The name we've decided on, if we had a son, is Cy for Cy Young.
There you go.
That's
Cy
nice.
Sneed?
That
Would it-
story
hold
landed in a normal
Hold on,
place.
would it be Cyrus?
It would be Silas. And then we
Silas.
Silas?
But that's
You say
that's not
Silas?
That's not a name.
But we would, yes it is.
No, it is, but isn't it? Wouldn't that
Oh,
be with
but no, we cut it to Cy, but we want the full
Excuse me.
thing.
No, but
Are
isn't
you saying
Silas?
stylist?
Hold
I'm
on.
saying
Wait,
Stylus like the Palm Pilot thing.
Give me
Isn't
a-
Silas a like an S?
Excuse me.
Yeah, but you cut it to
But you're gonna spell it like Cylon.
Excuse me.
instead.
I'm
You're gonna
just-
spell it S-I,
Listen,
but that's
we
not
don't have a kid, so
Excuse me. Are you saying?
Okay, the last two stories have been disastrous.
Yeah, you're both banned. You both have to go to
Hold on.
jail.
You both so eagerly wanted to tell these stories, and they went so
But
poorly.
mine's a fact.
Is he saying Cyprus?
Silence. Yes, I'm a huge Cypress Hill fan.
I didn't know you were Cypriot.
So hang on,
It's a
Alicia.
roller coaster.
Alicia
Someone,
tells
Alicia,
us.
please.
Yeah, Alicia says that her Derek is low key boring, but he is the only 19-year-old that she knows that's engaged. So he has that going.
That is
for
the
him.
opposite of Derek Jeter.
19,
There you go.
and he was named after Derek Jeter.
Alicia.
And he's engaged.
I'm stressed out for Derek. Okay.
He's,
It's bad.
and
Please,
apparently
please
he's
follow
low key
up
boring.
and let us know how we.
But Dakota, he's a champion. So
Derek
does this
Jeter
Derek
is.
does this Derek know how to win?
Great question.
Was this Derek tagged by Jeremy Giambi?
Will this Derek move to third base
Jefferson.
to accommodate a world-class shortstop?
No
Who knows?
shots. No chance. No way. We'll never do that.
You're all haters.
Convincing someone to marry you is kind of winning.
What a dunk!
Okay.
As the only married person in
I
the
was gonna
room,
say.
what a horribly
For
self-centered thing
those
to
who are
say.
unaware, Claire is married, and none of
No,
the
but it
rest
was
of us
like,
are.
you listen, you.
Hey, congratulations on being married, man. That's very amazing.
Thanks,
That's
man.
great.
It's I'm 1-0, but
Are
soon
you?
enough I'll be 1-1, I'm sure. So
Anyway,
Sad divorced baseball. man.
Sport A says my family's Yankees fans, and my brother's middle name is Lewis after Lou Gehrig. That's a lot of baseball names. That's a good
Not
name.
enough lose around anymore.
Yeah,
That's
Lou's a
true.
good name.
Lou is a good name.
Sweet, and then this nickname, Sweet Lou, for Lou Piniella.
Sweet Lou.
Piniella.
Piniella.
Piniella. There's a little English on that.
Little pinata.
Gabagool.
I hate all of you.
Claire just throwing Enyes
My
around.
friends are the worst.
Silas Piniella.
That's
Stylist?
I'm so
Pinata.
troubled by side. Also, if it's you're saying baseball like
That's
side,
the same.
Howard!
Hey,
Here we
the
go.
Nats. Here we go.
Hey,
They're
attaboy,
coming
attaboy to be.
national.
Hey, I gotta get a start. Everybody say 4-7.
Bun him over.
I love
Bun him
nothing
over.
more than Jake's dugout chat. It's deeply charming.
What
Nobody
I-
out.
Hang on, let me. Who's up?
It's a
now?
one-run game.
Zimmerman, I think.
Uh, Who's up?
That was like you were a triple
back.
shy.
No more buns.
It is. I hate this.
It is. I would like
Oh,
to.
Dribble's faced he's faced Verlander more than any other pitcher in his career.
And what are the numbers?
I ran into Asdrubal's dad in the lobby of our hotel.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was him. Because
Okay,
he
so-
looked exactly like
We also
Asdrubal.
briefly saw Soto's dad, didn't we?
We saw Soto's
He
dad.
was enormous.
Enormous and very young because
He's
Juan
fit.
Soto. I was like, oh, my dad is not like that. Love you, Dad.
Waffle asked if anyone knows how Scooter Jeanette became Scooter instead of Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like
We do.
I think
who would like
all
to
of you
enlighten
know,
us?
right?
Who would like
Yes.
to enlighten us?
Jordan?
So, this was. Oh man, this is like a weirdly complicated story. Now I'm forget the details. It involves the
like,
police.
police
Okay.
officer.
It involves the police.
So Gemma, why don't you tell us?
His name is Ryan,
Yes.
right? And for whatever reason, when he was a small child,
Oh, right.
his parents put the fear of the law into him.
He
And
would have
when-
put a seatbelt on. That's
yeah,
what it was.
and so
in the car.
when they would like constantly be like, cops will, if you're bad, the cops will come arrest you or whatever. He would put a seatbelt on, and so they got like a cop to actually come yell at him about seatbelt safety, and he was so scared he didn't want to tell the cop his real name.
What's your name, young man?
So he said his favorite Muppet baby, I
Yes.
believe,
Yeah.
and that is Scooter. And
Yes.
his family has kind of mockingly called him Scooter ever since.
Because he lied to a police.
and that came along
Under
with that.
oath. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy in the back
No.
seat.
Under
Not
oath.
how
They
oaths
bring a
work.
Bible. They're
Not how
like, this
oaths
car
work.
is now a courtroom.
Do you know how oaths work?
I'm saying it sounds like his parents were really
Oh.
serious about making sure he's strapped in. So
Yeah, they got an actual cop to come and scare him.
So go Scooter, go.
Alicia gives us another Derek update. This Derek also stresses me out. I guess he wins for not being the worst person in our lab group, but also I don't think he could lift a bat.
Wow.
Derek,
Alicia.
if you're
Friendly
watching,
fire.
you've been owned pretty
I
hard.
love Alicia.
Alicia's
I hope
great.
Derek hops in this chat at some point.
Sporte, I'd name my son Adalberto or Kiner Falefa as a first name.
Wow, that's
That's a solid choice.
Wow.
I like that.
Oh,
Oh, it's Drupal.
a hyphenated.
Whoa!
Oh, a
Whoa.
shove there.
Whoa.
Hey.
You gotta get out of the way, bud.
That's
You-
a charge, though, right?
You gotta, yeah.
You
he's
just
gotta
gotta
flop.
pretend
Why
to
did
be,
he flop?
well, I'll get out of the way.
He gave him like a two-handed chest shove.
Yeah.
How
I
does
think
that work,
that's
Ian?
not-
How
that's
can you
not-
shove with your hands in your chest?
That's not anybody's
He
fault.
shoved him in the
Oh,
chest.
like from the chest. Never mind. You know what bugs me?
What
Dakota?
bugs you,
You know what
Jake?
grinds my gears?
What?
That they don't open the roof in Houston.
I was just about to say this. It's the coward's way out.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
Raining, but
Jordan and I were.
Create some noise.
raining?
The way God
Jordan
intended.
points out that it's raining.
I didn't know
Why
you
know
still-
it was raining within an hour for
Jeez, Al Roker over here. Sorry.
You mean, well.
But no, it's nice how you should have the roof open.
And everyone makes such a big deal about how loud the Astros ballpark is. The roof is closed. It doesn't count.
That count? What are you
No.
talking
If
about?
you're a dome, you get that's a hand.
Oh, Ryan Zimmerman.
Is Ryan Zimmerman washed? Yes
No.
or no?
Ryan Zimmerman is a
I really
legend.
thought he was, but
No, he's not washed.
no.
Well,
I
but legends
still
can
think
be
he is.
washed.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think. I think he's
Clayton
got a little
Kershaw?
bit of spice left.
Like Clayton Kershaw, my favorite. Look, I'm sad, guys.
Acid wash.
I love Clayton Kershaw.
Like, you know who's a washed legend is Jackie Bradley. He's
He was never good though.
What are you talking about? He's an amazing.
about to
Him
get
for
not
role
tethered.
plays Jackie Brat like.
Christopher Martinez. What's everyone's favorite Halloween candy?
Oh baby.
Mine, Reese's Cups. Anybody else?
Kit
What-
Kats.
Kit Kats.
When I was a little kid, I lived on the same street as political commentator George Will, and he used to pass out pretzels for Halloween.
Did not answer the
I'm
question.
sorry. Political commentator and writer of multiple baseball books, including one called Bunts.
Wow,
Hang on.
Claire coming out as a fan of
George
Georgia.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming pretzels are not your favorite.
No, because George Will ruined Halloween
Also-
for me.
Me too. But what is your favorite candy?
Probably kale or
Get out.
Get out.
Get
us
out.
out.
This
Take
is
us
worse.
out.
Go away.
no.
Wait.
I like Reese's cups and Whoppers. I
But
really
see,
think Whoppers.
what
Oh,
Jake
Whoppers
does,
are
Jake just takes
terrible.
a bite and
You're
spits
terrible.
it.
You're terrible.
Okay.
Whoppers are not terrible. You're
Waffles,
terrible.
Whoppers are great.
Whoppers are awful.
Waffle lover
I like
123
Whoppers.
says that they love Whoppers as well. So there
Yeah,
you
this-
go.
I love you, waffle
we
lover.
need to get this in the bud right now. Whoppers are a C tier
The
candy.
ball.
They're
They're
ball
the
balls.
Yeah.
Gross.
They're
Just
delicious.
90
They're
years
about
old.
as
Yes,
bad
I
as
love
a-
whole hand candy.
You just like suck on Werther's all day?
I love Werther's. I love
Yo,
Waffles.
this graphic,
You're a-
this graphic is so funny.
If I wasn't here right now, I would Photoshop this and just add like 8 other things to it.
Congrats to a Tigers fan for working as the director.
But
of
does
this
he?
podcast.
But does he have his degree?
Married. They could put married up on there.
Got
All right,
married.
Married.
All right, married
He's
guy.
want to know in marriage.
Well, we don't know the record. Technically. Sport it. Mine is eye candy, aka Mike Leake's sinker.
Whoa!
Hey, that was
Awooga.
one of the pitches I was thinking of being.
Here's a fun fact: Gemma doesn't like peanut butter and
I
therefore
don't.
hates Reese's.
Yep.
It's also why she hates elevators.
That's not, I don't think those are related.
No, they
But
are.
see, this is great because they all like Reese's, so they can eat more.
Yeah. I
That's
have
true.
personally been the beneficiary of this several times.
Alicia, don't worry. Derek's not watching the World Series at all because he's a sad Yankees fan. He is a sad Yankees fan.
Alicia's
Ow,
so
Derek.
good. Just constantly roasting
Alicia,
Derek
I
to
thought we
death.
had a good thing going. I really did.
Yeah, no, she's right.
To me, the image I have of Derek is salad.
I'm so mad
fingers,
about
which
that.
is bad. Just like,
Actually, a big
can't pick up a baseball bat.
Oh, what a pitch!
Two.
I'm really happy for Ryan Zimmerman.
Me too.
Here's an interesting thing. I had dinner at Ryan Zimmerman's restaurant that he opened when I was in DC this past week. during
What
the World
kind of
Series.
restaurant?
It's like a seafood restaurant. It's right next to Nats Park. It's called Salt Line, and it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. Now, I don't think Ryan Zimmerman is cooking the food.
No, I think he
Himself?
is. I think that
But-
he just after the
Back and
game
forth.
he just goes,
He goes over.
right straight into the kitchen.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I like it when baseball players branch out, and it was cool. I was like, oh, it's Ryan Zimmerman's restaurant.
Are
What
there
did you
any
get?
baseball puns on the menu?
No. The only way you could tell it's his is there's one cocktail called Zim's Cup.
Oh, that's
That's
fun.
good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
What did you have?
A variety of things. It was like a sharing situation.
Variety.
But the best thing
That's
I
my
had
favorite.
were like these. Thanks, Ian. They were really, really good fresh marinated tomatoes that were really good. I had a really good scallop pasta that I enjoyed. It was very fresh. It was a good restaurant. If you're ever in Nats Park and you want to have like a nice dinner afterwards, I highly recommend Ryan Zimmerman's restaurant.
Oh, quick question for Jordan, because as you can see, there are runners on first and second, one out. Is anyone going to score this inning? You know the future.
That's a good
I
question.
want to know. I
No,
want to
I'm
be
just-
prepared.
I'm just saying, I'm like Verlander's, he's not doing that great.
71
He's been
pitches?
laboring.
He's
been laboring.
not like he's.
But has he been
Boy,
good?
Robles could use.
Yeah.
Talk about guys that are
Got it.
due, but
Oh!
not good.
Ooh.
That's the best baseball quote. Sam Miller once said, "Everyone is either hot or due." It's like my favorite quote. It's very, very
Yeah,
good.
but Robles is due and also bad right now. So like he's not.
That's a better quote.
I would like for him to like. This is a great spot for him to break out of it, but he's really.
Oh, just not a double play, man.
Come on.
He's also
Come on,
like.
Victor.
It is creating a lot of cognitive dissonance for me right now to root against Justin Verlander.
It's okay.
Ooh.
He has,
He's gonna strike.
has the
I'm gonna
ring.
go with
Does it
Boston.
still feel weird to see like that motion and that guy on the mound and
Yes.
not be?
Yes, it is
also-
extremely weird.
I mean, I want everybody to win a World Series, right? So, like, knowing that he already has a ring makes me want him to lose every World Series game he goes forever. Like, I want to make fun of, like, because
He
making
got
fun of
this, he's
Kershaw is a little overkill. 'cause
Thank
it's like
you.
so, but not that much. But but Verlander, it's like, no,
Yeah,
I
he's
want him
fine.
to just
He's
somehow
fine.
still
No.
lose all of his World Series games.
He's not fine. This is going to plague him for his
Ah.
life.
No,
Funny.
look.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, that was tough.
I
Struck out on
Yeah.
it.
He did.
Oh.
I won my town Little League championship. But I went 0 for 2 and committed 2 errors, and I struck out. And the coach said that was your best at bat all season.
There you
and
go.
Even though we won the league and I got a trophy, I think about it to this day.
Chris says, this is not you, this is different Chris.
Oh, okay,
Just
good.
wanted to point that out.
Yeah, thank you.
Says, I met the Nats at Salt Line after the NLCS clincher.
Oh, wow.
Around 1 a.m. they were all there.
That
Apparently
makes sense.
Corbin does not like bourbon.
Oh.
Little fun
I
fact.
respect that. I respect that.
Like that at bat was just like Verlander was like, okay, I'm not worried about this. Like I'm just gonna throw 3 straight curveballs and it's over. Like that's
That,
Yeah,
that was
there
not
was
the-
no
it was
stress.
three
It was
straight
just
strikes.
like, oh, this is.
It's alright, Jan's got this.
The bottom part of this Nats lineup is
Oh, no! Go, 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 go,
Oh,
go.
off the end of the bat.
Did he catch it?
I think so, yeah.
He caught it.
Oh,
Man.
What a way for that rally to end.
You almost got owned incredibly hard.
Yeah.
but in the end, I was 100% correct.
That's true.
To be fair, that looks deep, but that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Crawford boxes. He hit it about 212 feet. So
No, I know that would be super lame in any other park. No
Yeah.
one would notice or care. But,
What is everyone's least favorite baseball team? I hate the Yankees. I do love the Mandalorian, however. Anyone else?
Least favorite.
I mean, we're watching.
The
Actually,
Astros. Jordan is a Mariners
it's
fan.
it's Jordan hates everything.
He
Yeah.
does- Jordan
I
also
like the
does
Eagles,
hate
but
every team,
it's
including
Houston,
the
no,
Mariners.
it's Houston.
I mean, Houston, they went 18-1 against the Mariners this year. How am I not supposed to hate them?
That's fair. Gemma?
I don't know if I have a least favorite team.
Well,
Come on,
Who in the AL
Come on.
Central? Like when the Tigers were good.
Oh, I mean, obviously, I do have a least favorite team, but I'm trying to be less aggressive about that. It's Cleveland.
It is.
I hate
Okay, that's what I
Cleveland.
said.
So
I hate
multiple
Cleveland.
That's a
people
good
have
answer.
complained that
That's
our
fine.
podcast, Gemma hates Cleveland too much.
That's fine.
Here's
That's
my
fine.
take. Gemma's allowed to hate Cleveland.
No, it's fine.
I hate the Yankees. Nobody gets on my case about that.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm curious for Yankees, since that's like your answer, but like most teams, it is actually an interesting question.
Right.
Claire, do you have an answer? I don't even.
It's mostly
your
the
Pirates fan
Yankees.
confuses me so much that I don't even know.
So it's mostly the Yankees. However, it's really become the Cubs because
Okay.
the Pirates
That
will
makes
play
sense.
the Cubs a lot, and they'll be like the only game at Friday afternoon at 2.
Yes.
And I'll tune in just be like, oh, it's the only game my Pirates are playing. Oh, they're losing 13-2.
Cool. Yeah.
Chris, least favorite team?
The Red Sox.
Okay, other. Let's
I will
non
say-
Red Sox Yankees.
I will say this year, I was more viscerally invested in beating the Rays than beating the Red Sox.
Interesting.
The Rays Yankees was spicy
Okay.
this year.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's true. it
'Cause
was.
the Rays-
The Red Sox were not at all spicy.
No, I do think we've talked about this before on the site actually.
Yes.
Yankees Red Sox is a little collegial now.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The
Like I
fire's
still, they're my answer, and I still desperately want to beat them. And losing to them in the ALDS last year took years off my life.
Yeah, for me it was like I thought that was the case, and then this postseason I was like all hyped up. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cheer for the Yankees over the Astros because I hate the Astros. And then when push came to shove, I was pulling for the Astros,
Yeah,
and I was
your
like,
brain
I
can't
can't.
answer that. Your gut has to tell you
Yeah,
exactly how
I
you feel.
went into that series being all ready to cheer for the Yankees. I was like, yeah, Judge is fun. I love Tanaka. And no, I really was very excited when the Yankees lost.
Yeah, I had a similar experience last year when the Red Sox were playing the Astros, and I fully expected to be anti-Red Sox.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it
yeah.
happens. Jake, who's your least favorite baseball team right now?
The Astros.
That's right. They win a lot. It's hard
Yeah,
not to hate them.
They
to
are
be
the new
honest.
Yankees.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Yankees too. But.
So a question for you, Jake. This is interesting to me because you are a Orioles fan, and the Nationals are essentially your crosstown rival.
Yeah.
So you are rooting for the crosstown rival
Yeah.
to win.
It's tough. So like the Nats-O's relationship has changed a lot over the years and is like at a very weird point in its history. Like I personally used to hate the Nats and thought their fan base was like lame and very like manufactured and like goofy and not real. But like this run specifically has been very endearing, and I give the fan base a lot of credit for sticking with it through like the last 6 years. And so I now have developed like a very deep respect for the Nationals. And as someone who grew up in like around DC and spent a lot of time playing baseball like in DC, them being good is good for like people I know and people I've worked with and people who helped me a lot when I was growing up. And so I'm rooting for the Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, they're extremely fun to watch.
Yeah.
so it's
they
hard.
really are.
Ian, least favorite team.
You know, I spent what felt like most of my mid-20s in St. Louis watching that team win a lot of baseball games, and I feel like I've seen them win enough.
I mean, yeah.
If they win any more, that'd be fine with me.
Cardinals low-key kind of hateable.
Is it low key?
I mean,
It feels high key. I think.
No, because like when they aren't in your face all the time, you forget about them.
Well, and I think you have to be a certain level of baseball fan.
That's true.
To have
That's
like
true.
disdain for the
Yeah.
Cardinals. I think if you're on kind of maybe not hardcore fan, you see this team in a small market that's always there whose fans really care. So maybe there's like less.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. They are the team that baseball fans love to hate,
It's true.
whereas the Yankees are the team
Everyone loves
right-minded Americans love to hate.
Yeah. The like arm thing, I don't get that.
You want to do it right
No,
now?
I
How do you
don't.
do it? You do it like
Who wants
with
to
your
do the
elbow?
arm? Who wants to do an arm?
Tattoo
Go like
guys.
this?
Yes.
Is that why they do
Why?
that?
No.
I don't. I think it's like the Bash
Yeah,
Brothers
right.
thing.
But
No,
why?
no. You interlock. You
Oh,
interlock.
you're doing the like
So
this.
you're you do like that.
Wow. Someone told me why you do this though. I get
I don't know.
it.
I think it's like like you're like making a muscle. It's like a
We're both
aggressively
strong.
We're both
masculine
so strong.
thing.
We're gonna our biceps are gonna embrace.
Yeah.
Our biceps
It's
are gonna
like-
kiss.
It's like this for our biceps.
They should draw little lips on there and make sure the
So-
biceps kiss.
This is so weird. I really didn't play sports as like a youth, as you can tell.
Really?
Men-
I did play soccer.
And what was your position?
I mean, it was a kids' soccer league. All.
Are there positions?
All
Yes, I
positions?
played fullback.
It's on the ball. Everyone runs around on the
Well,
ball.
we did have positions. I was always a midfielder, but then one time I got to play goalie because we were crushing the other team, and it felt unfair to have our actual good goalie play. And I got hit directly in the face with a soccer ball, but it was a save.
It was a save.
My glasses broke in half, and both the lenses popped out.
Wow.
John says that he's watching from the Philippines. That's so
Whoa,
cool.
what
That
time
is-
is it there?
So cool.
That is cool. We're jealous.
Is it like super late at night or super early in the morning right now?
It would be late / early.
Does anybody have a good story about watching a baseball game from a weird time zone?
Don Kelly.
Oh.
The
I like-
best is the turn.
Oh, two bays!
Ooh.
Dakota, you want some Haribos?
I would love some
Dakota
Haribos.
special request.
I did.
Show.
If you ever think about if you eat a lot of Haribos, it messes with your system.
Oh,
If they're sugar free.
here's one for you,
They're
Jake.
sour.
You'll appreciate this.
Sour one.
Sad Man says, the end draws near. Nostalgia creeps into your psyche.
Yeah.
You faintly hear your childhood friend ask you about qualifying offers and arbitration cases.
No, I don't.
You must now pick one old player, to be good again.
Ooh. Sandman, do you have a baseball blog? 'Cause I would love to follow
They have
this
a
blog.
YouTube channel. You can go follow it.
Great.
Wow. Great question. Really, really beautiful question. I mean, Kershaw's an interesting pick. Kershaw's a good answer.
Yeah, I think Kershaw's mine.
Ooh, nice pitch. Yeah, let me think about that. I
Yeah.
want to have a good pick for that.
Anybody else? Any other?
Joey Votto.
Yeah.
Joey Votto's mine.
How old?
Does he have to stay on the Reds?
I mean, CC. Honestly, CC.
Mm.
Like, if I could do a deal with the devil and get 5 more years of CC being happy, healthy, like his body is kind of starting to, get worn down. But if he was comfortable playing baseball, I would love to have him around for 5 more years.
Yeah. CC's a great answer.
CC is a great answer. Waffle Lover says, I have a story. I once stayed up till like 5 a.m. in the morning to watch the WBC.
Nice.
It was cool because it was March and the time jump and everything. That is super cool. The WBC is one of the best things
I
ever.
love the WBC.
It's so good.
It's just so much fun.
So what? 2 more years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Gotta go next year.
Reigning Captain America, Adam Jones.
there he is.
Jordan and I woke up this year for the Mariners Japan games. And I woke up at 3:30 a.m., made pancakes in my apartment, and then met Jordan in the office in Manhattan with the pancakes that I had cooked that morning, and it was a 5 a.m. start.
Cold pancakes.
How do pancakes travel?
Love to get up and cry because of Ichiro retiring. Just wake up and the first thing I do
Hey,
is
Mariners
cry
in
for
first
20
place.
minutes.
Jim, is that the earliest
Great.
in the morning you've ever cried?
Probably not,
You're
right?
retiring.
Um,
Like, soonest after waking up, I guess. Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Me too, I think, yeah.
Well, if
Wait.
we woke up in the 7th inning, I mean,
You guys don't wake up crying every morning?
What about you, sad man?
That's
Yes,
actually,
man.
yeah, this is your expertise.
Tell us about when you cry watching baseball.
SmackDown, aka every day in the Cut4 office.
Would you rather watch a whole SmackDown or a whole Big Noon?
Big Noon.
Big Noon.
No,
Mm,
definitely.
I know,
Smackdown.
wrestling's pretty cool.
I hate
gotta
college
say.
sports and wrestling is fun.
Big
I
Noon.
wish
Wrestling's
Big
fun.
Noon.
It's like a soap opera with acrobatics.
Look at this guy.
Have any of you ever painted your face after the age of 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sports or in general?
For sports.
Yes.
Gemma, you did?
Mhm.
What'd you do?
So I'm from Detroit. And when I guess the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup in 2002. And I went to the championship parade and I was over 10 and I painted a bunch of logos on my face and also put a red streak in my hair. Very
Wow.
embarrassing.
Didn't you wear face paint when the French national team won the World Cup or something?
Likely, I don't remember.
think- I
Did I have
remember.
a French flag on my face?
I think you did.
I was at a Bastille Day party when France won the World Cup and it ruled.
You must have gotten your face painted there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if
Just
you
drinking
did.
a lot of champagne.
That was a great day. That was my favorite day ever.
Favorite day
Favorite
ever.
day ever.
It was really
He's a
amazing.
Pirates
Including
fan.
the wedding?
Actually,
1-1, baby.
1-1, baby.
No, honestly,
Is your house
Batting
watching
500.
this?
So, in all honesty, there's so much happening during your wedding. That I didn't get to finish my meal. I didn't get to have any of the desserts that I had picked out.
Claire
I
was
spent
so
all my time
hungry for
trying to
7
say hello
hours.
to people. So yeah, actually, I had more fun on Bastille Day than I had at my wedding.
Wow.
Also,
Wow.
all the songs that I told the DJ, please play these when he played them, because it was mostly dance music, but it was like you had to play.
What songs did you request?
Walkman the Rat, Smith's There's a Light That Never Goes Out, Reptilia by the Strokes, like songs like
God
that.
forbid Morrissey doesn't appear at your wedding.
And then he hadn't gone full fascist publicly by then. And then every time those songs came on, the dance floor emptied, so eventually you had to go up to the DJ and be like, just play the stuff that people want to hear.
Sad.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right.
Bastille Day, better than the wedding.
Yeah.
Claire, I'm the youngest person in the room. Do you have any tips for me about my wedding? That
Are you engaged?
No, I'm not engaged.
Are
but
you
I'm just saying in
Derek?
general. No, I'm not.
Or
Derek.
you honestly, of all the people in the room,
19-year-old
you seem the
engaged.
most likely to be Derek.
Just be chill. Like it's because it's a fun. It's a party for your friends and family. So
Oh, wow.
just relax and
Answering
have a good
questions
time.
seriously.
And
Thanks, Claire. Appreciate that.
So-
It's always good having someone older than you to give you advice.
Okay, so Strasburg's only at 50 pitches, but and Verlander's at like 70.
72.
So this is the season.
Yeah, but he was.
71.
is this the
72.
season?
This is the season right here.
Sure,
Yeah,
Sure.
that seems
Yeah,
about right.
yeah, you know what,
That seems
sure.
about
I
right.
agree. No, I agree.
Well, if he doubles right here, 2 runs scored, it's I don't, you know.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Alvarez
Nice.
is running.
That was
What just flew out of his
that
mouth?
was a thick lookie.
I think
That
he
was-
should bunt. I feel
No.
like now's the time to bunt.
No, don't.
Dakota, you're making this less
Steam
fun.
coming out of
You're
place.
making
He
this
should
less
bunt.
fun with your bunt takes.
I
Okay.
disagree.
Stop making fun of my friend Michael.
I love a bunt, but I'm not insane.
I don't know about that.
Glenn Kaneko says Big Poppy for president because he's saying happy birthday to my daughter. I agree wholeheartedly.
Wow.
Dakota,
hi,
how's
Dad.
your kid?
My kid's doing great.
Okay.
Yeah, Pedro Soup Dumpling Ortiz.
I have said that if I do have a child, I will name them after Pedro Martinez or David Ortiz or both or the food soup dumplings, which I do enjoy.
Your logic was, I will name my kid Soup Dumpling because then I'll always like them.
I mean,
Look, you can't take any chances, all right?
most likely I'll always like
What
them.
if that ruined soup dumplings for you? It backfires.
I'm like, oh, I don't want this
Your kid's
anymore.
The
so
kid's
lame.
awful and you never have dim sum ever
You're a
again.
bad parent.
I don't know. They're into weird YouTubes.
Strauss kind of
Like
looks like
this.
he's lost it. He's thrown 6 balls already.
The baseball dark one.
Strauss might be washed.
No. God damn
You
it.
can't get
Oh,
washed.
boy,
that
that was the
fast.
pitch.
You can't really get washed mid-start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting washed
Yes,
is
I
like
don't know.
That
is
Clayton
a
Kershaw
progression.
would beg to differ.
It's a progression.
Did Clayton Kershaw become washed in that inning?
I think Juan Soto put Clayton Kershaw through the car wash.
Yeah, but that was a process of washedness.
No, you know what? Kershaw was up
That
until
was
then.
Dave
He
Roberts.
was spraying your
That's
clothes
true.
with like
That was
Febreze,
sad.
Yeah, it
and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
those
why it wasn't
clothes
Clayton's fault?
are clean.
I
And it
get
turns
that.
out no, they were washed, and he covered up the
I
wash.
lost the
stuff.
plot.
Oh, that's gotta be.
Pitch.
What a pitch.
Strasburg is definitely not throwing as hard as he normally is.
No, he's been like 93, 94.
Yeah, but
He's saving it.
Command,
still pretty
man.
good.
Command your pitches.
Everyone's
Wow.
on their
What
feet
a
too.
pitch.
Shout
What a
out to the
pitch.
Houston crowd.
Open the roof.
That's all I'm saying.
And see how loud
They're
you are.
winning, and they could win the World Series. That
Hope
sounds
they're
exciting.
standing.
It's easy to make noise when the roof's closed.
I mean,
I
they're
mean,
on
loud is loud.
track
Who
with
cares
us.
how it gets loud?
Like,
Well, I just got very nervous for my friend Juan Soto. I just felt it in my.
Your BFF.
What if you piped in crowd noise, Jordan? Would you be okay with that?
I mean,
You'd
that's
be the
like-
Atlanta
they're not
Falcons.
doing
Yeah.
Oh!
That was
That's
so good.
Bear down.
Let's
Strauss.
go.
Go Nats, Natitude. Thank you, Steven Strasburg. Also, top of the order now, third time through.
Love this.
Justin
spot.
Verlander is 74 pitches.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good
They're
about
hanging
this inning.
around.
I'm feeling good about this
The
inning.
longer
just
they
wanna
stay
say-
in this game.
Finn brings up a sad fact. Rick Ankiel washed mid-game. That did happen.
No.
Yeah.
That's like
Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
No, washed is different than yipped.
I think Yipped is in the washed family.
People forget this about Rick Ankiel. So Rick Ankiel had that insane moment where he threw all the balls in the
Right.
game in
Yeah.
the postseason. He started the next season in the rotation. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like they let him go back and he was just as bad and as clueless, and then they sent him down after April.
Yeah.
Like he.
What is the point you're trying to make?
The point I'm trying to make is that washed is a progression. Like if a dude has a bad game, he's not washed.
Oh, I don't
I think
know.
there's. I think
But
there are
if he never
instantaneous
has a good
washes.
game after that,
Then he
he's
got
not
washed.
washed.
But you didn't know it in the
But yeah,
moment.
but you saw the moment. Like,
Yeah.
you know that's
there,
the...
there was a moment, whether or
Yeah.
not you recognize it at the time.
I recommend everyone read Rick Ankiel's memoir. It's really, really good and like really bracing and honest. And
Yes.
it's like he went through some tough mental stuff. Baseball can
Yeah.
be really hard.
It is.
absolutely
It
do.
might be the best baseball autobiography that I've read.
Hawk by Hawk Harrelson is the best. It
Oh
opens
my god!
It opens on him looking in the mirror, saying how handsome he is and how it's all about his nose.
Is,
So-
is this what you aspire to for yourself? Claire?
Yeah. Listen, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else.
That's true.
RuPaul says
Wise
in every
words.
episode.
There you
Wise
go.
words.
That's
Sachet.
How
More
the
wedding
hell
advice.
can you love anybody else? Should we popcorn?
Ian has popcorn.
Unless you'd like to Cape Cod white cheddar sour cream.
God, you got the whitest snacks.
Yeah, we got the Cape Cod for the Cape Cod
Also,
thing.
these
actually,
are
so that's
sour
the league.
gummy bears.
Awesome.
There's frogs.
Are you complaining?
Yeah, I am.
No, I wanted sour. I'm happy about it.
You can have unsour frogs.
Are these pineapple flavored?
Yeah, I'll take the frogs.
There's a variety of flavors.
Yeah, I think I like them. I was surprised.
What are you snacking on while you're watching the game? Nothing? Do you have a cheesesteak like Michael Clare?
Yeah. Oh, we
Do you
should
have-
order cheesesteaks.
Do you have pizza? Did you make something?
Gemma, Chris, and I had the best ballpark food of our lives. in
I was
Park.
waiting to talk about
What was
this.
it?
Thank you.
There is a spot, a Colombian spot called La Casita. It's behind center field, behind the scoreboard, and they had these pupusas, which are like these about the size of your hand in a circle, Colombian cheesy bread things. They are so freaking good.
Delicious.
Basically a pita filled with cheese, but thinner on a grill with meat in it too. It was
like
unreal.
A rainbow?
Sort of.
Not
No,
really.
it's not as thick.
Okay.
It's like really just feels like a layer of all these things perfectly combined together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
it
almost,
was-
it's almost like a stuffed flatbread.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not really thick. It's not like you don't picture a pita. It's,
Right.
You gotta
It's
go
like a
thinner.
crepe?
Yeah.
Like
No,
In between
thicker than
crepe
that.
and
A
pita.
flat-
Yeah.
And then they had tamales that were
The tamales
perfectly
were,
done in a baseball stadium. It was the coolest thing.
We liked it so much we ate it multiple times.
We did.
That's crazy.
And the
Yeah.
owners saw us enjoying it so much they came over.
I should be wearing my La Casita shirt,
Gave us
honestly.
swag.
Because we have shirts now.
I'm a shill for the pupusas and I don't really care.
We liked it so much.
Waffle went to grab dinner. I think we may have made them hungry. Enjoy dinner. What's your least favorite baseball food? Do you hate hot dogs?
I actually do. I don't like hot dogs.
They're kind of.
Sorry.
I don't know.
I like hot dogs, but I don't like when teams put all this kind of weird crap on hot dogs.
Oh my god.
Why? Wait,
Why?
hang on. What do you define as weird crap?
Anything the Rangers do to a hot
Oh,
dog.
the
Oh, that's well. I don't know how I
is
feel.
that the Joker or just
Why
a
is the
clown?
suit
That's
right
the
on it?
Joker.
Is it both?
I'm pretty sure it's
Is he
the
both
Joker.
just a clown and the Joker?
It's true.
Why was his suit that color?
He's the
Astros.
Astros
Oh,
Joker.
well, that's upsetting.
Wow.
Oh, I guess it's like a Halloween kind of night too, so people might be.
Yeah,
Sad man
but-
baseball. Made my wife and I brown sugar glazed salmon fillets with basmati rice and haricot vert.
How are you
Wow.
sad? That sounds amazing.
Oh!
He didn't bunt that time! He didn't bunt that time! He didn't bunt that time!
And he had to power up with the bunt earlier!
Oh,
I
too
told
long.
you that! I told you he had to power
You want to do a chest bunt? Always
Yes!
Chest bunt.
Wait, hold on. We can get this out of the way. We're gonna break.
He hit a home run. He did not bunt.
Oh,
I realize what you're
That
saying.
was so cool.
Okay. Let's,
Now is a good time for us to tell you we don't live in this apartment.
Jesus, Mike.
Maybe we need to.
We
that was
actually, in fact, rent this apartment for these live streams. Good things to keep in mind.
That was the same. He did the same
Oh.
identical homer in game 2. He hit except they were already up by like 8.
Wow, that was amazing.
So it didn't count because
I had him eaten.
they were already up.
Oh, I'm so happy for Juan.
Juan Soto clapping because he gets the hit now this inning, so he's just excited.
But he had to power up from the bunt.
Jordan, you were all
You
over
know,
that,
if they
man.
hadn't bunted, they might actually be winning right now.
But he had to power up
Stop
from
it.
the bunt.
Stop it. Stop. No, we're not talking about bunts. No more bunts.
I agree because home runs are
Jordan
way
is
better.
fired up.
That was great.
Wow.
I knew this
All
inning
over
was
it, Jordan.
exciting.
Justin Verlander
All
had
over
80
it.
pitches through 4 1/3.
Okay, so maybe he won't be a loser, but he'll be a no decision.
No, but is that
Or will he be a loser?
Jordan?
It's
Is
still-
that does that make that just means you're indecisive, right?
Yeah. Ryan adds,
also-
that's why you don't bunt.
Can I also
Agreed.
say?
Go ahead.
No, I want to hear more.
Alicia says, I have no food in my dorm and I'm being stubborn, so hopefully this game finishes before the last dining hall closes, or at least before the on-campus convenience store closes. I do remember that fear
College problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
from college of like, oh god, I gotta get there before.
Where's
close.
Derek? Tell Derek to like bring you some popcorn or something.
Derek should, yes.
It doesn't seem like Alicia is friends with Derek. Yes.
What's that? Hang on, Ian, what were you saying?
I might consider alternate food options if you're hoping this game ends before the dining hall closes.
Yeah, that is a great point.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
We're about the
Who?
Jordan, what were
Amazing.
you gonna say?
More credit to my brother David, who has also maintained the Adam Eaton take that he's only clutch in that he's bad in all the normal situations, which is very hilarious. And there you go, Adam Eaton. That's
Only clutch.
would I have had him second? Probably not. But hey, it's looking pretty
It
good
worked
right now.
out.
No,
Jordan,
no,
it
it's
worked
not.
out.
He's,
Hey, Jordan, maybe that's why you're sitting on this couch.
that's what I'm
without a
saying.
manager.
Captured Matthew Martinez in the dugout. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Did anybody else see the picture of Davey Martinez's baseball card from when he was with the Cubs?
No.
Like in
Smoke
his
show.
playing career?
Hot.
Smoke
I
show.
also
Crazy.
did not
I mean,
know.
he's hot now.
He had a crazy long career. He played
He
like
played forever.
1,200 games or something. in the
Yeah.
leagues. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like he wasn't very good.
I know, but he was good
He was
enough
like
to-
fine. He
yeah.
was right. Yeah. He was like the 25th man on a roster for like 15 years.
Alicia says every home run is just a very terrible bunt.
Oh, amazing.
Hey! Put that on a t-shirt. I love that. Thanks, Alicia.
Well, life's all about perspective, isn't it?
It is true. It is the worst way to bunt.
This is a very
Wow.
quick inning for Verlander, despite the ding dong.
Well, okay.
That's a what?
But I feel like he would
Despite the
probably
game's
trade
high
that.
No, you would. I'm just making
Yeah.
a dumb point.
Well, Eaton did kill the rally. He
That's
tied
a
the
great,
game,
great
but-
point.
No, he didn't kill the rally because there was no one on base.
No, but they could have. I mean,
Oh, you
by
think-
not
Could've gotten
getting
one
on
out.
base.
Gemma, Alicia and Derek are friends. They bonded over disliking the third member of their lab group.
Wow.
I love the saga of Alicia and Derek.
I don't recall being in a lab group. Is this
yeah,
like a
we were,
common thing?
dude, we were theater majors.
I-
We don't have
No,
a
wait.
lab groups.
Wait,
Why
I
would you be if you weren't a
Science.
I know, like high school. I feel like that's
No,
in
but
high school.
is it?
In a lab
I don't
group?
think they
Yeah,
do it.
there were labs in high school.
Yeah, if
I
you, had
guess.
if you had chemistry, you usually had a lab group.
She's
Biology,
definitely
you had a
talking
lab group.
about
I had a lab
collegiate.
partner.
Collegiate lab
Yeah.
group.
Collegiate.
Yeah.
Tara Fox. Tara
Tara, if you're out there.
Tara's awesome.
Tara's
Oh, get out of play. Okay. Had some
Tara
Scott
cut the planarian in half for me because I was too scared to do it.
What's that?
It's a flatworm.
Uh,
I
Oh,
dissected
wow.
dead animals, but it was alive, and the whole thing was the planarian regenerates. So we were supposed to cut it in half so that we could see it regenerate over a period of time. But I felt really bad about it, and I couldn't do it.
gross. And then it like jumps into your nose and like grows inside of you, and all of a sudden you're half you and half planarium.
Nope, none of that happens.
What are they showing?
Yeah, I'm confused.
No,
was-
His stance is very
Yeah,
close to
showing
his
his,
foot.
his,
His front
two-
foot.
Yeah.
It's a very Denard span.
Oh, Denard, I miss him.
Honestly, like the only other player I can
Yeah.
think of who does this is Bryce.
There's gonna be a lot of like watches these two little leaguers take bad swings
Oh,
for this
yeah.
Dude,
for this stance.
You have no idea. Jordan and I used to work at this baseball camp in DC, and these kids would imitate Michael Morse. So they are absolutely going to be doing the Juan Soto. All these kids used to do like the. Remember Michael Morse would go like this?
Oh,
and
yeah.
They all did that
Calisthenics.
Did they impersonate him at short also?
and make errors now.
Yeah.
Oh!
Let
up or did he hit it 600
I could not
feet?
tell.
That's the magic one.
Yes! Loser! He's a loser.
There's upper deck, and then there's where.
Wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Did
What?
he carry his bat to first base?
What an amazing.
He carried it. He did. He had it there for a
What
while.
an amazing,
Did he-
amazing
I'm
man.
adding
Oh,
one.
he's
I'm adding
the
one to
best.
the days since
Oh
Justin
my
Verlander won
God.
a World Series game.
Oh my god.
Never.
Yeah.
The number is the days he's been alive.
Wait,
This
sorry,
is for
Jordan.
Verlander.
Jordan, what is Verlander?
Look at this. How does he get this? Look at his hands.
And
Getting to that pitch.
He did it! He carried it to first
Yes! He knew it! And he knew if I drop it, I'm gonna look cooler. If I drop it, I'm gonna look cooler.
What a move.
And the first base coach still managed to catch it on the bounce.
He should have stared at
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Oh, what a
This is why.
I believe someone
Oh
here
my God.
called Juan Soto go off tonight.
This is why yes, Astros fans might be angry now, but you can't help but love Juan Soto.
Can you?
I think they probably don't love him right now.
Right now, but next year.
Okay.
If you notice, Jake ran out of the frame because he had to go tweet.
Do it.
That's
Yes, he does.
how big a deal that
he
was.
does. I was gonna do the same, but luckily there's two of us.
Did Verlander wash himself in real time?
That might
I
have
will
been
say
it.
he looked at that hopefully like it wasn't going to go out, and then it went 500 feet.
I mean, if you want to talk about
Whoa.
just generational transition,
Oh.
you can't have a more
It's true.
perfect,
Also,
just visual. than
Also,
that.
right before, I don't know if you saw this. I'm gonna go back and watch this tomorrow. But right before that pitch, it was 2-1 pitch, inside fastball. He did the Soto shuffle, and they showed him. He looked back. I don't know if he was talking to the ump or the catcher, but he said, "That's a ball." He said, "I saw him out. That's a ball." And he smiled and he laughed, and then he hit the ball 700 feet. What a
That's
legend.
StatCast
He's-
right
oh,
there.
look at God.
Soto just did that thing that all athletes do: is he took one sip of his water and poured the rest of it on the ground. I just watched him do that.
And he'd pick up another water. What are they doing?
It's bad now.
Look how old Justin
So
Verlander
happy!
is.
I'm so happy,
Oh.
Jordan. Oh, it's so good.
This is so great.
It's so good.
Okay.
Oh, Howie.
Oh,
Oh,
he's mad.
Oh, or did
Howie.
he? Or did he?
Ah.
Get out.
Oh, Josh Reddick.
Guys, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like really shook.
Did anybody else read the New York Times thing today about OK Boomer? The
No.
Gen Z meme, OK
Yeah.
Boomer? For whatever reason, that just made me think of that.
Okay, Boomer.
That's all I'm saying.
Look at this.
Oh, it's so great.
See, the Nats first base coach reacted in time. He was ready
What?
for the bat.
Yeah.
He was,
He thought it on the bounce.
He
He's
knew
ready
what
to
was
go.
going to happen,
Yeah.
I think.
What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
See, even when he's openly trolling opposing players, we're like, oh,
Guys,
Juan.
apparently, Claire, you'll care about this. Apparently, Ovi just won the Caps game.
Yo.
So all of the DC sports are having a moment here.
That's
Good.
great.
There you go. That's from Sport Hey, keeping us.
I just want everyone to understand that we were in DC and it really did feel like the whole city was coming out for the Nationals.
It was
Even
so
though,
wholesome.
the Mystics just won, it's like they were so excited. We got off the green line and it was like a river of people. You could not see the end of them, all Nats fans. It was really, really cool.
The Mystics are too good. Like the Nets,
Yeah.
it's kind of an underdog story,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mystics had the league MVP and are amazing.
Yeah.
Atlanta Dawn feels like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
And
Anthony Rendon, Scherzer, Strasburg. That sounds like a cheat code, also.
I mean, they're playing Correa and Altuve and Verlander and Cole and I don't know.
But the Mystics played the Sun, so.
the actual
The-
Sun.
yeah,
Sun.
they played the
Our
giant ball of
star.
gas.
Well, they're playing the Astros, and Astros is intergalactic, so Washington.
Is it intergalactic?
Something to do with space stuff, junk in the outs.
What is happening?
Jake
I
is
would
so
not-
excited he had to call his family to talk about Juan Soto.
Everyone, you should all call your family and just tell them to tell them to tell them.
This is gonna be one of those weird things when, like, in 20 years, people are like, "Can you believe that Juan Soto hit a home run off Justin Verlander
Yeah.
in the same game? They were playing at the same time. It's so weird."
Oh, right.
That's gonna happen.
They're gonna be like, Juan Soto faced Justin Verlander and Steven Strasburg Jr.
That's what it's gonna be.
I like the idea that it's Strasburg Jr. and that he doesn't wind up on the national.
I had a funnier name in there.
Yeah, it'll be the trivia question that who hit the home run off Verlander in the last game of his career.
You know why it's going to be the last game of his career? It's because I 100% believe, because that home run was so great, that the Astros are going to win this game, and so it's going to get relegated to like, oh, what a play, but it actually didn't
Okay,
matter.
all right, no.
Wow, the fun police are here.
The only people who get to talk about this from now on are the optimist couch.
The optimist couch
no.
looking pretty good.
I'm not doubling down on my Astros, but I want the Nationals to win. I've been very clear about that.
Did you see Bud Light with that commercial that just happened?
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
very impressive. So during
Oh,
Game
yeah.
5, there was the home run that hit the guy in the chest, and he held onto his beers, and Bud Light turned it into a commercial in literally a day and a half.
Who's
They
excited
flew him
to read
out
an
there.
article
He's there.
about that?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they flew that guy out there. He's at this game right now. Budweiser did.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think they made a T-shirt with him on it that says like "Always save the beers."
I still can't figure out
Find
what
that
the
on
right move
Cut4.com.
was. Because it didn't look like he made the right decision.
And he got the baseball.
I mean,
He
I'd
got
say it worked out pretty well.
He got
I guess
the
he
slow
did.
there, he kept the beers, he got
Held
the
the
ball.
beers, got the fame.
Yeah, he got everything.
He just has a little chest bruise.
Yeah,
And now he has the lead.
Yeah.
So do I from
You
Pete
heard what he
Alonso.
said, right?
Yeah.
He was like, "I didn't even feel it because the Astros don't hit hard."
Wow.
I just loved it. It was great.
I think that might have been the motivating factor for Bregman earlier.
You know what's kind of wild? We're halfway through this game.
Oh.
Like a lot has happened, but it is still early.
It's true. The baseball season could still end tonight.
The Nats need
I don't
15
want it.
more
Don't
outs.
do this.
I don't look. It's possible. Again, I don't want it to happen. I'm just telling you it's possible.
Don't be the just asking questions.
I'm just
No one likes
asking
that
questions.
guy. Don't
I'm
be
just
him.
pointing it out.
Yeah.
Strauss only at 57 pitches too.
Man, do we see Corbin tonight?
Yes.
After Corbin?
Probably like
Yes.
just for Alvarez.
I mean, there,
Yeah.
there
I
are
wouldn't
there
use
are
it for
4
anybody else.
possible pitchers appearing in this game for the Nationals.
Right.
Hudson, like, why did he throw so many pitches on Sunday?
I
I have no idea.
It made no sense.
He wanted to keep it. Davey wanted to keep it close, but it was a weird move.
It's all really weird.
Because the thing about relievers, right, is like in the regular season, relievers you use them for an inning, right? That's their use. That's the intended use of a reliever. But in the postseason, they get stretched out and they start to become these things that they aren't.
Yeah.
Right? Like Sean Doolittle and Daniel Hudson in the postseason throwing 30 pitches like back-to-back days is just like a different entity and a different person, different player than they are in the regular season. And it's just asking so much of these players so that when they fail, and Kershaw's a similar example of this too, like you're not judging that player for what they've been.
Yeah.
You know, and I think gets lost sometimes. We're like, oh, they blew it.
But see, I love that. It adds the tension.
Oh, I know. I think it's
it's
awesome.
like,
when
oh,
they
this guy
fail.
doesn't
Yeah,
do this normally.
It's compelling
Right.
to watch, but it's
Yeah.
tough to see them fail.
Right.
Like it dumped
Yeah.
on the floor.
Like the Daniel Hudson that allowed that home run in Game 5 is not Daniel Hudson.
Yeah.
Well, just don't dump on players.
Right.
Easy solution
Sure.
there.
Yes. Well, yes.
But still, I mean, even if everyone's supportive of Daniel Hudson, it still sucks to be the guy. Like, he's still not put in a position to succeed because
Well, yeah.
the Nationals have 3.5 pitchers.
We also have to remember they're playing against during the regular season. You're playing a lot of bad teams and a lot of bad players.
Yeah.
You're playing the best players. So like, even if you were just being used the way you normally were, you're facing the very best hitters in the league every night. So no one's in a position to succeed.
Jordan's very stressed out.
I cannot
Jordan,
believe
I
that.
can't handle 4 more innings of this.
I know.
Here's the thing,
Although
though.
he said 60 pitches. I mean, I get no outs.
What if Strauss
but,
goes the
like,
distance?
Look how relaxed what Soto is like. Yeah, I'll put my hand on when I get a second. Like,
He's good.
He has his glove off until like the pitch is about to be thrown. He's incredibly chill out there.
So, can I ask you a question to some of you folks?
No.
Okay.
Oof.
Wow.
This is incredibly stressful, and none of us are Nats or Astros fans.
I know. I
And
feel
so-
okay.
I'll take the high five.
For me and for Jordan, we have never gotten to watch our favorite baseball teams play in the World Series. That's something that we've never experienced. Is it actually fun, or is it just a perpetual state of almost having to vomit?
Let me tell you about this.
Okay.
When you get swept in the World Series, it is not any part of it is fun. It's just like
Right.
in this, you're just like, what? Why
Wow.
am I doing this to myself?
Right.
Why am I doing this to myself? And
Yeah.
then when you get another chance to be in the World Series,
Just like,
I feel
Are
like
you
Sadman
enjoying-
Baseball could weigh in on this as well.
like Dakota, did you enjoy? You're a Red Sox fan. Did you enjoy the 18-inning marathon of Game 3 against
No,
the Dodgers last
absolutely
year?
not.
No.
I don't think anyone did. I mean, you did.
We did. Jordan. and I
Yeah,
did.
you
We
enjoyed
had
it.
to.
Nate Uvalde probably did, but
Well,
I don't
no,
think.
he
well,
lost.
he probably was not enjoying that very much.
I think he enjoyed it while it was
Yeah.
happening.
And that game made him like $50 billion, like $70 million.
Yes,
True, yeah.
and like all the team, they were like, "We're gonna win for Nate! Like we're totally
Right.
gonna win the world!" Like that.
Right,
Looking
right.
back on it, he likes that game. But I think no one who actually had a vested interest in that game enjoyed it.
Yes.
Sometimes it just, there are moments when I've watched the good Tigers, and it just felt inevitable that there was no way. And that's not a fun feeling to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this isn't a World Series game, but I remember the last 3 outs of the 2013 ALCS, and just like knowing no one was gonna hit Taz. Like I just knew it in the pit of my stomach, and I had to sit there and watch it with a bunch of Red Sox fans, and it was terrible.
Sad Man Baseball does weigh in. It says Jake Jordan, it's torture.
right. Like,
It is.
I've watched my amazing pitch. I've watched my team, the Orioles, play in 2 wild card games,
Oof.
and those are the worst.
I
Because
can imagine.
if you win, you earn the right to play the best team, right? So it's like you're still not really winning if you win, and the Orioles are 1-1 in them, but like that is a terrible experience. And so I'm curious if the World Series is even worse.
Alicia says, and Gemma, this is bad news for you.
Oh.
It's fun when they tie Game 7. It's not fun when you feel terrible when there's a rain delay, and then your favorite team loses, and you have to wait even longer to party. So it seems like Alicia might be a Cleveland baseball fan.
Yeah.
So sorry there, Gemma.
That's okay. I still like Alicia.
Yeah, that game. I mean, I don't think Payne will ever like. We hear about it from the Cubs' perspective because it was the most ridiculous game ever played. I don't think we often think about that game from the Cleveland perspective.
Rajah Davis
I mean,
home run
Rajah
remains
Davis,
one of the
yeah.
most iconic postseason home runs ever.
I mean, how
Is
do
it though?
Indians
Is
fans
it?
feel about
100%.
the Rajah?
I mean, that's the
Alicia,
thing.
how do you feel about
Yeah,
the
no, I
Roger
agree.
home run?
I don't know. If it were me, that'd be kind of a footnote.
Which I remember that more than
Anything else?
Yeah.
I remember that more than the Zobers double.
Yeah.
Which is what
Like
the Juan
you
Soto
don't,
home run.
it's hard to remember how the Cubs scored the game-winning run in Game 7 of the World Series.
To end 100-year.
Right, because
I-
Rajah Davis stole that game. It's still the Rajah Davis game.
Yes, that's an
I
amazing
also-
take. I love this. This is great.
Yeah, like the Zobrist go ahead double or single
It's a double.
Double.
is like the 6th most remembered thing for that
Yeah.
game. I remember
Okay.
the foul lead off.
What's the
Ross
number one
Howard-
most remembered thing from that game?
The Cubs win the World Series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That Jason Heyward gave a speech
Yeah,
during
Jason
that.
Heyward,
Yes.
Rajah Davis.
Okay, so
And Mike Montgomery was traded for Daniel Vogelbach.
no, the number one thing I remember is Chris Bryant falling down and throwing the ball across the diamond. That's what I
Well,
remember.
smiling.
Smiling slow
It
mo
was
throw.
great.
Yeah.
That was
smiling to Anthony Rizzo, the guy he'd been with for so long.
And then they
Yeah.
ran directly to one another and
Yeah.
hugged.
And then
That
Rizzo
was-
putting the ball in his back pocket and just
Right.
the celebration was amazing.
No, Gemma, you bring up a good point, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest baseball mysteries that we don't have the answer to, which is the Jason Heyward speech.
Thank you.
Now, for those of you unfamiliar, there was a rain delay during the 2016 World Series in Game 7. It was tied at that point. During that rain delay, Jason Heyward reportedly gave a speech to the Cubs that all of the Cubs talked about after the fact, like for galvanizing them to victory.
Yes.
But no one has gone on record saying what Jason Heyward said. So one of the biggest baseball
Because it never
mysteries is what Jason Heyward said in that room. Now, Gemma, when we were at the wildcard game, we talked to now Cubs manager David Ross about that moment. I said, like, do you think we'll ever know? You don't have to tell me now if you don't want to. Do you think I will perish from this earth knowing what Jason Heyward said? And he said yes. He said someday it will come out. So
I have a lame conspiracy. Ready?
Yeah.
This is a fun sucking conspiracy. It wasn't anything special, and they're secret about it because it's fun that everybody thinks it was amazing.
I agree with that.
didn't
More
happen.
importantly,
It didn't
Chris
happen.
and I believe that it never happened.
No,
No, it
Jason
never
Heyward
happened.
did not say a single thing to that team.
Here's the theory. Here's the theory if you don't know. Jason Heyward, not great that year with the Cubs. We can debate whether he's been great since or before. But Jason Heyward, not great that year. Every other member of the team contributed for this World Series run. And it's pretty conspicuous that Jason Heyward did not. So what does the team do? They say, oh, we can create this story.
And some important context. He wasn't good, but he's a wildly likable guy that,
Super
by all
likable.
accounts, every teammate he's ever had loves.
Yes.
So they want good things for him.
Absolutely. And so they're like, we're going to concoct this story that he gave us the rousing speech during the rain delay.
Yeah.
And we'll tell everyone that so that when we come back and win, that's Jason Heyward's contribution to the 100-year curse break.
Okay, but then when does that conversation happen? Is there like a 24-dude group chat with everyone
Well,
and
I will
not
say
Jason
that
Heyward?
that happens during the rain
I
delay.
will say, I
No.
don't remember. I'd be curious. where the first report was that it was like Jason Heyward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't remember
think
the
it was a
timeline.
guy, one of the Cubs giving a post-game interview talked about it.
Yeah, and then maybe everyone else heard that and they were like, "Yep, mhm,
Yeah, exactly.
No, I
That's
think that
actually a
happened.
great
Okay.
wrinkle that I never thought of.
Wait.
No one. So the first Cubs player alludes to it, and everyone else says, "Oh, that sounds like a thing that happened."
Hold on.
No, can we?
You think you're reading the
Oh,
first
this is
Wait,
the
wait,
big
wait,
one.
sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
man.
hold on.
Come on,
All
Stress.
right.
Come on, Stress.
Oh, Springer's so good.
Do you walk? You walk him here?
Give him 4. Yeah.
Bunt. You got bunt.
Yeah, I think he's
Tie the game.
It's
I would rather.
Altuve.
Yeah, I would walk him.
Jordan,
Altuve to
I
pitch to
understand why
Brantley,
you were
yeah.
holding the pillow now.
This is tense, guys.
Yeah,
See,
I
this
think
is the thing
I
about postseason. It can go off the rails so quickly.
Tell us who you're cheering for in the
Brooks
chat. I'm
Robinson
curious.
catches that. Is all I'm saying.
Like
Probably.
Yeah, you should just like have that happen. Like, what?
It looks like they probably could have sent it.
He also
No,
wasn't
no,
going
no.
that hard.
No, they couldn't have sent it.
To sort of Gemma's point about the World Series not being that fun. Like, postseason baseball is the worst because, like, Juan Soto hits a ball 9 million feet and you're feeling great. It is the best feeling in the world. And then 10 minutes later, like, 1 or 2 things break the wrong way and now you're like Jordan into his pillow.
Yeah, it's true.
It can
The
go
tension is
wrong
too hot.
so quickly.
It's
The
too
margin
hot.
for error is always a razor.
What a-
thin.
I
What a
think I would walk him,
bad
but
sign.
like, what do you? I mean, Brantley has an even lower strikeout rate. Like,
Ooh.
like I
That was a-
I have
imagine
never
it's a
seen
situation
something
where
like
it's
that.
like, who does Strasburg want to go after? Because
Yeah, but it's interesting that they didn't have like a mound visit or anything.
Well, you don't
those
want to
are
use them
precious.
up.
Yeah, those are precious.
The whole
You got to
waste
use
one
those
here.
for the relievers that are going to
That's
have
true.
to come into this game at some point. Man.
Verlander.
Oh, that-
Oh my God, that
Oh,
woman!
God.
Wow, what a look!
She feels like us, except for the other team.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than trailing and having runners in scoring position. Just being like, I want more than anything for this thing.
Strauss is making pitches.
I mean, Altuve will swing it a lot.
It's not swinging and missing it.
I own an Apple Watch. Last year, I was
Congratulations!
wearing it.
Let's clap it up.
No.
Clap it up for Dakota's Apple
This
Watch.
is relevant.
Nice.
Took to the 5th inning.
Nice.
I
Oh.
was wearing it
The
in
go-ahead
the
run is on
postseason.
second base.
Yeah.
I was wearing it as Craig Kimbrell was pitching for the Boston Red Sox. He kept loading the bases, kept getting runners in scoring position, and then he'd work out of it. And afterward, I would look at my phone because it tracks your heart rate. Every single time, you could watch the whole game. Kimbrell would come in, and it would just skyrocket, and then it would come back down afterward.
Okay, they showed Corbin getting loose, but like he's not going to be ready in time for.
Well,
Brantley.
even if he is ready, do you take Strasburg out? If he's
would-
73
yeah, I like.
No, I know.
There's no
It's gotta
way you
be.
could.
It's got to be for Alvarez if like this goes a while. Like
Right.
It would have to go really wrong.
Strasburg's making great pitches.
He is, yeah.
Oh,
Like that right there.
got him.
Tag him. Okay.
Yep,
Wow.
those were 4
Didn't even
all-world
run.
pitches.
That
Didn't even
was-
run.
Altuve. Oh my!
Ooh.
What a pitch!
Like those were 4 of the best pitches on the plate. Like
Dude,
that
getting
was.
Altuve to swing and miss twice in the same at bat
And
is
look
a
bad.
lot itself.
Like
Yeah.
Jose Altuve does not look that bad ever.
This
Altuve's
is
trying
the
to be a hero.
Steven Strasburg we were promised. It's happening right in front of us.
He's been here for a while now.
I know.
I mean, that
But
was.
That
This
was
is-
the only good pitch of the at bat.
What
Altuve was.
The changeup he's missed by 2 feet.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Altuve
so
was
scared of
jacked.
Brantley.
That
Oh,
was a bad at bat
stop.
for Altuve. Not a good.
Joe, I'm so
not
scared.
a good
No,
at
it's
bat.
scary.
I'm so scared of Brantley.
Oh, it's scary.
I'm so scared.
Michael
of
Brantley does not scare me.
He,
He's like DJ LeMahieu. Like I respect him and he's really good, but I'm not
Look at what's
scared.
going on over here.
He's
We're
scared.
scared.
I'm not
I know. I'm
scared.
saying this is.
Look,
I think
to be
more-
clear, this is not. Wow. There's not a lack of trust in Steven K.
Steve
Steven
Strasburg.
Steve Strauss.
Steve.
That'll be
Mike
Stevie.
Brantley and Steve Strasburg.
But like Brantley is hit. I
And
guess
it's
the point
Crush
is
City.
he's hitting third for a reason on this literally legendary historical
Right.
Astros lineup. He's still the one hitting third
That's a good point.
because he doesn't strike out, and he's also.
That's the pitch. Like
Now look, he's like,
88 bottom of the zone, changeup falling off
he's
the
hitting
table.
all of his spots. It's incredible.
He has not had a less than perfect pitch since that Springer double.
Disagree.
Can you go?
That's why you're in the back.
Disagree.
I hope the mic
Altuve
didn't pick
didn't
that up.
swing at that second pitch.
It was a
ball.
strike.
It was not a strike.
There are a lot of pitching coach shops open, Claire. If you want to go.
I'll go.
I
Great.
think you'd be
Go,
great.
go,
The
go,
Yankees
go
are gonna
Pittsburgh.
hire him.
Ray Sears?
He's gonna just show his tattoo and be like, pitch like this, rock out like this. All right, big spot. Oh! That's why we shift, baby.
Yes.
Everyone
Steven
breathe.
Strasburg game.
That was hit pretty hard. Nice play there from is Drupal or Turner?
Trey.
That was Trey.
That's
Trey.
right.
Trey the
Trey.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the other thing. I'm gonna make another
Make a point. Make a
All
point.
right. So we're through 5. Nationals are winning 3-2. Oh my God. So obviously we're terrified that the Nationals bullpen will not be able to hold this,
Yeah.
even if it's only like one pitcher or
Yes.
2 pitchers.
Yes.
However, the Nationals still being ahead also means that the Astros probably. I'm curious if the Astros are even going to use their best relievers, knowing that they might have to pitch tomorrow. See what I mean?
That's kind of galaxy brain, though.
No. But I'm just saying, like, if it was or if they were still down by 1, I'd be worried. I'd be worried about Verlander getting out of the game, and then it's just Will Harris, who's been nails, and then Ozuna, who's been nails, and then whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, now we saw Brad Peacock warming. Like, that's a good sign
Right.
for. And I know managers like to say, like, we're managing to win today. Obviously, they want to win the World Series today, but like, it could. I'm just saying, maybe they're slightly more conservative. Maybe that helps the Nats.
That's bad mojo. I don't know.
Nah.
If you're like, no, we can just play tomorrow.
No, but
I
they
think
they
you
have to-
functionally manage this game as though it's tied if you're AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
Like, I think you still use your guys.
Right.
You assume that you're the Houston
I mean, they're
Astros
gonna still
and you're
pitch
going to score
tomorrow.
another run.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
at home.
Right.
Right.
You're at home. You have
Like, you assume
the
it's
best
not going
offense
to
ever.
end 3-2.
Right. No, I know.
I don't know. There
It
was
sounds
a-
like
so-
Peacock is in fact in.
Oh, he's in already. Oh, yeah, because Verlander's a
not
loser.
good.
Wow.
Oh,
Justin Verlander
So
gets knocked
officially-
out after 5.
Officially, if they don't come back, it's a 0-6 for JV. Also,
Oh my God.
Sad man, don't apologize. You're allowed to blow up chat. It's all good. Sorry about
Yeah, please do.
so Strasburg's at what, 74 pitches?
it. Yes, something like
75. It's going to be Bregman, Alvarez,
Yep.
Correa. If he can get through that, he can get through then.
I mean,
Trevino,
that's a
Shredder.
lot to
Of
ask.
course it is. I gotta be honest, I don't want Corbin in this game. Maybe like for Brantley the next time,
Well, at that point, you just use Doolittle.
Yeah.
but it still might only be this. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think it depends how much Strauss gives you.
Or you use him for Alvarez. You use him for Alvarez.
Not here.
Not
at this
here,
point.
though. Yeah, you have to wait.
maybe.
So like if Strauss only goes 6, who do you use in the 7th? Like you bring in Corbin for the 7th and then Hudson and then Doolittle.
This is why I'm not a manager.
Fernando Rodney, my dudes.
I would love to see Fernando Rodney in this game.
Can I tell a Fernando Rodney story?
Sure.
So, Fernando Rodney gave up an absolute bomb to Alex Bregman in Game 4 on a good pitch, right? And a lot of baseball players would like let that affect them. Now, I heard that Fernando Rodney was supposed to be mic'd up for the World Series documentary on Game 4. For whatever reason, the equipment wasn't working. They were going to then do it for Game 5. So the guy who has to put the mic on him the next day, it's like, hey man, like I know you had a tough day yesterday. Like, is it still okay? And he was like, well, yeah, of course, whatever you need. Da 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 da. And it was just the story that was like, he's so unflappable. He's been through everything as a baseball
Yes.
player, as a reliever. That like, yeah, he gives up a grand slam in the World Series. Like, but the next day he's like, yeah, whatever you need. And I just thought that was a cool Fernando Rodney thing.
That is a cool Fernando Rodney thing.
I also like that he wears his hat to the side because to honor his dad.
That story's so great.
Hello.
Hi.
I
I'm
was
back.
like, what was that? Oh, it's a very tall Gemma.
Brad Peacock, former national revenge game, right here. That's what this is. The Brad Peacock revenge game.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
God. Brad Peacock, again, somebody I don't think about 90% of the year. 11 months out of the year, I don't think about Brad Peacock. October,
I only think about him in February.
I thought you were going to say I only think about Brad Peacock. We all know that's not true. You only think about Will Harris.
And
Also, again, the bottom of this Nats lineup is like
not
It's-
off
it's
the
very- it's
different
extremely
from all the
NL.
other hitters in the series.
Who in the bottom of the Nats lineup do you have the most faith in? Between
Jan, I
Asdrubal,
think.
Zimmerman, Jan Gomes,
I think Jan.
and Robles.
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman's come up.
He's
time
been
and
there,
again.
done that.
Dude, look at Zimmerman.
He's been there, done that
It is.
for. He's been there, done that for like
It
2
is.
decades.
He
now. I
has,
think
but
it's
he has
time.
the narrative on his side.
Although at this point he has begun transitioning to his post-playing career jobs. Like, ooh, this is not long for me. I'm gonna become a restaurateur.
It's like LeBron going to LA. You can see the writing on the wall.
He's like in the dugout writing the like thank you letter they're gonna publish in Washington Post.
What if the Players Tribune sends it live while the game's going?
You don't think that thing's already
Can
been
I-
sent in,
Hold
Tom
on.
Boswell? You're out of your mind.
Well, I was gonna say the other great thing about Zimmerman is like we were at the wildcard game and we kept thinking we were seeing his last at bat.
Yeah.
Because he didn't start.
And he didn't start. And there
Oh,
was
that's
like
right.
we had
Yeah, I
like
forgot about
so many moments, and then they like didn't. They like pinch hit forward. They looked like he was out on the deck circle, and they pulled him back, and it was like, oh no, he's never gonna get a % off. And that was 28 days ago, and he's still here. And we're still watching him, and that's awesome.
Gemma, Kelsey asks, what are you reading?
Oh, hey, Kelsey. What's up? I'm reading a book club book that I have to be done with at some point tomorrow called Bunny. It's not about baseball. It's about vengeful MFA students.
It's an amazing book, and I deeply love it.
Are you liking it so far?
Yeah, it's really it's good for October. Yeah, it's kind of like bitter and spooky.
All good things.
I think it's
Yes.
Heather's
Torturing MFA students.
meets
Always fun.
The Craft. So
There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah,
A good
So
October
just like
recommendation.
campy.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of camp from this description.
yeah, it's super
Oh.
fun. It's super good. I really like it.
Helen says that she is bringing this question back from the last watch party. What are the weirdest reasons that you've cheered for a team? Jake, you probably have a weird reason to have cheered for a team.
Wait, what did you say?
What is the weirdest reason? Because we
Like-
talked about this on the last watch party.
Helen, the inventor of Quellogs.
Honestly,
Yes, that is
Yes.
yes.
honestly, Jordan has like 5 answers to like. Jordan's favorite baseball like sports teams growing up were the
like-
Rockies, the Titans, the Houston Rockets.
Wow. What a,
Ooh.
Pain.
yeah, I just like picked a favorite player on the most random teams, and that was my squad. So
Yeah, it's usually because I like a player. I feel like that's
I
true.
don't know why.
Chris, do you have a weird one?
When I was a kid, I had an all purple was it's still my favorite color. When I was a kid, before I really inherited any fandoms, I had like an all purple lineup where it was like Rockies, Vikings, Kings.
Both
Yeah.
Kings?
Back when I didn't really watch hockey, but the Sacramento Kings were clearly the most fun of that bunch.
You were a big Doug Christie guy?
Yeah, Paige Stojakovic,
There you
Mike
go.
Bibby, Bobby Jackson.
Brad Miller?
What a team! Brad Miller, Scott Pollard with the headband.
You hate to
No,
see
he wasn't.
that.
Did that like that
Went
look
off his
I think
foot.
was he in fair territory?
Now that is a washed bunt.
That's a insane baseball thing that like is only when
You're
the
right.
players
The-
go.
the real-
They're like here and they're like, I don't understand what this does. this has never been explained to me. Why they like put the
A-Rod
bat
did it
between their
forever.
legs and like.
It's like you got stuff on the bat and you want to wipe it.
It just
like,
looks
throw
kind
it.
of.
Oh, hey.
Robles has looked so bad.
He's looked
Like-
great in center field at least.
He is
That
not totally healthy.
Also, like,
no way.
yeah, he hasn't looked healthy when he's running the bases, but then in the outfield, he's
Yeah.
The last couple games. Yeah.
last couple games. But like, it's weird because there was the one I can't remember. One of the games this weekend, there was like he grounded into a double play, and it wasn't even close.
Right.
And like normally you would expect him to at least make it close.
All right, Brad Peacock just
That
doing
pitch
his
to
thing.
Zimmerman was shades of 2017.
I was gonna say he hasn't looked great except for kind of that.
God, I hate it.
Jordan, what did Brad Peacock do back in 2017?
He stayed in the whole year.
He won the. He
I hated
basically was just him.
2017 Brad Peacock so much.
It's like this Astros team is there's a lot of the same guys, but like they won because of Lance McCullers,
Yeah.
Charlie Morton, and Brad Peacock.
It's true.
So like how
As we all knew and guessed.
There
so
was
it's
some
weird.
stat that,
and
like,
I guess
oh-
Carlos Beltran was
Yeah.
around.
What is
Wow.
happening here with Brad Peacock?
There were only
Jeez.
11. There were only 11 guys on the Astros
He's
roster
been
right now
knocked
who have played in a World Series, which is kind of crazy.
11?
Wow.
11, yeah.
That team felt like the first of these like modern postseason teams where it's like we're only going to use our 3 best players.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think the 09 Yankees were that like. I mean, they literally had 3 starters the whole way.
Yeah, but
and then
like
Mariano.
just using his
Oh.
like stars as relievers.
Yo, Lance was so much fun. I'm excited for him to be back.
McCullers spinning what 25 straight curveballs. 24 straight curveballs at the end of like a gigantic postseason game does not get enough credit.
There is a
I mean,
There's a
his elbow
video.
remembered. Love the guy, but like.
there's a video on the I think LMU's YouTube channel that just has all 24.
Yeah,
And,
I've
even
watched it.
even knowing what you're watching, you still watch it like there's no way he's throwing it.
Yeah, Aaron Judge thought that too.
Like he's not. What'd you say?
I requested that
Oh, there you go.
That's why I have to
Because
go
I
for
worked
it.
on
I watched
it.
that. I watched that all the way through, and it was miserable.
It's an incredible.
God, I hated that series.
No!
Rosie's getting
If you miss by at least a foot, but then come
Zimmerman
anywhere near
won.
it, you get the call.
I mean, look, that's a nasty pitch. Zimmerman line was definitely a strike. That was just.
Listen,
Jordan, you said something to me the other day, which is that every day you get closer and closer to robo-umps.
Yeah.
And
Mike, what were
me
you gonna
too.
say?
the ump knew how that at bat was gonna end, so he
No,
just
I-
sped
that-
up.
that
He
part's
just
true.
fast
No,
forwarded.
it's
He's
not
like,
like-
you're not getting.
I know,
hit here,
but
buddy."
he's not getting any help. So anyway, sorry, John, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't.
Okay. Ian? No. Oh, sorry. I felt like I was yelling over someone.
No,
No.
we're all just fired up.
We are also fired up.
I can't believe we're only in the 6th inning of this game.
I
All right,
can't.
so Bregman.
If you've been
By the
watching
way,
postseason
by the
baseball.
way,
I'm just emotionally, I'm drained.
Jordan, yeah.
Okay, Bregman has the moment. Don Kelly ruins it.
Yeah.
True.
Now, really in a position to look not very cool.
Wait, what?
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 I'm saying that like he went from like potentially legendary, iconic World Series moment
Oh, to like.
to Juan Soto mega owning him back,
Yeah.
and then like I'm fast forwarding a lot of stuff.
That's a good point. If they lose this game,
I'm just saying he's gonna get mocked for that like crazy if they.
Right.
is the next 12 hours like.
I mean,
Does
doesn't
that
matter.
light a
Well, no,
fire
it's
for
stupid.
the
But
Nationals?
it's stupid because it's the same thing with Acuna because it's like,
I know
dude,
it's
he's
stupid,
the reason
but
they,
I'm
they
just
were.
saying, look,
yeah,
are
I'm just,
people going to be
I know.
talking about it?
No.
Probably.
No.
No?
I think so
It was
because
so
Soto did
early.
it better.
It's so early in the game.
No.
I think you all have a not great feel for sports conversation.
That's,
If
well,
you-
it's just dumb because
If you intentionally disrespect the other team, which I think he was doing,
No,
in
but
a
it's
fun
no.
way.
This is the problem. Is that you can't look at that as disrespect.
All right,
That's the whole
Okay,
thing.
it's not disrespect, but he's clearly trying to get a rise out
So
of the
I
other
guess
team.
no.
He's not doing
what
it
I
for
mean,
no reason.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
think what I mean is I don't mean disrespect. I just mean that like since Soto just did it way better, and then like if the Nats win, it's just like haha, Soto's
Right.
way cooler than you.
Well, Soto
Yeah.
clapped back.
Which no, I know. I'm
That's
just
what
saying.
I'm saying, yeah.
There's the notion of Bregman going from like I just did the coolest thing in the world to like you literally got one up an hour later somehow.
And
is
let us
really
not forget
amazing.
that Alex Bregman got ruthlessly owned last October also.
Yes, that did happen.
So it could be going on 2 in a row for him.
By my beloved boss.
It was like that was an all-time thing that he did,
It
even
was.
though he ended up getting.
I respect
No,
it,
and
even if
he-
it's
Okay, but see,
and
this is the thing.
I'm
If
glad
they
he did
lo-
it. But I'm glad he did it.
I'm glad he did it too. I'm not knocking Alex Bregman. I'm
for the
saying
uninitiated.
that this is the whole thing with sports. This is narrative. If they lose, and I guarantee you, it's Alex Bregman tweaked them, shook them out of their funk that they had been in for
right,
3
exactly.
games,
It's like Spike-
fired
it's dumb.
them up,
It's dumb.
they
And-
win, and if they lose, if the Nationals win the World Series, then that's 2 years in a row that the Astros will have thrown away narratively the World Series by trolling their opponents.
It's like Spike Lee and Reggie Miller.
Well, also,
It's not
but it's
how
more
anything
so that
works.
Soto's not carrying the bench first. Bregman doesn't do that, so it's like
No.
it's great.
That's the thing.
I'm not saying Soto still it's the homer
Sure.
because he's Juan Soto.
This one is even less of like a we have to create the story because clearly the Nats were thinking about it. They
That's-
saw him
that's
do it and
the
they were
thing.
like, we
I think
have to
that's-
get him back.
I think that's what I'm getting at.
Now,
he
it could change right here.
Also, again, still
I did
amazing.
not realize
the
that.
fact that that's incredible.
That is cool.
And
That's
and,
most
and
postseason
also,
home runs.
He's what 25 years old. He's gonna have 30 more postseason homers in his career, all of which are against All Stars because he had the homer against Strasburg
I
in
mean-
Game 2,
and Rodney.
and Rodney,
Yeah.
who is an All Star in all of our
Which
hearts.
counts. We have to.
It counts. He was an all-star. It is silly though. It's like, what is he gonna homer of like Brad Boxberger and like?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, well, yeah, who's pitching in the postseason? The good pitchers. But so it's kind of a flawed. But I don't know. Look,
It's a great
also
point.
to be clear, I love Bregman. He's amazing, and he
Yeah.
might win the MVP, and that's fine. But like,
None of us are knocking these people.
no. I just love that the fact that Juan Soto was able to flip it back on him that
Yeah.
quickly is incredible.
It's
Yeah.
super
So-
fun.
Like, imagine the confidence it takes to think, you know what? Like you have to expect you're going to take Justin Verlander a yard to be able to plan that out.
Oh.
So if
No.
Bregman goes deep here.
Well, I don't know. He's
No.
standing
He's
up.
lurking.
No,
He's lurking.
no.
The hoodie is off.
Davey said he's not using him today.
Look, you
That's
tell
just-
Max Scherzer no.
I was gonna say, what if he just marches in from the outfield?
That's
What are they
literally
gonna do?
Davey's
Come on, Trey.
job.
Come on.
Oh.
Davey's whole job is to tell Max Scherzer no.
Madly.
Again, you try telling Max Scherzer no.
I will.
Gemma, what were you gonna say?
I mean,
That's a hilarious.
Matt, have you seen Max Scherzer in the dugout? He's just stomping around constantly.
They're like, dude, go down there.
Yeah, they're like, you can't be in here. Like, you just cannot be in here.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Max Scherzer in that bullpen looked so much like the T-Rex cage in Jurassic Park, where you're like, the electric fence is broken and he's going
You
to
see the
break
giant
out.
paw print, and
Here,
Max
yeah.
Scherzer's already out of the bullpen.
Sadman asks a great question. Would you rather be Juan Soto or Alex Bregman?
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
I think Juan Soto.
Juan
I
Soto,
think you're
for
in.
sure.
You're in a
Jake?
Juan Soto watch party here.
I mean, as a Jew, Juan Soto.
Twist ending.
Although I want to play
Oh,
third.
that's
Roll that
two.
up. Roll that up.
Oh, we got one, and that's going to be a double play.
No.
Or no.
Right, Yuli can run.
Well,
Yeah.
Trey kind of
He kind of
bobbled it. Astrubal's real. He's a great, random part of this Nats team. It's
weird.
Right?
He was so
Yes.
launched, he got just straight up dropped by the Rangers.
Well, it's like a theory that whatever happens, Asdrubal Cabrera ends up batting 7th for a postseason team every year. You need to fill. He's like a filler character, like an actor who's in every superhero movie
Yeah.
as the 5th most important character, and it's just the same person. That's Asdrubal Cabrera. Because who was playing? I guess Brian Dozier was doing that.
Yeah.
Instead.
that would be fun.
Yeah, Dodger legend, Brian.
Or
Dozier.
Wilmer Defoe.
He's also jacked too.
Who?
He is.
Asdrubal.
Yeah, I mean he's a baseball player. But
He-
yeah.
yeah.
But even by baseball standards.
He hit some bombs in batting practice in DC.
This spot makes me nervous.
So, would you think about bringing Corbin in?
No.
No.
Because here's the thing. If you lose, you want to lose with the best possible pitcher on the mound,
Yeah,
right?
and he's still making very good pitches.
Oh.
And that's why Grady Little.
Ooh!
Look at that.
Anthony Rendon's so chill.
We're gonna
chill.
move past what Michael Clare just said, and we're gonna just let that one float out into the ether,
It also
or else I will get mad.
you want the upside of Bradford pitching 7 innings in this game.
Yes,
Yeah,
You
100%.
can't.
100% agree.
This,
I
is, this
obviously
is the
can't
most
examine,
SoCal
like-
play.
Pitch count's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Like,
He
they
looks
just-
good.
he
Hang
just
on.
leisurely-
Can you describe what you mean by that?
So, Anthony Rendon, crucial spot, team up by 1, backs against the wall. Very leisurely strolls up to this dribbler and just kind of casually looks over and flips it to second to get Yuli Gurriel by a fraction of a second.
That's so Tex.
He's fine. Okay, Hudson warming. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, okay, if he gets through this though, he's coming back up.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
100%.
But he's probably, honestly, he's probably pitching through spring. right?
Oh, what a
At this point.
freaking pitch. Dude, Correa, it feels like each of the last couple of years, a certain Astro has blown up and become the guy, right? First it was Springer, then it was Altuve, then it was Bregman.
Yeah.
And this year, kind of Alvarez to an extent, right?
Totally.
We haven't really had a full season of healthy Carlos Correa, and I think when we get that, he will become a top 10 most famous baseball player. He just has the sauce and the spice and the flair for it all.
Yeah, he does.
If you're gonna say sauce and spice, you can't wrap it with flair. We need one more food word.
No.
Sauce, spice, and heat. He's
Okay.
got the heat.
Sure, chef. Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
He has the heat. I would say that.
Okay.
He looks great. I'd
He has
probably
the
leave him in.
sauce, spice, and mise en place.
I might even leave him in
So
throughout.
bad.
He's really good at setting up his locker. What does that even mean? The
He always-
mise-en-place.
he always knows where his batting gloves are.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything's in a delicate measurable bowl. He just kind of puts it all.
He just has like a carton of pepper next to his
It's
phone
like
charger.
spice jars with things in them.
Going for the out cycle.
Could you guys imagine playing in the World Series?
No.
No.
I don't
we
want
just
to.
all
I feel
vomit.
like most players are like, oh, what's in there? It's a regular game. But there
That
has to
can't
be
be true.
some players
Shout out
that are
to
absolutely losing it.
Brad Peacock having some issues right around here.
Hey.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, the Steven Strasburg game.
Does he have 30 strikeouts tonight?
Okay.
Does he have a
It
walk?
feels like so
Brett, I
many.
think Springer's the
Yeah.
only one that's doing anything against him.
Yeah.
Yes, he has
Also,
one more.
I mean, you leave him in until he's at 120 pitches.
Yeah,
Why
like,
not? This is the last start of the season. Just
You're not
leave-
gonna
Yeah.
play matchups at this point.
no, just he's your best pitcher. He's the best pitcher baby of the world right now. I mean, like, why the hell not?
And the reason he didn't pitch him in 2012 was for this. Rendon's leaving at the end of the year. This is it
Wow.
for the Nats. So
That got
Scherzer's
leaked in a
Spicy
hurry.
take right there.
Scherzer's breaking down every day a new part of his
So-
body.
I'm sorry.
To be clear, Steven Strasburg has never made a good pitch in his life, and every national will
I
lose.
said you were overrating his pitches in that at bat. With now two
I
days
think
had a bad at bat.
But Claire is sad man baseball.
He's certainly.
No,
sad
that's not
man.
true. I actually think sad man baseball is more optimistic about baseball as a whole. That's Claire.
Very true.
Given the lineup he's facing, this is like one of the most dominant starts
Absolutely.
of the season.
Easily.
Yes.
So
Easily.
is this our better than the flu game?
The flea
Well,
game?
that game becomes really hopeless.
Oh, what's the
That
That
flea
was the
game?
game. That was the game.
That's sort of what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they
can
they
you
were not
elaborate what
close.
you mean by
So,
the flu game?
This was
Not
back
Michael
when-
Jordan.
No, different. This is the real flu game.
He said it.
Is Strasburg better than Michael Jordan?
Yes.
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 So this was back when
At
the
baseball,
Nats were still
for sure.
deeply cursed, had not won a postseason
They
series.
still might be cursed.
Look,
So
I think regardless of what happens here, they've showed out enough that the mojo has been cleansed. I think.
okay, if they don't win a World Series for 100 years, they can
Well,
trace
but-
it back to this sentence.
Sure, but this is not like a Bambino thing.
Okay,
Where,
anyway.
like, if you could, anyway.
Flu game.
So yeah, they had their backs against the wall in an elimination game at Wrigley Field against the very stacked Cubs. Steven Strasburg is supposed to be the guy who will pitch them back to DC for Game 5. It's announced that he's deathly ill, and then he just walks out on the mound anyway and shoves, and the game is just never close.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's because he was loaded with germs, getting his germy hand all over the baseball, and the other team was like, "Yeah, we got the rest of the postseason to play, so
I don't want to touch
we're
that.
not touching that."
We'll
No,
bank this one
thank you.
because We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
steal
gonna.
it.
You're the Nationals. You're gonna lose the series.
I think this
so
is NFL chat content.
You are also a germaphobe.
no, I'm not. I just when you show up to work like a sick mess, and you're like, "Yeah, here, let me gnaw
Really
on
rude.
something."
This is all really
I think
rude.
I'm missing it to do this.
A sick mess. Really, Claire, tell me more about how I look when I'm sick.
I said,
Wait, were you talking about her specifically?
Yes.
Good lord.
because people should stay home when you're sick.
Let's talk about the World
Not a
Series
germaphobe.
logo.
Not a
Do
germaphobe.
we like this year's World
I like
Series
it.
logo? I like it. It's colorful. Jordan,
I like you.
I do like all the colors.
yeah, it's
I
colorful.
like it. I'm in.
Give me these rainbow colors.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Who wants more popcorn?
Not
Uh,
me.
The popcorn
Stop me from eating.
taste like nothing, but if eating them feels really.
They are a rare food that is just about the time.
We're at the point in this game where we can constantly be moving, or else we're going to lose my mind.
Yeah, we're entering the stress eating zone as well of a one-run game. The final 3 innings. Hopefully, maybe not.
What? You can share. Jesus. Capitalist.
The most devastating insults.
Roasted.
Wow.
Okay.
Up.
Tell me
There's-
Scherzer. There it is!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Wow.
No, this is just him.
He's getting loose.
Here's the thing.
It's because he actually can't move his arms, so if he moves his entire torso, it looks like the arm.
Here's a fun fact. I slept funny because I'm 100 years old and my neck is killing me. I can't move either. I have never felt more kindred spirit
Honestly,
than with Max
but-
Scherzer.
We're just not
What,
pitching this
why not just like mind games? I mean, obviously Max wants to pitch in every game, but like you might as well just
Oh,
play
I
catch
see.
just to be like, oh, maybe he's coming in.
This is,
If he
it's-
doesn't come in now, it'll be deeply hilarious, though.
Max Scherzer should go and stretch in every baseball game.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Keep
gonna
the Nats
say.
playing to just intimidate the opponent, confuse them.
Yeah,
Just
the
like
Nats-
stand
the
behind
Nats-
home plate.
The Nats
I'm
should-
here.
The Nats should have brought in Kirby Yates and just put him in a Nats uniform and just had him warming. They'd be like, wait, why is he on the team? They just had to think
Wow.
about it, so they had to like pull up video like, wait, is he on the team?
I'm sure Ken Rosenthal's saying something very.
Or no, it's like Kirby Yates in like a Javi Guerra jersey, right? And so it's like, is that Javi Guerra? He's Javi Guerra's jersey.
Can I just say, I like that Nats thing where it says the district.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool
The Wizards
thing.
jerseys that say that, too,
Yeah.
are awesome.
It's the district.
I think Scherzer could pitch in this game.
So-
I
mean,
actually-
he's-
I think he's
I
got
think he
things.
could for like
They, for a batter.
for a batter.
They asked Davey
Yeah.
today in the press conference,
And
will
he
he
said
pitch?
no.
And he said no under any circumstances.
Mind games.
My favorite theory is that Scherzer just went down there and just started pitching. What are they gonna do? Like tackle him? No, like he's just like, yeah, I'm good. And that bullpen coach is actually saying, "You're not throwing.
Please sit down.
Sit down."
Get down.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, turn it over. Turn it over.
Yes,
Who went to
Jan.
bat for Jan Gomes?
Yes,
Turn it over.
Jan,
Yes. No, I
yes.
agree.
He's the best of those guys.
I agree. I agree.
They saw Scherzer stretching it. We need to kind of get things going here. We don't want him pitching
I
tonight.
bet he threatened all of them.
Hey.
His clubhouse speech was like, I can't move my arms, my neck is essentially broken, but if you don't win this game, I will die on the mound.
Yeah, it's they're all
And
like,
they're
oh,
oh
no.
god. Oh
Save
god.
me from myself.
Score some runs. You gotta do it.
Would you trade the rest of your life
Yes.
to come into this game and pitch the greatest inning in baseball, and then like you expire on the mound as you
No.
win?
No, because you
No.
can't flinch
I would.
as the Nats.
I would in a heartbeat. People would talk about me forever.
No.
And
You
think
wouldn't
of
be
me
able to hear it
fondly.
because you'd be dead.
I don't care.
Guys, Sad Man Baseball says, I've been watching this postseason alone. It's been pretty sad. You guys, your very presence and discussion tonight has caused me to feel included and understood. I love baseball, and I love you all.
Did you write that?
We
Sad
love
man.
you too,
Sad
Sad
We
man.
love
Man.
you.
We love you.
So I'm
There he
going
is.
to do like a
Thank
The
you
Dustin
for
beer
being
Hoffman.
guy.
with us tonight.
The beer guy.
Always save the beers.
Well, it's Bud Light, so is it beer?
Wow.
Okay.
You
You
drink
know,
Genesee
Scherzer.
cream regularly.
Trey Turner time.
I feel like if Scherzer really wasn't allowed to pitch, they wouldn't have given him a real jersey.
Totally agree.
I
They would've,
agree.
like,
Yeah.
These
Locked
guys
him in the
don't
hotel.
wear the jersey when they're not playing
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. I think both tomorrow anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
Just
Both
let
tonight and tomorrow?
No, let Scherzer close it out.
And then start
and then
tomorrow.
vote tomorrow.
That would be
Vote Joe
incredible.
Ross.
Are you saying Voth? Jordan's saying Austin Voth, just to be clear.
Yeah. You take
Austin
Scherzer off the
Voth
roster.
is a pitcher on the Nationals
No.
who was on the roster the last round, and Jordan
No,
is saying Voth,
you have
not
Scherzer
Voth. I wanna be
close
clear.
tonight and start tomorrow.
Yeah, you do both. You don't do Voth.
Yeah,
Did
both.
somebody do that?
No, you do vote.
In the
You
postseason?
do vote.
Wade Miley
No,
did
Rays,
it. Wade Miley did it, but he only pitched the first batter.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
so
You do a
you're right.
start-
So
oh.
Harris. We're gonna get Will Harris. God, that pitch is so good. Beat it out, Trey.
Trey's flying.
Oh!
Blame him! Oh, Jan.
Sit
push-
down,
Jan pushed
Scherzer.
the piano.
I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Okay.
It's Scherzer. They're like, no, we gotta score runs.
Now
This
you
is the time.
bunt. Now you bunt.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
good squeeze.
Also, oh, they calling
Ooh.
interference.
Oh,
Ooh.
no. Oh, controversy.
Fired
Davey.
up. Oh,
Davey.
he's swearing. Uh-oh.
Davey, you can't get run because
You can't get
you
tossed.
might be able to tell
Max Scherzer's now the manager.
They're not coming in, but
So is he?
Uh-oh.
Davey.
Do,
Oh, no.
do the earmuff motion again.
What is
All right,
he?
I don't know if you can do that.
The
Okay,
runner is called out.
Oh,
This
they
is
called
not reviewable.
One person explain it.
Jake.
This is one of the calls in baseball in which it is completely up to the discretion of the umpire. There is no, it's like a check swing. There is no strong ruling. If the umpire believes he got in the way of the ball, whether or not it was intentional, he can call him out.
That's a bad
As
call.
long as he's running on the side, on the left side of the base, he's allowed to make that call. That's an insanely
Which
bad
is-
call,
he is-
but
so
that is
he is
within
on-
the rules of that the umpire's allowed to do.
He is on the left side of the base.
Ooh, and
Because if you're that's the point of the running lane. If you're in the running lane on the right,
You're kosher.
you're kosher. But since he's on the left, you can call that. That sucks so much.
So,
wait,
so you're saying it's a good call?
I think it's technically
It is the correct
you,
call.
You can
Right.
call that.
Yes.
I don't think it's
Okay.
wrong, but that
You can also
so,
not call it that.
You could
At
not
the
call
beginning of this season, Jordan and I we host a weekend show at MLB Network, and before the year, they have all the analysts in the room, and they bring in a former umpire to explain difficult rulings. And they brought in an umpire for about a half hour to explain this exact play to everyone in the room. And they watched, they put on 6 different examples and had the analysts guess
Yeah.
what the umpire would call. And the analysts were wrong every time, which showed everyone that the umpires, it's the weirdest play, and that sucks.
So,
Wow.
so if the ball's dead, I guess.
Yeah.
Both of them.
That's
So is it just a runner on?
Just
second?
a runner on first.
So Trey's on first, and
No.
not Trey. Gomes is on
Gomes
first.
is on
Trey's
first,
out.
and it's
Oh, he has
just
to
one
go all
out.
the way back to first.
Yeah, it's a dead ball.
Jesus.
You hate to see it.
You do.
I will say, that's the thing we're probably all going to be talking about tomorrow.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
the Nats
So,
lose,
Alex Bregman off the hook. Shout out to him. No one's happy right now.
Dakota always thinking about the narrative.
You think we don't have enough people to yell about two things?
I do.
We've
I
got time
in
to
fact
yell
do
about
think that.
two things.
Did Davey get thrown out?
No.
I would bet
No,
no.
you have a long leash there.
Yeah. As long as he didn't say like those 3 words, they're
He
like.
was
You
saying
Can
can't use the
anyone think
words.
of another example of a similar play in the World Series
I'm not. I'm gonna take a walk.
where, like, I don't know, one player might have obstructed another player at some
For the
point?
record, you're not allowed to trip someone.
Okay.
We're not talking about that. No.
If we're talking about 2013 obstruction, I'm going to leave.
No, we're talking about it,
Oh,
baby.
I could
You're right.
not believe they made that call. That
That like
Oh,
to me, it has
that's
to
like
materially
over
affect the
umpiring.
play.
Like, it's
right.
like-
It did. He hit the glove.
that's
He
just
didn't
making
catch
it about you. That's the problem. Is just let the kids play, dude. Oh.
No, because look,
Oh,
he's
also, how is the thing that's insane is that Gomes has to go back because even if he's obstructed, why does he have to go backwards? He was
even if
running to
Turner's out,
second
Gomes
base.
is
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
But and Turner beat the ball there.
Yeah, Turner.
That's the
That's
thing
the
is he did
frustrating
run
part.
into his glove, but the ball wasn't really there
But
yet.
here's the thing, right? Like,
Oh my god.
if you're the Nats, you just gotta forget it, right?
You know who will
Not to sell
you
you
know-
one of this
hold on,
TV
hold on,
analysts,
hold
but
on.
you just gotta be like,
You know-
I'm not gonna let this bother me right
Wait,
now.
oh, they took out Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me.
You know who? Well, not is Anthony Rendon who's gonna get hit. No score run. Oh,
Oh.
At
Oh,
least
we
some
can
number
review
of
this.
Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Yeah. No.
no.
I think he should be safe. Yes. No. I
Maybe-
understand that there's the
Tell
running
them we
lane on the
say
right
hello.
side. What do you say?
Tell them we say
Hey,
hello.
can I put you on speaker during the watch party? Guys, I'm on the phone with the umps.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's safe. I mean, you can't do this today.
How
Right?
is it a replay?
This
No,
is
no,
so
no.
funny.
No,
Because
we didn't get pizza, but you can
the
swing
thing
by
that-
later if you want to get Chinese
So
food.
is
thing
this
that Jake-
reviewable
The
or
thing
no?
that Jake described
Yeah.
that happened, like, it's so funny because when we watched that, I remember everyone was so confused, and I didn't understand it until literally right now. Like, now I'm like, oh, that's exactly what play they were talking about.
They literally went over this with the analysts for a half hour,
Oh.
and no one had any idea what was going on.
But what is happening? So it
I
is
don't-
reviewable?
Oh, they're like, uh-oh.
Oh, Trey.
Uh-oh, Trey, don't get.
Yeah, you can't get tossed, man.
They're not going to throw anybody out.
Runner has a
Yeah,
right.
if David didn't get tossed, the leash is very long.
Well, but it's been about 5 minutes. That's
Oh.
the thing. In the heat of the moment, but if you're
I mean, Gomes has split second. How can, in what
No.
possible sense
So
does
the
he
throw
go
would have
backwards?
beaten Turner by like a hair.
Let's see.
Maybe, but either
He
way.
is-
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
okay, so
yeah,
he-
I agree with
I think the rule might
the
be.
throw beat him.
No, the rule might be. I think they're saying this in the broadcast. Is that the runner has the right to the last step. The final step when you're running, when you reach for the base, the runner has that right, and therefore this play might be reviewable and it might be overturned.
But the rule would still go back to the first call, right? Is that if you're in the line, if you're inside and not in your running lane, in the runner's running lane, then that was the first call they
So-
made.
Yeah,
Also, the thing that confuses me is I remember being taught when there's a dribbler like that, you're
Yeah.
taught to run on the first base side of the line
you are.
in order to make the throw more difficult.
Yes.
It's a-
Right,
it's a thing
because
you're
this
actively-
situation doesn't.
But if it hits you, then you could be out. They could call interference. But if they just
So they teach you that because it's just not very likely.
well, and because it doesn't, no one calls that in high school
Right,
and little
yeah,
league, and
yeah,
like
that's true.
Mike Rizzo was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, look, he's texting his people.
He's like, "Yo, what are the rules?"
Get me an answer now.
You might be in learning.
This is the thing about baseball, and like, so my roommate really is not a huge baseball fan, but he watches a lot because I watch a lot, and he always says it feels like every game there's just a new rule, like that he's never heard of before, that like just shows up and changes the complexion of the game. You know, like if a ball hits a runner, right? And just baseball is so deep with all these random things that you see like twice a year.
Yeah, well,
and here it is deciding the World Series.
We're all sitting. We have no idea what the actual rule here
Right, yeah.
is. Like, I think a lot of us maybe are a little bit biased too, and that we would like the Nationals to win this game. And so, it's just the fact that like they're having this really long conversation, and it's like they're trying to figure it out too. And it's just,
Yeah.
this is one of those moments that when you think of the World Series, you're going to think of this.
Yeah, I mean this is the moment.
Is this a replay or is this like a rules check? Like what? Because
I
what
have-
would have
it's-
prompted? It's so hard to review.
I
I
would,
don't know if-
I would bet that someone in New York is like
Joe
reviewing
Torre's
rule
on
with
the
them.
on the call
Yeah.
right now.
Torres
Right now.
probably sitting behind home, so I don't think.
I mean,
He's
Trey
on the phone.
Turner
He's
is
putting his AirPods. He's on the call.
With Brian Cash.
I mean, like, look, I brought up the obstruction call, but like that is one of the main things we remember about that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one of the things you remember about that
I
series for sure.
promise you, if it wasn't for the fact that you complain about that call all the time, none of us would remember
No,
the
you're
obstruction
right.
call.
No, that's
No.
not true. That's not true.
That's a big yeah.
So I just, I'm honestly most mad about Gomes being on first because it makes so little
it's
sense.
Did you see his lips? Did you see what he just said? Turner says to someone, Joe Torre's right there. That's what he just said. That's swear to God, that's what he just said. John Boy's gonna make that a video in an hour and a half. He literally was Joe Torre's right
On
there.
the broadcast too.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, we have
Just
to-
ask
we have
him.
He's sitting in the front row.
Can you imagine they cut to Torre? He's just like on his cell phone.
Or he's like, I don't want to
Look,
take
they
this
just
right
said
now.
it just showed up on the closed captioning.
Yeah.
It said Joe Torre's right.
Yeah, they're talking about it on the broadcast.
Wow, that's an amazing line by Trey Turner.
But I was right. He's sitting in the front, which, like, yeah, I mean,
That's not how it works.
I know.
Like you
Like,
can't.
Joe Torre's like,
yes,
like
but,
eating popcorn.
But Joe Torre,
Huh?
Joe Torre does know the rules.
Right.
Like, it's
Well,
not.
yeah.
it's
His
insane.
job is to.
Man.
This is wild.
Okay, let me say this. I'm
Also-
happy that they are taking a lot
Sure.
of time.
Yeah, I mean,
Take however long you need.
Now we don't have the sound out
Game
here.
6 tomorrow.
Gemma?
But I just saw in the closed captioning that they're talking about the crowd reacting in some way. Like, is everybody booing? If you have the sound, can you tell me what's happening? Because I don't know, because it's been forever. Like, what does everyone there think is going on?
Yeah.
How much of this is on the Jumbotron? Like, do they just do that? Can they see Trey Turner
No,
yelling this?
but they
I mean,
don't-
obviously they can't. I'm asking people who are watching with sound to tell me.
They
What a helpless feeling for the
I,
umpires.
yeah.
I will
Like,
say
you're just sitting there
there are
waiting
some,
to have your fate.
At least we're all confused. Maybe
Yeah.
they know more.
Maybe I'm biased because I'm slightly pulling for the Nats. It feels to me like whether or not the rule says that he should be out, the spirit of this,
Yes.
I agree.
it felt like he was safe.
Yes.
Like
I
it
agree.
wasn't obvious in the moment. I know that's not how sports and life works.
Maybe this is their rain delay.
Maybe Jason Heyward's in the dugout.
I mean, you gotta bring him in. Oh, here we go.
Here we
Here we
go.
go.
Here we go.
We're still not.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Boo to that.
Is it?
Trey is beyond belief.
Yeah, he's got
His
the
hair
light.
looks
I mean, I didn't. What were they
What are
gonna
you
do?
talking about?
Honestly,
His
honestly,
His
what
hair
were they
looks
gonna do?
great.
No, it doesn't.
Honestly, what were they gonna do?
Some
They weren't gonna.
1990s.
That was not being overturned.
So the way that he ran straight down like the inside of the line, that's how most players run, right?
Right.
Every ground ball.
He is really cheating over it. Like,
Is he?
But he, by the
yeah,
time he
I mean,
gets,
he has one foot on the grass.
yeah.
But by the time he gets to first base, he's right on the bag. Like,
Sure, but like the throw's already been made at that point.
but he's not. The runner's not job is not to watch where the throw's going.
No,
The
but
runner's job is to
I'm
get to
I'm
first
just
base.
saying, like, if he interferes with the throw because he's out of the baseline, like,
But he's in the baseline. He's on the
Was he?
base. Yes, he's on the base.
All right, let's talk about baseball now because Will Harris.
I could get
that
down.
might
Yeah.
drop.
No.
Oh, what a bummer.
If the Astros, dude, the Astros are gonna come back and win.
God.
They're gonna come back and win, and this is gonna be the story.
It kind of feels like that.
Do you think?
We're gonna be talking about umpires for the next 5 months
Well,
instead
so
of the
thi-
good baseball
this,
players.
This is my
God
question.
dang
Like,
it.
do you think this is the thing that people are going to pin on umpires? Like,
Yes.
the way they
No.
pin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it feels,
Yes,
it
because
feels
nobody
so
does that.
hard to make that call.
No,
Yeah,
because
they
with,
will.
with this
They
and then the
still
Robo-Ump discussion,
Well,
yes, it's gonna be
it's
the
what
narrative.
it's what Jake said that like the spirit of it is an insane spot to call it, even if they're because you can't point to saying it's even if you say it's something
Sure,
right,
but like they have bosses. Like, I don't know.
I think that,
It
like,
doesn't feel
Ian,
like the
Ian.
darn.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
Ultimately, it didn't take a run off the board.
Yes.
The Nats still had more work to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the wrong call. Like if Turner's not running there, he probably is out. So it doesn't feel like the umpires actually got anything wrong. It's just kind of an obscure rule
Yeah.
that isn't always enforced. Like
Yeah.
if it had gone the other way, the Astros would have been screened just as much.
See, I don't know about that.
I'm not sure the Astros would have noticed anything.
If
Yeah.
you're a Nats
His
fan, you're
glove
upset.
fell off. His
It's
glove
that
hit
simple.
him.
Oh! Get out! Get out!
Oh, baby!
I knew it! I knew it!
Of course he
Trey
did.
Turner's
Of
a
course
great
he
goal.
is. Anthony Rendon is not. It doesn't matter.
Here's
It
the-
doesn't matter.
Rendon saw all of that, and he was like, you know what? I'm annoyed of this entire
Yes,
conversation.
Also, Crawford boxes. That was a dumb homer, but who cares? Because they deserve that, and that's exactly what should have
That,
happened.
I mean, I think so.
What did I say? He was not going to be
Gemma,
fixed.
what were you
Is the
saying?
perfect way to describe this because he was just like the whole time. It kind of feels like he was just like, oh, like
like, guys, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna go yard
he's like,
anyway.
Guys, I got this. I'm gonna, just shut up.
Yeah.
Like take off the headphones.
I don't know. that's SoCal or rich Victorian on a seaside trip to the beach. This like, I have to wait so long.
Trey Turner's crazy eyes are legendary.
Who's behind Trey Turner though? Because whoever is behind him is wearing like a
Davey knows.
sparkly jacket. I had a real big reaction to that. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I know Rendon isn't actually from SoCal, but he just oozes that whole thing.
He has the confidence of being the best hitter on every single team he's ever been.
It's true. That'll do that. Yeah.
He's just born to hit.
This is you can get some aggrieved
It's
Nationals
5-2.
energy.
Also, not. Come on. Keep
And-
going.
oh.
Uriel's so good over there. Also, Will Harris, who is amazing still, must have just stood on the mound there for 15 minutes. He came out before
but they let him throw again. They let him warm back up. He threw like 5 pitches.
Yeah, not that he
before.
wasn't warm, but it's still a weird relief appearance that he was out there for a long time.
Wow, the sequin lady in the
Love
bottom
that
did
top.
have a giant reaction.
Love that top.
Look at that guy.
He's almost smiling. If
It's
they win,
Game 6 of the World Series.
What an
He's not
insane inning. Just want to throw that out there. Absolutely bonkers, as inexplicably we're celebrating last year's World Series winners.
Yeah. I know it's not the same, but from an emotionally exhausting standpoint, it feels kind of like that Blue Jays Rangers inning. Just from like the
it
length
does.
and the
It totally does.
like. I feel like I've lived 2 lives.
Wow. Does everyone remember where they were for that?
Yeah.
inning?
I was working on my couch and I leapt up off
Yeah.
and ran around my apartment.
Yeah.
I was in London at a Canadian bar watching with Blue Jays fans at like 3 in the morning.
This,
And
if
it was
we're talking about the very
unbelievable.
famous Jose Bautista bat flip game.
Yeah, I will never forget that. Just like the most excited I've ever seen a group of Canadians. It was unreal.
This
Right.
was bomb.
That was crazy.
This is just bomb. And now, if you're the Astros, what's the conversation in the dugout right now?
Hey, now we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Hey, everybody else. Here we go. Now, right now. Right here. Hey, right here, right now. Okay. Just get on base. Not trying to do too much. Here we go. Astros on 3. 1, 2, 3. Astros. All right. Got it.
There you go.
I want Jake to run a team. So
That was
bad.
it.
Win.
Jake wants to run a team so badly.
I do run a team. I'm a coach of a 12-week travel team.
That's true. Yeah.
I got a big tournament this weekend. If anybody wants to swing by Yaphank, Long Island.
No thanks.
I'm good, but if you're watching, you want to see
Yeah. Everybody in
Jake.
the chat.
There you go.
Come watch me coach. That's weird.
I do think if you're the Astros,
The internet, man. You never know.
if you're the Astros, you're the best offense in baseball. You have multiple future Hall of Famers on your team.
You're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, like 3 runs, you can do that.
Wait,
Someone's saying that Davey got tossed.
What?
did he get tossed?
He was in the
He
dugout
was
for the
in
Rendon.
Yeah, he was
Maybe he got tossed
smacking the
after that?
railing.
Did you get tossed after the home
That would be
Oh.
hilarious.
If he came back out.
Yep.
Like,
That worked
really?
out. Yep.
Wow.
He
First
got
postseason ejection, I think, since Bobby Cox.
Can someone explain
Really?
to me what happened, Jordan?
Apparently, he was just arguing in between. He was
Incredible.
arguing. I don't know if before or after the homer, but clearly I think it was after the home run. He lost his mind.
Wow.
Even more, which is funny.
Yeah, I feel like at that point
Yeah.
it's like, no, okay, let's just buckle down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I have to say, the biggest issue I think for that call at first is actually that the umpires don't have more discretion there. Because if I read the closed captioning correctly, they had 2 choices. He's out and Yan Gomes is at first, which was incorrect because Yan Gomes should have been second. Or Trey Turner's safe and runners are at second and third and nobody's out. And that is like giving the inning to the Nats. Let's say Rendon doesn't hit the home run. You hit a single, they score 2 runs. Where like there's a middle ground where you say Trey Turner's out and Yan Gomes at second, but that was not even like a choice. The umpires had no space to be like, this is what, like they had to choose one or the other, and they took the sort of like more conservative route, which feels closer to being right, instead of being able to like place things how they should have been.
And I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, he was out on the throw.
Right.
So, like, I
What
don't
an undersold closed caption. I just thought, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, so here's
we go.
Davey getting
Wow.
tossed.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I love Davey, but you kind of got to be better than this.
I don't care.
In fairness to Davey,
Oh, this
Oh
is
my
like
Oh,
God.
wow.
an actual.
I mean, this
That's
is
good blocking though by that.
Yeah,
They're
look at
trying
the form.
so
He's up
hard
on
to
the
keep him
shoulder.
in
Yes.
the game.
It's like Jonathan Odgen.
It's like
over
a
there.
tackling sling.
Oh,
Like,
man.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Is
Chip
Scherzer
Hale.
the manager now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Wait, Bob,
hey, in fairness to Davey, I'd be terrified to manage the rest of this game too.
Take it out of my hands.
Chip Hale, you got this. Buddy.
Also, insane spot for Chip Hale.
Yeah, seriously.
Insane.
Thanks, bud.
Insane.
Thanks,
it's like,
Dave.
oh, what does a bench coach do? Well, if your manager is a psycho and you're ejected in the World Series when you're trying to save your season, you're gonna have to step in and make the right calls.
If you don't think Davey is in the clubhouse watching the game and someone is running between Davey and Chip Hale saying who's going to be coming out of the bullpen,
But like, I mean,
come on.
they have
There's a lot of
plan.
flaws
There's a
in that
plan.
plan,
It's not
yeah.
like they have a. It's
Still not great.
I mean,
Davey
obviously-
drove home.
It's not like it's not like he's going back to the hotel. Like he's.
Maybe Chip Hale was whispering in Davey's ear, you know what the umpires said about you? They said you don't know the rules. And Davey's like, I heard what he said. And Chip Hale's like, yes, it's my time. It's very Shakespearean.
Dude, Rizzo's going to go to the dugout and manage.
What did Davey say? They let him go for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that.
Wait. You can talk over, but the Nats were gonna play this game under protest.
I think they should.
I mean,
yeah.
that sounds about
You
right.
gotta-
Why not? You don't like.
You gotta do the P.
Yeah.
The best thing in baseball.
Or not.
Playing baseball under protest
that
is so funny.
I just read in the closed
yeah.
captioning that they were considering doing it, but then apparently New York was like, let me read this rule to you,
Make
and
a
maybe they're
rule,
not
baby.
protesting anymore. But apparently they were gonna do it. Which one of you said the other day that you'd play every game under protest if you
Ian
were
said
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say. Yeah. Why
Stand
not?
by it.
Why not? What's the downside? Would they stop? I mean, do you have unlimited? Because we were talking about how you have limited amount to do anything to protest.
A true sad
It
man,
sounds like
sad
they
baseball
are.
man take.
They might be protesting it.
Well,
They actually, when
They're
they put
not
it
done.
in the dugout,
They're
see
not
what
allowed.
it looks like.
and they scored 2 runs instead of maybe 3. So like, sorry.
I mean, Rendon did hit the home run, so I feel like you kind of have
Right.
to let it be water under the bridge
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point.
Rendon does not like reading bad takes about umpires either, so he was like, I should just that'd be more convenient.
He's
Did
like,
you
let's
see-
talk about something cool instead of
Yeah,
something really
exactly.
wonky and boring.
Ooh.
So I don't know if anybody knows this. Chip Hale, right now he's just
On the
watching,
iPad.
just like,
Yeah,
Who's on my bench?
Oh my, Davey! I don't want
he's
to.
He's like, is Levon Hernandez available?
I wanted to be bench coach. I wanted to be near the top without any of the responsibility.
It'll be fun, they said. You'll get to be in the dugout, they said.
I mean, at least Chip Hale has managed before.
Right,
It's not-
that's
That's
true.
true.
That's,
Yeah.
you know.
Ooh.
That'll hang up. That'll hang up.
He's got it.
That'll hang up. I want to talk more about Steven Strasburg.
Let's talk about Steven Strasburg.
'Cause
7
this-
strikeouts.
Long inning for him, but he was
Like,
so straight.
this is badass.
This
Yeah.
is badass.
Yes.
Like,
All right, we're back at the top now. Springer.
I mean, it helps
Especially like a short inning.
Oh my god.
This
yeah,
is
sorry, I'm
great.
distracted by Davey.
I know. I could watch this all night.
I gotta say, it's hard for me to blame his rejecting him, but he would have been out
Right.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at it. He's like his.
Dakota, Xander
He
Bogart.
looks dangerous.
Yeah, to Jordan's point, that was ejection by way of self-defense. He's
Yeah,
just
like,
you need to
I-
leave
it's-
one way or the other.
I feel like we
harsh.
need to talk about what a good friend Chip Hale is being.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
imagine embarrassing yourself in public and your friend working this hard to keep you from doing it.
Honey, no. Leave, let it. No.
And
no.
he's clearly like super strong.
Yeah.
He's like keeping his arms down and like push. It's like a boxing
Yeah,
clinch.
you know,
But-
the blocking sled up in the arms.
Yeah.
get-
Well, no, it would actually be a hold because the arms were outside the shoulders. He had to get inside the shoulders.
Well, I was
Yeah,
saying in boxing,
10-yard
yeah.
penalty.
Chip Hale is the friend who sees you trying to tweet through it and says like, "Hey,
No,
buddy,
no.
like,
Look, Scherzer's
DMs
gone
him.
too,
yeah,
John.
like,
Please stop tweeting.
please stop."
When you're hiring a bench coach, it's very important that they're strong. It's like a very important requirement of a bench coach. It's like, do you know anything about baseball? I'm hiring Kimbo Slice as my bench coach.
I think Waffle brings up a great point, which I think now is probably a perfect time to hear about. Jordan, did you give us your Anthony Rendon fun fact?
Oh,
You teased this
Oh.
earlier tonight.
All right, so Jake and I were in Houston for game 2, and when I took a lift back to the airport with my good friend Lana Berry, and we were in the car, and as a lot of people know, Anthony Rendon's from Houston. By the way, I'm telling you now that this fun fact might ruin everything for you. I'm just like, okay, ready?
Wow.
Anthony Rendon. Okay, so we're in the lift back, and the guys, the driver says, "Hey, you guys here for the baseball game?" I said, "Yeah, we are." He's like, "Oh, I was at game 1. My girlfriend is really good friends with Anthony Rendon's first cousin, so his whole family lives in Houston." Okay, so he's like, spent the whole game with Anthony Rendon's family,
Yeah.
and they are the Rendons.
no.
What?
Anthony
Everyone in their
Rendon?
family says Rendon.
No.
Wait, so does Anthony
Everyone in their
prefer
family says-
Rendon, or is he just not corrected people?
They said that when he went to Rice, the PA announcer his freshman year said Rendon, and he just never said anything.
Unbelievable. That makes me
Wow.
love him so much more.
Anthony Rendon.
They're Rendon. So he has Hispanic heritage. So like it maybe was Rendon.
And then it
That's
got
okay.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
But many generate every Rendon. They're the Rendons.
Incredible.
Yo, he needs
What
to
a great
There's no
fact.
accent mark.
You're right. You did shake my world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was-
So
was
here's
a
the
great
problem.
fact.
So when I'm sitting there, just shook, obviously, and I kept saying like, every time I said Rendon, I felt like I was insulting this guy.
Steven
Strasburg.
It's
Oh my
actually-
God.
It's
Badass.
actually Strasbourg. I was in a cab with
He's a
his
Habsburg,
cousin's
actually.
brother's
So,
elementary school teacher in
to
Strasbourg.
all my dearest fellow Cut 4 members, and our lovely
And,
audience,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Now, here's fast forwarding. Look, he's amazing. I'm gonna keep calling him Rendon. I think it's whatever. It is what it is. Although it shook me because I want to get pronunciations right. We should all want to get pronunciations right.
Yes.
And so I don't know what to do. But I do know that I think what my hope is he's going to be a free agent, and then maybe he'll sign a big contract. Maybe it's like
Zach Britton.
well, Zach Britton is,
yeah,
but
that's
I'm saying that I'm picturing like maybe the family's there, and then the owner, the GM, or whoever introduces like thank you to the Rendon family in attendance, and that's like the shift. Or he just doesn't care. Again, he seems like a guy
What if he
who
says
wouldn't care.
thank you to the Rendon family and Anthony Rendon?
What if
So-
he likes it more? Maybe he's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Man, this
Rendon.
sounds good.
No, I do. We have a coworker who purposely chooses to pronounce his last name differently than his family does. So
Right. So there. So it's not
I
that
didn't know
crazy.
that.
I will
Which
keep.
coworker?
he's in the design department. I don't know if I want to put him on his spot.
yeah,
so it's
that's true.
not my
Well,
place
it's
to
like
do.
Stephen Colbert versus then his
Steve
family's
Colbert.
Colbert.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
John Leibowitz, my favorite Daily Show host.
Yeah, that's a
His
pronunciation.
family says Leibowitz.
I just
He
wanna say-
pronounces it Stewart.
Jordan, you have blown everyone's mind, including everyone in the chat.
This is
So
amazing.
thank you. That the rare fun fact.
Trust me,
that lives up to the hype.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
really.
I'm sorry because it did take me a while to get over it. I'm just gonna keep saying Rendon until he says otherwise.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna say
that's right.
Rendon. I think you and I should split it.
Further confusing. There used to be a minor leaguer named Tony Renda in the Nats system.
Yeah. Great
so
second
maybe-
baseman.
Yeah, so that was.
That was why I changed. It's like being in SAG. You have to have like a very different name.
So I just.
Sad
and
baseball man.
I thank you for reminding me because that was the time to. I guess
That's
he wanted me to
perfect.
share. Maybe that was him making sure that we got that fun fact out.
He ran back, hopped in the chat, was like, "Yes,
Guys,
tell everyone."
Now you
about
gotta
it."
make sure you mention that. So,
And,
Randon like 10.
is Strasburg definitely done?
No
No,
way.
no,
He's
no,
definitely coming.
no.
Absolutely
Yeah.
coming back out.
You're up by
Absolutely.
3. Give him, let him go.
Absolutely. We're trying to get to Doolittle. I'm not. I don't
Yeah,
know
well, they
what's
only
in
had
this
Doolittle up. That was it.
Yeah, Scherzer was also up.
He's still under 100 pitches.
Yeah,
No,
you
with
give him
three
at least
one-
one more.
Yeah.
Was
I-
Scherzer up, or was he just weirdly stalking around?
He was just
He was throwing pitches.
He was?
Yeah.
No, I mean just now.
No,
he
he
was
sat
stalking
down.
They
back and
showed
forth.
Doolittle.
No, he
and
sat
was
down.
throwing
He sat
one.
down.
Right.
I-
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, if Altuve gets on to start the inning and it's Brantley, do you go to Doolittle?
Yes.
It's a lefty.
No.
Yes.
Not with the 3-run lead.
Okay.
Well,
I
but
say
but
it's
that I mean, if the Brantley gets on,
I'm
now
keeping
you're
Strasburg
Jim.
in until he's at 120.
The real question is not what would you do. It's actually
What
what
would
would
Chip
Chip
Hale
Hale
do?
do,
Yeah.
interim manager.
Chip and Hale
Yo,
rescue
here's
units.
what's gonna happen. Chip Hale gonna get himself ejected. He doesn't want to deal with this. Like Tim, he's like Tim, you take him, man.
You what?
It sounds like a great SNL skit of
Okay.
just like the next manager's running out there and trying to get
Yeah, wait,
ejected.
who is the designated survivor in the dugout? Like who? Like what's the order of
I
succession?
don't know what happens after bench coach.
Yeah, I don't either.
Has that? How
Is it
often
like
has that
first
happened?
base
Sure it's
coach?
happened.
I'm sure that
Pitching
two.
coach,
I'm sure that
probably?
two have
It's
been
just
ejected
Zimmerman.
in like a brawl.
It's sure.
Player manager Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is a good spot for the Nets to add here. Presley's not really looked good.
He struggled. Yeah.
They're clearly. I mean, they got to Will Harris. They're not going to bring in Ozuna down
That's
by
true.
3.
Good professional baseball analyst Jordan Schusterman.
All right.
Score some
I
runs.
feel like I need
All
to
right.
give you a paper bag or something
Yeah,
to breathe
no,
into.
I
He's
need to
a
go to the
comfort.
bathroom.
My dad just texted me
Sorry.
cray.
Not wrong.
I agree.
Yeah, everyone is
Right?
fired up right now.
Now, I don't want to bring everybody down, but I am very touched by Ryan Presley's glove, which reads R.I.P. Dad on it.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh.
that is very sweet.
It's very sweet. Shifting gears.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
No.
No,
That wasn't meant to like roast you. That was a very sweet thing to point
That's
out.
very nice.
I just had no way to like move on.
Yeah,
from
that's
it.
You want to know
tough
the
thing.
other good part of this is that we all wanted the Nationals to win, right?
Yeah.
So
We're biased.
they're leading right now, but On the other hand, if the Astros do win, it will be incredibly lit for them to win the World Series coming back from down 3 runs.
This is a great point. It's a big win-win situation.
It is.
Like,
As
no matter what
a
happens in
neutral
the rest
fan,
of this
It's
game,
true.
yeah, I'm in.
I'm all in, right?
Yeah.
Question for the group:
Yeah.
Is the Rendon homer the
Rendon.
best? Yeah, is the Rendon homer the best ball don't lie moment in baseball history?
But we didn't know he was Rendon yet at the time.
Okay,
Homer.
so the artist formerly known as Anthony Rendon.
Okay. Now Rendon.
What is Bull Don't Lie? I don't understand.
So
Whoa.
it's the idea that
NBA fans locked up.
Chris?
it's the idea that there is a sort of karmic justice to sports.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what did Adam Newton just do?
He was whispering under a towel with someone. It was very cute.
Yeah.
We need to chronicle every instance of the Nats dugout. But so there's a karmic justice in sports. So in this instance, the call goes against the Nats. A tough call, but probably unfair. At least in the spirit of the game, unfair. And so, ball don't lie, they immediately get a homer to tack on a couple runs. So like in basketball,
This
if a guy doesn't get...
Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, famously, Rasheed Wallace coined this phrase
Yes.
in basketball.
I think in baseball, isn't it just the baseball gods? Like
Yeah,
that's
the
just
baseball gods is the
gods?
baseball
True.
version.
Okay.
Because
But the ball
are there
don't lie.
football or basketball or hockey gods? I feel like baseball is the sport with
Yeah,
the
There are
most
basketball
definitely have
gods.
gods.
Football has no gods.
Trevor has my favorite line of the night.
That's the tagline for the watch party. Football has no gods.
And
Jordan is currently, you can't see him right now, but he's currently dying in another corner of the room.
Or
of
he's doing a
stress.
workout? I'm not really sure.
Now he's breakdancing.
He's like
Jordan,
trying to do
nice.
yoga.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Chris Davinsky was not on the roster.
Yeah.
So that they're not.
Jordan is just muttering to himself about who is and isn't on the
How are
roster.
we already back to the Asdrubal part of the lineup?
Sorry.
Great question.
It's the only national. He's the only. We actually
Like
cloned him.
12.
I feel like I see Juan Soto up, and then it says Dribble Cabrera 8 times.
Don't hate it though.
Now, see, then I'd be okay if he bunted.
Right, like
Right
I,
here?
I feel like I haven't seen Ryan Zimmerman hit tonight. Like I just don't remember that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we were all wondering about whether the series would really get good, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, all you people.
We were doubting after the 3 games in DC.
Can I also say,
It's lit. I just want to, like, this series, and this game has made this series officially lit.
Also,
if the score holds, no home team will have won
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah.
Never happened before.
No one's
Also-
ever been happy yet. No one's
Also-
ever attended a game and been happy.
And then you have Scherzer Greinke in a game 7.
Oh, 2 weirdos. 2
Yeah.
of the weirdest weirdos in baseball.
Woo!
In very, very different ways.
Yes.
Finn says that there are definitely hockey gods.
Okay,
There are.
good to
And
know.
then
believe.
Alicia adds, there are football gods and they hate Cleveland.
That's
So, Gemma,
true.
you are the
That is
football
true.
god.
Is Alicia just Gemma's burner? Have we?
Alicia, what did the football gods do on Freddie Kitchen's purposeful?
Hey, he's smiling!
All-star
Anthony
Formula
Rendon
One?
smile!
The Nats dugout is so charming, even Anthony Rendon can't resist.
Oh, nice.
Was that an NFL thing, Mike?
So
Why are you
the other night,
following
That's
up
not
now?
an
Why are you
invitation.
following up now? No. I interrupted
Just
you
wanted
for
to
a
know if
reason.
that was
No,
NFL.
this
I interrupted you for a reason. Don't talk to me about Freddie Kitchens during Game 6 of the
it was
World
4th
Series.
and 11.
No.
No!
We don't care.
No!
We don't care.
No!
We don't care. Don't care.
No.
Don't care.
No.
Don't care.
A penalty,
Absolutely
so
do
they
not
could
care.
go for it on 4th and 16.
Don't care. All right.
Oh, well, I'm happy you
Well,
finished the
Ryan
story.
Zimmerman
Thank
is
God,
going to
right?
work.
Thank
Maybe
God he
Trey
finished the
Turner
story.
intentionally interfered to fire up the dugout.
Also,
So, I'm sorry, Ben.
we know no home team has won.
Not our apartment.
Yes, Jordan?
A home. This is a little nod to your stupid favorite team. No home team. No home team has clinched the World Series since 2013.
That's true.
We have
Great
seen
point.
five straight years
5.
Yeah.
of teams clinching the World Series.
Ooh. Zim.
Wow.
This is
What a
not.
pitch.
All right, I will say
That was a rough
that was
action.
the good version of Ryan Presley. So-
Yeah, you look good.
I was impressively now.
All right, Strauss against 2, 3, 4.
if he gets
It's
through
good
this.
too.
Here it
Oh,
is.
if he gets okay.
If you
I
just do
think,
this, let him go the distance.
I think
Finish it.
Doolittle for Alvarez at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it gets that.
Although
It's
if they don't
hang on.
score it all, if they don't score it all, they'll
Yeah,
just
no,
do
I just
11
said out
drives.
there. I said 120 pitches. I'm out there. It's leaving him out there.
I wanted to pitch
So
a complete game.
if Strasburg pitches the whole game, that's instant like history books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
He might-
God.
No
He
one
might do
does
it.
that anymore.
You know what's
He might do
important? You know what's
Yeah.
important to keep in mind though? He had Tommy John in like 2011, 2012, and so you don't want to like. You want to
That's
make sure
true.
he's
They do have
healthy.
a-
You want to have a long
no,
career.
this is it.
You want to make sure he has a
Oh,
long career.
incredible! It's like he goes like 1, 2, 3. We get to the bottom 9. Like he's down to the last strike, and then they're like,
Chip
oh.
Hale! Chip Hale!
Chip Hale's like,
What's
Chip Hale's
up?
like, ooh, our pitch count was 126. You're gonna
If
have
I
to-
don't make a move, did I manage this game?
Sorry, Steve. You
Does
may not
Chip
know me.
Hale
I'm
get-
Chip Hale.
How does it work? How does it work for managerial credit? Does Chip Hale get the World Series win
Yes.
on his record?
No.
I thought he did.
Well,
I thought it was the guy who ends the game as the manager.
I assumed it was like pitchers, and it was like if he went 5.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
What if he only goes 3 innings and no one goes like more than 3, and the official score hasn't determined who gets the win?
Chip Hale does get a save though, so if Strasburg pitches a complete game, Chip Hale gets the save.
That's great. For doing nothing. Other than holding his friend back.
It is just, it's weird. I'm stuck on this. It's weird that no one pitches complete games anymore, and we might see one here in the World
I
Series.
mean, even Garrett Cole was like, he basically said like, yeah, I was done. I mean, that was a
Jordan,
1-run game, but yeah.
do you know who the last person in the postseason to pitch a complete game was? I just assumed you would know this information.
So I don't think it's happened since
Cliff Lee.
Cliff Lee sounds right.
Cliff
It was
Lee.
like 08 or 09.
I will step off screen and find the answer.
Did Verlander
Thank
not
you.
have one in 2017?
No one, no,
Bumgarner
absolutely
did
not.
Oh,
Where's that?
Bumgarner, maybe.
Maybe.
Bumgarner didn't.
Bumgarner did it in the 2016 wild card game.
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
right, yeah.
I
That would be my guess.
Oh,
that
that was.
that
The Colby
that
Thomas
takes
one?
off.
You guys are welcome. Just baseball reference up here.
Team lead.
You guys gonna go see this if the Astros come back and
Stephen King?
It doesn't look very good, but I'm gonna be there anyway.
This is the Stephen King's Doctor Sleep trailer
Yeah.
that we're seeing.
Mike Flanagan directed it. Mike Flanagan is a great director. The book is fine.
All right, here's a question from Waffle. At this moment, who wins the World Series MVP if either
Oh,
team
good
comes back
question.
and wins?
Strauss.
Strauss.
This is the most meaningful thing in the series.
Yeah.
Strasburg for sure.
I'm fired up about Strasburg right
Yeah,
now.
I want to talk about
Strasburg.
Steven Strasburg. This is badass.
Soto has Soto
Yeah,
has an
Strasburg,
argument.
absolutely Strasburg.
Yeah.
Chris is just gonna be knocking on people's, like buzzing people's.
Have you heard the good word? I'm sorry.
What about? I hate to say it. What about for the Astros?
Sorry, I keep bumping it.
Bregman.
Bregman.
Who's pitching tomorrow? Greinke.
But what
Chip
about
Hale.
with
I
the
mean,
Don Kelly
Springer?
thing?
No, it's
Who's
still
your
be
vote?
great.
Springer,
He has
always a good choice.
two
Springer.
home runs.
Yeah.
Springer.
Yeah.
Already
He's good.
has a World Series MVP.
Springer.
Strasburg's leader in the clubhouse.
Strasburg
Yeah.
needs a pretty quick inning to. I mean, he's at what like 97 or
I
something.
think so. Yeah.
Is like the real life equivalent of
Or
doing
something.
a complete
Exactly.
Call it.
like pulling an all-nighter in college. Like if you're in college and you have to like get a paper done and you don't go to sleep and you
No,
finish
because
it.
pulling all nighters is like you put that on yourself. A complete game is like I don't know.
What does a shoulder feel like after this?
Not
Like-
good.
Great question.
I
Just
once-
cut it off.
Yeah.
I once threw 150 pitches in a game in
Yeah.
high
Did you
school.
really?
Yeah, my sophomore year.
Wow.
Did
How
your
was it
coach
allowed?
hate you?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't let. My parents were not happy with my coach. I was 14 or 15, and we lost.
What in the world?
Oh, Jake.
Yeah,
Well, that's why you had TJ now.
Yeah.
That's why my arm
Yeah.
broke.
Hi, coaches out there, don't let
Don't-
teenagers throw 150 pitches in a game.
Yeah, I think it was a
I don't
freshman.
know. Nolan Ryan did it, so
That's insane.
if he can do it.
He's gonna pitch in this game.
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Just comes out of the box.
Yeah. He just climbs over the netting.
Takes an orange from the tray. Like, let's do it.
Alicia says, "I need this game to end. I'm so hungry." Yes, that especially if the dining halls might close.
Yeah.
That's
Are
not good.
you on the West Coast? What dining hall's open now?
We had my school. We had late.
Gotta
Yeah,
get
make
rid
a
of it.
play, Tony.
Gotta get rid of it.
Brendan!
Got him!
Brendan!
Whoa!
Dude, okay,
Challenge.
so-
throw the flag.
Arenado's gonna win Gold Gloves forever, but like I've been so I genuinely did not realize how good he was at defense.
He makes every
until,
play.
He makes every play until this postseason.
He's just like whatever. He
Whatever.
spits
So
on
chill.
the seats.
This is. I don't think that is SoCal energy. That is Texas, like old school, like.
Yeah, it's gunslinger.
Yeah, that is.
I don't
That's
know.
Texas energy, man.
I don't know.
I live in California.
I
This is not
challenge.
California energy.
I challenge.
I challenge. I don't think it gets overturned, but I challenge it.
Oh, never mind.
No,
he's out.
yeah. Never mind. Also, that ump.
Ryan Zimmerman did not help him
Yeah,
out.
that ump is
That
that
ump's
ump
jacked.
shirt is.
Ryan Zimmerman did not do him
Reasons.
any favors there.
When you're that old, you can't really stretch.
Look, and he's got the big shoulders,
Well,
thin waist
they
thing
had to
going on.
bring in the real muscle when Davey was.
Oh, Strasburg CG would be maybe the best game I've ever seen.
Guys, the last dining hall closes at midnight.
Wow.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
You
about
need to
that.
get someone to
Dude,
get something
the
for you.
Astros are
Complete
gonna
game,
let this
baby.
homie throw a freaking complete game.
Go the distance.
Also,
You gotta
remember,
play.
Quick inning.
I said this when we watched the Astros. Right? Was I? Yeah. When was that? I don't remember. The Astros are the best offense. Beside the only team better than them is the 1927 Yankees. So that's
What?
Yeah.
The only by I don't know how nerdy you want me to get. I know,
Go
sorry.
for it. Give me the nerdy.
No, by
number.
one hitting metric, WRC plus, the Astros are the best hitting offense ever, besides the 1927 Yankees.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
So
and yet
there you go.
And yeah,
they're getting.
Steven
So the
Strasburg.
1927 Yankees,
Strasburg.
they had this guy. Oh god.
The Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah.
George.
Babe Ruth.
This guy George.
Herman.
Uh-oh.
It's made even cooler by the beard. The beard is
He's a totally
70
different
grade.
dude.
He is.
Some crazy coming here.
I can't wait.
Wow.
They're just
unbelievable.
That is the
He's gonna
They're
do the
trying
thing.
to get to tomorrow. They just that was what 4 pitches?
Yeah, that's
was a five
crazy.
pitch.
The middle of the order. The middle of the order, 5 pitches.
That's
They've
crazy.
given up. They've given up. This is like the
That's
Cardinals.
crazy. That's insane.
Remember when the Cardinals gave up in the CS?
I don't think they gave up.
In
I
the
think
first game of the series, they
is
gave
the
up.
No, they did.
Because like, remember they were just like, we don't want to do this anymore. We're just tired.
the
We're
Cardinals
just gonna
had
let them go."
vacations planned in late October.
Yeah,
so they-
even the crowd didn't want that series. No one in St. Louis wanted that.
Oh my God, guys! Wow.
Ooh, Strasburg.
Complete game on the road against possibly the best offense ever.
Now, do you go to Fernando Rodney for the ninth just for fun?
Chip Ale, baby.
Give him the last pitch.
This is now being run by the producers of The Bachelor. They're like, Fernando Rodney, come in. We're bringing someone else into
It's
the house.
Chad Cordero.
The CG is happening, guys. It's happening.
You
You are not taking them out unless you now.
I know, I'm
have
super
No.
stressed out.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
a
he
stressful
throws
game.
20 more pitches.
This game has been so much fun.
Also, at this point, Chip Hale's getting way more, crap for taking him out than not taking him out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know, Grady Little left his best pitcher in.
Claire and I
That
are just
never
gonna
happened.
fight tonight when we turn this camera off. Claire and I are gonna fight about the different vintages of Red Sox. I will argue about 2013. He will argue about 2003. It'll be a great time.
Look, we're in a real race for that dining hall.
I know it's gonna be
Alicia's got a good
close.
shot.
Alicia, how close are you to the dining hall? Like, how, what
It's
is the
college.
what is the what is
That-
the
that could
travel
be
time
many
here?
different things.
Yeah.
Some
Does
of
she
us
have a
went
bike?
to real
Is she
colleges
scooting?
where the dining hall was like more than 5 feet from the.
Whatever.
I had to cross the park.
Some of us from
I was
Michigan
in
men
big
didn't
college.
need dining halls.
In
So much
college,
with the university.
distances feel further than they are.
What are they serving?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, give us a breakdown.
Yeah. Is there like traditional late night dining
Are you gonna make a waffle?
in honor of our friend Waffle Lover? I feel like we should make waffles. We should make waffles.
We should make waffles.
I have a waffle maker.
Did you bring it?
Yeah, Ian, go get your waffle
I'm
maker.
just saying, okay,
If this
waffle.
goes to extras, Ian's gonna go
I'm
get
just
his
like-
waffles.
Is there a diner nearby? Because we could have it
It's
delivered.
New York, baby. There's a diner on every block.
I just want to say, if you had asked me before the night which member of Cut4 was most likely to have a waffle maker, I would have said Ian before the question was over.
A fun fact: in my family, every single Sunday, my dad makes waffles.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Still?
And then
Yeah.
show me the best.
Like even when it's just my parents.
Does he have
Sunday
like
is
a secret
waffles.
recipe?
That's great.
I think he's tried every single recipe and came back to like the Bisquick recipe out of the box. This is the best
I love
recipe.
that. I unironically love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
He has.
That's really sweet.
Every Sunday.
They're also gluten-free Bisquick because he's gluten-free.
Ah,
There's gluten-free Bisquick?
it's 2019.
I don't know
Anything's
precisely
possible.
what he's using, but
Yeah.
he makes thick ones and thin ones.
We should have had a dog here too.
What's your waffle?
Correct.
Prefer-
Should have brought a dog.
Evergreen.
Yeah.
Really.
So like kind of mushy in the middle.
See, I
All
like
right.
Strasburg.
Okay.
Here we go. Top 9.
Ooh, look at that.
All right, guys, I had a great time tonight. Thanks for everything.
It was good seeing you, Jake.
I'm just gonna head out.
Thanks. I mean, this game's over.
Yeah, I'll see the highlights
You're on the way
tomorrow.
to
Yeah.
dining hall, right?
Yeah, I gotta run to the dining hall, aka New York.
some of us live in neighborhoods where everything is already closed, so I don't have any late dining.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem.
I miss dining halls more than literally anything
Oh my
else.
god, you must have loved the fact that there was just food being made for
Oh
you
my
that you didn't
God.
have to deal with.
It was
Roleplays?
incredible.
Oh,
No.
with the sound off.
Chema immediately shot that down.
You could tell. Come on.
I wanted it for him. I feel so bad for him.
He's been bad.
Alicia says it's a 2 to 4 minute walk.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You could
So
make
that's
it.
doable.
Yeah.
After
Hang in
9,
there.
they only have pizza, pasta, cereal, and ice cream.
Only.
Sometimes there are waffles, but not
Those are the
always.
major dining hall food groups.
Yes, only.
I don't even miss dining hall so much as I want the cereal dispenser in my room.
gosh, yeah.
And
On the wall.
I remember college, and so topping
That's amazing.
everything with all things also sounds good.
Alicia, do you go to a D3 baseball school?
Stop it.
Yes, I was wondering the same thing.
Does your school have a Division 3 baseball team? If so,
What conference? Just
What conference?
type what conference in the chat. Dakota will tell us.
yeah.
Dakota will not tell them.
Are you in the Mid-East region or the North?
South.
Great Lakes, by any chance?
No, that's not. It's okay.
It's not a thing.
Attending Emerson College, that'd be cool.
Big noon?
Big dude.
Big man.
You say there's no football gods, but when you look skyward,
Spoken from. So Ian went to Michigan. He's actually the Surrender Cobra meme. You know,
I
that's actually Ian.
saw that dude at another game that Michigan lost.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's the Final Four.
Ian, are you a Michigan man?
My friend saw him and he screamed
Yo!
surrender at him across the street.
Yo, Kate Upton tweeted about the call before.
Yo, what'd she say?
Mm.
She tweeted a picture and said he wasn't within the base path. Those who don't know the rule, you have to run inside the 2 lines. Not sure why the review is taking so long.
Wow.
Okay, Kate.
I love that
That's
Kate
actually-
Upton's like,
yeah.
I've reviewed the rule book. I know what's up.
Alicia
Kate's
says
sitting-
D1. So
Yeah.
get out of here with your
Okay.
nonsense.
Well,
Here's,
Alicia,
guys,
okay.
Sad Man says there are times in life when you cross paths with true love, where your eyes and heart sing a song of affection without ceasing. Tonight, we have fallen for Steven Strasberg, and it
Yeah!
feels so good.
More like happy, man.
We have fallen for Steven Strasberg.
Who is that? That person's like, yo, Chip Hale, you have to manage.
He said,
Whatever
look,
you do,
Make
don't
your
pull
move,
him
Chip.
out.
Make your
Yeah.
move.
Is that a Matt LeCroy clone?
Oof.
Chip Hale looked like he was like, if I don't move, I will disappear. You won't be able to see me.
Everyone's like, is he gonna leave Strasburg out there? The real thing is that he is because he doesn't want to move.
Don't move. Don't move.
It's like,
if I don't move, I'm not here, and I don't have to do it. If I just tell myself I'm not here.
Strasburg throwing his 158th pitch of the evening, and Chip Hale hasn't moved an inch.
He's gonna wake up in a hospital and be like, and you were there, and Davey, you were there too.
Chip Hill looks like he doesn't really know that he's the manager.
These are good jokes, but Chip Hill did manage a professional baseball team for
Stop
like
it.
4 years.
Stop. These
So
are
he could
good
take
jokes.
it, like
No.
in the postseason, I think.
Let us have our jokes, Jacob.
Just what is it? Right, it's not like there's just like a ghost or like some random dad that they pulled out of the crowd.
Now, my
Funny.
favorite was when Chip Hale was a bench coach or base coach for the A's, and Chili Davis was also coaching there, and so they came out with the Chip and Chili dish.
Say that 10 times.
That's outstanding.
Ooh, we're going into the Matrix here.
I'm
I like
so happy we are not going to talk about that play.
I like how the broadcast like, here's
Oh,
every
I'm
angle
so
of the
glad.
play that no one understood.
So glad.
I just want to see him hit a ground ball so we can see where he runs this
Oh, great point.
He
That's a
just
good
barrels
point.
through Yuli to be
Like
like,
a passive aggressive right on the line.
No, the opposite. He should run through the Astros dugout.
So, actually, so here's a question. If
Take a banana turn on a grounder to first base.
umpires are known for makeup calls, where it's like, oh, we kind of were wrong on the last one, we'll give you this one. So he does it again. Are they like, nope, we're going to give you this one, go ahead and go to second base?
Waffle makes a great point, which
Good
is
point.
that Chip Hale actually exerted all of his energy trying to hold back Davey Martinez, and now he's just exhausted.
That was
Yeah.
like when the thing where there's like a car crash and someone has superhuman strength like lift the car. Chip really didn't want to manage this game. Superhuman strength to keep Davey around.
I always wonder, because every time like a normal person gets in a physical fight, it is the most exhausting thing. And baseball players sometimes get in physical fights and stay in the game. So
Because how? Because they are like finely tuned baseball like aerobic machines. Like they spend their whole lives like running.
But they're going up against another machine.
Can we talk about these shots of Max
This
Scherzer
is what I'm
just
talking
weirdly
about.
wandering
This
around?
is why they kicked him out of the dugout and made him go to the bullpen. All he's doing back there is like shadow boxing
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't
stomping
want
around
him.
and spitting. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Angrily saying things, swear words.
In
to
college,
himself.
if there was a kid that was being annoying in the dugout, like our coach would like send him to the bullpen just to go stretch because we didn't want to have to listen to him talk anymore. I'm not saying that's
Name
what's
names.
happening.
Name names. Name names.
No.
Ryan says that his cousin's husband works on those 3D Matrix.
Yeah!
games.
Get 3,
my
Trey.
turn.
Get 3,
My
Trey.
turn. He's going 3. He's going 3.
Oh.
No. No reason.
2 outs. Never be the
Replay
third
one.
out at third.
Replay him.
I kind of do
We
want
want
to
to see
how he
it.
runs.
I feel like. I mean, he'll be going really wide. But I
He like
think we
ran by
deserve
like
to see
high
it.
five down
Just
the
like
stretch.
actively flipping
I
everyone
mean, I guess
off.
they did technically lose a run by not.
Hey.
Yeah, but like you don't.
No, it doesn't.
You wouldn't even.
He's
No,
watching
I know.
Watchmen.
He's playing.
He's watching us.
He's watching Watchmen. Gemma's correct.
No, he's watching us. He's
Speaking of which, you should watch Watchmen.
I
They're
don't
not
even
paying
watch
us.
Watchmen.
I love it. Chris loves it. None of these losers have seen it.
It's
You
Halloween
should.
season. Watch spooky things, and then in November we can watch.
Damian Lindelof is Venmoing Dakota.
Feel free to DM me on Twitter your HBO Go logins.
It's really good. Watch it.
So is baseball.
We had nights off, people.
And you watch spooky things then.
I watched the Dominicans in Winter League.
Oh my god, Jake, you are that person who's like, I get why people eat ice cream, but I don't need to eat sweets. Like,
So
I'm
Gabe
just all
Kapler?
I ever do is eat
Oh! Oh man. Okay, so again, Davinsky, not great. Now you leave him in for rent. I mean, you're not going to bring in a better reliever for Rendon, right?
Rendon.
Eating is true.
See, Dakota.
It's in my head for the rest of my life now. I can't get rid of it.
Getting hit in the foot is like a weird, or
Michael
like the
Clare
shin is a weird.
knowledge.
Where would you most want to get hit by a pitch? Like where on your body?
Your butt.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like your
I think
where your
I-
butt meets your leg, like your under
The
butt.
haunch.
I'd say.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that
Your
word.
haunches.
in Pedro's book, he talks about how when he felt like he had to hit someone, which was constantly. Also, there's like just a chapter where he lists everyone. Also, there's a chapter where he's like, pitcher coaches used to say, "You were so wild," and he's like, "No, I did all of that on purpose." But he said he'd always try to, even he had to hit a friend, like someone he liked, and he felt like he had to hit them, he would hit them in the butt because it would hurt the least.
Yeah.
I mean, don't hit people.
Yeah, I don't have
But
to.
if you do,
But that book is hilarious.
One
So
time
you
I
should all
got mad
read
at
it.
Jordan at work. I threw a baseball right at his butt because he was my friend. I didn't want to hurt him too much.
What a
He
sweet
needed
story.
to respect the game, so.
Right, he was being outrageous.
Oh, here we go.
Some shtick.
Ooh.
A-Rod getting a pretzel.
Is A-Rod time traveling? What is the suit?
like A-Rod has a master dog.
Like A-Rod buys things at the concession stand for himself.
Okay, but I ran into him at a newsstand and he was like buying a Kit Kat, okay? This is a real fact.
How did he eat it?
I did not see that.
Oh, like the Giancarlo.
I'm
just
so
like,
upset about that.
Haunted.
Yeah.
Truly haunted.
They say break me off a
Yeah.
piece.
If
They
you're
tell
if you
that.
haven't seen it, Google this. Giancarlo Stanton, when he eats Kit Kats, just bites into it like a candy bar without breaking them apart. It's super weird.
It's not,
Sociopath behavior.
it's not as weird as the people who eat burritos like this.
Like corn.
Like corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Did you do it again? Did you do it
Yo!
again? Did you do it again?
my god!
Score one,
They're
score two though.
absolutely getting it. Of course.
Now Scherzer does.
Wow.
Two
2 runs.
7-2.
And just like that, we will see you tomorrow night.
Well,
Okay,
we'll
honestly,
see.
I gotta be honest. Now I'm scared they're gonna take Charles. No, there's no reason to take Strasburg out. Who cares?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
leave it.
Also, why is Davinsky the guy here?
Also,
That's what I'm
again,
saying. This is what I was saying before. This is what I was saying. If they didn't bring in their best relievers, because they could potentially just let it get away from them by bringing in Chris Davinsky. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. I mean, I know Will Harris allowed a home run, so
Just seems
that
weird
wasn't
to
bad.
concede when you have that offense. I know Strasburg.
Yeah.
Or, the Nats could win this game. Or we could see a 6-run comeback in the bottom of the ninth.
They are the best
No.
offense since 1927.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
They are, but they're also
Yeah.
facing like basically a deity.
They are.
That's true, Claire, but the Nats have the best record in baseball since
yeah.
May 31st.
So here's the
Oh,
thing.
Gemma.
I would actually believe they had a
I
chance
know.
Hope Juan
if
Soto hits another home run. That'd be so
they
cool.
hadn't given up in the last inning.
The
I
Astros?
want
Yeah,
a
they
second
did.
Soto digger. I want one more.
Then he can carry it around the bases.
Oof.
Get down.
Get down.
Nah.
All right, folks.
So
It's okay.
That's a great out. That's a
going to
great
the bottom of the ninth. Steven Strasburg still presumably pitching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we need this to be quick for Alicia so she can go to the dining hall.
Do it for
Alicia needs to get to the dining hall before midnight.
She's got so
we're working on that. And you're either going to see the Nationals win, which will force a Game 7, World Series Game 7 tomorrow, or a 6-run walk-off win for the Houston Astros to win the World Series. Stay tuned. It's going to be thrilling. I assume we all think that the Nationals are going to win. Anybody want to say that the Astros are
Strasburg
going to win?
coming out for the ninth.
Strasburg's coming out.
Strasburg's coming out for the ninth, so you're going to
He's
see
going to
rare
throw a complete game, and it is one of the
World
greatest postseason
Series.
I
games.
think Optimist Couch is.
It's one of the greatest postseason games of all time.
Percent.
Claire.
The Nationals, who I picked to win the World Series third year, now are. I admit I was wrong today. The Nationals are going to win tomorrow, and they're going to win the World Series. And I'm going to feel really bad that I was weak in my faith.
You were so close.
Robert Christ has a fantastic idea. Is the key to winning Game 7 for the Astros to decorate their ballpark like it's Nationals Park?
Yes.
Since the team can't win at home.
Open the roof.
Yes.
If the Astros wanted, could they forfeit the home game and say, no, let's play in DC?
They should totally do it. Either way,
If you're the Nats, you're like, no.
So you keep deferring back and forth.
Yeah.
Neutral
Game
site.
seven
never
is never
play.
played.
It's tied.
Bro, Game 7, neutral site, played in Central Park.
What's the midpoint between DC and Houston?
Central Park.
Like Chattanooga? Chattanooga?
Yeah,
you
sure,
play
let's do
there.
it. Triple A.
My friend texted me and he said, I love that I can watch Jordan walk to the bathroom on YouTube 2019 rules.
You don't know that's what he's doing.
That's what I was doing.
There's
3 times.
We've promised this many times. Perhaps tonight being the last World Series or the last postseason watch party of 2019. We've promised a few times to do a little tour of the apartment. We might do it tonight because we have long promised to show you the creepy miniature piano in this apartment, and it might have to happen.
Dakota, there's literally a hand, a sculpture of literally a big human hand right to your right.
It's
That's
a
what I'm
mystery thing. It's very cool. I can't wait when we film the tiny piano. When we film it, I guarantee you, the keys will depress. It'll start to play. The room will get cold because the veil is so thin. The veil is so thin.
All right, Strasburg coming back
All
out
right.
for the ninth.
Here it is. Bottom of the ninth, World Series Game 6. Steven Strasburg.
Wow.
Look how tiny they made the if necessary.
Yeah, if necessary.
Look at
Game
Juan
7
Soto trying
tomorrow.
to eat Jose Altuve's soul. I love the juxtaposition here.
I gotta say, I love the World Series logo this year. I'm a big fan of it.
We were having logo chat earlier. I think you may
like
have
it
walked
quite a
away.
bit.
The colors are good.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
I love the colors. I don't love the font.
Ian, what's Joe Buck's watch?
It's a big old panerai.
Thank you.
There you go.
He is showing
Just the
that
right
he
man
is
for
very,
watching.
like, they don't get that much screen time during the game, so you might as well.
All right, he loves it. Joe Buck clearly loves
Oh my
Zach
god.
Greinke is ready.
Assassin's Creed character. It's Enzo.
This we should
it. Psycho.
The newest Assassin's Creed is Zach Greinke jumping around Minute Maid Park.
All right.
I can't believe it. He's amazing.
All right, there you go.
Guys, remember.
That's
Johnny Bueno!
You know why that's crazy? That's crazy because he lost that game.
Yeah, because it was.
That was the Javi
Oh,
Baez
right,
homer to left field. They won 1-0. The Cubs beat them 1-0.
No,
No, that's 2016
World Series. That's the Royals.
2015
Whoa.
Royals Giants.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what a play. Oh, baby.
Got it. That's one. Hey, we
This,
got one.
like-
we got one.
We got one.
Look, I'm sorry. They handed it to him last inning. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, and 5 pitches.
Yeah.
I'm so stressed out right now.
I am too.
I'm-
Midnight coming around too, Alicia.
I can never let it go. I can't.
We should think of Strasburg like
He's a beast.
this
That's
is a massive thing.
Yeah, this is gonna
This
be.
is an all-time inner circle thing.
Yeah.
This is what's crazy, and this is where you do see mentality because the Astros are known that when they're behind, they're known for
Hold on.
grinding
What?
out that
No!
bat.
Chip out!
Absolutely not.
And
Absolutely
you said be
not.
nice to Chip.
Absolutely not.
Why would they do this?
This is.
What is the point?
Why
This
let
is
him
the
come
is it-
out
is it for Alvarez?
for the night?
They're gonna win, but I'm so angry.
This is
Is
so
it for
dumb.
Alvarez?
I mean, this is a little Chekhov's gun. I know I talk about this all the time.
Wow.
Jordan.
Davies in the clubhouse like, no, what are you doing?
I'm so mad.
Tell me your thought process right now, Jordan. What's happening?
I'm so mad. I can't believe it. I mean,
Chip Hale robbed us.
Yeah.
As a
I'm not, look, to
nation,
be clear,
frankly.
I'm not worried, but like, that's
I know why he's
like
doing it.
this is like.
With Jabab.
I know why he's doing it.
Why?
Tomorrow night.
But
One
what's
run,
the difference?
one run game.
No.
In the ninth.
No.
Doolittle used. Hudson used. Rodney not good enough. And who do they go to? Steven Strasburg.
I actually like that.
A no
I
day's
mean,
rest.
okay.
I like that.
that's
Save it
like-
for tomorrow.
That's
There's like
insane.
Yeah,
that is
but
an
there-
insane.
Save it for tomorrow.
If
There's
he
one out
was
of the
gonna do-
ninth.
If he was gonna do that, he was gonna do that anyway. It doesn't matter. Like
Right.
there's no way. I mean, okay, maybe. It feels like there's no way that Strasburg was like, hey, if I go 105 tonight, I'm good for tomorrow. No, if I go 120, I'm not good for tomorrow.
No, that's right. That's exactly what I'm sure. I said it to me yesterday on the phone.
That's
Something
so-
else.
Did they bring in Doolittle?
They got
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Doolittle
It's
is like
definitely-
Rodney.
Like even if Alvarez hits one into the Gulf of Mexico, it's 7-3. Like what
Yeah.
are you?
No, but it's just that I mean, I guess if you think that he's
Don't play
if
with
you're trying
fire.
to protect, but it's like what? do you-
Where's the?
This is the theory during, we talk about bad college baseball teams. When you have a good pitcher pitching, you leave them in because everyone in the bullpen is bad at the college level. Like, just let your player go. Now, Sean Doolittle's a professional baseball player who's very, 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 very good. But, like, at this point in the game, like, messing with anything just feels like unnecessarily risky.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that, again, the Nationals are going to win this game. But this is all the Astros could want, is to get Strasburg out of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think a good barometer to use is how does the opposing team feel about it?
And they're thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you've made the Astros that relieved, you probably made a bad choice.
You also are giving them, a minute and a half to just walk around and be like, guys, this is it. 2 outs. Nobody's believing
Where's
in us.
Jason
We're
Heyward?
gonna go win the World Series right now. Like you're giving
And
them
you know-
time to like.
And they're also really ruining Alicia's night here.
They are.
So true.
Just in the wrong way.
So she said it's a 4-minute walk, so we've got at most 16 minutes to go if she's gonna make it.
I mean, also, like, maybe it's a situation where, like, because this happens and you never think about this, that, like, Doolittle was warming and you don't want him to not come in. Like, that's a real thing, too. But
just sit him down and get somebody else ready.
it sucks, but it's just like,
Right.
Scherzer's still ready.
Scherzer.
It's just flat.
If they had brought in Scherzer, I'd be okay with it.
Scherzer doing this shrug is he's also definitely feeling some feelings like we are.
The one thing
I'm so mad. If him finishing that game would have
would've
legitimately
been
been like
historic.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Not just the fact that he finished, but like that moment of him finishing it would have been just like one of my favorite things I've
It would
ever
have been
seen.
historic.
Yeah.
And Jordan, also, like, Doolittle has shown that on back-to-back days he's not the same. Like, when you overuse
Yeah.
him.
Right,
he's
I
yeah.
don't like.
Can I-
Doolittle.
I hate to interrupt this, but Rob is watching from Brisbane, Australia.
Yes!
And so we gotta say shout out to you. I have
Yo.
no idea what time it is.
Home of
over
the
there,
Brisbane Bandits.
But awesome to do that.
Like noon.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
1:41
12 hours,
p.m.
right?
apparently.
I was thinking of the Brisbane Roar,
Oh, boy.
which is the football club, and I have their kit. Are you a fan of the Brisbane Roar, Rob?
Okay.
All right, 1 out.
1 out.
Ah.
Thank God we did that.
Alicia says there is a convenience store that is open till 1.
Yeah.
But we might make dining hall. Might
Oh,
have.
there's the hug. One of the best traditions for the Nats.
Oh.
He
It's
hates it so
beautiful.
much.
That's
Who's
why I
hugging
love
Seth
him so
Mara?
I
much.
think so, yeah.
I like the guy just smiling and staring at him, which is me when I'm not in the hug, but I want to be in the hug, but I'm not going to be the weirdo who forces my way into the hug.
I'm so happy for him.
Strasburg?
I
Yeah.
think he's going to run down to the bullpen tomorrow at some point.
Are you happy for him because he doesn't have to play baseball anymore? You did it. You're done. You don't have to
You're
play
done.
baseball
See ya.
anymore.
Until February.
Claire, 5-run lead. It's an odd lead.
So it's actually very stressful, very
Yeah,
dangerous.
this is a tough one.
Because the Grand Slam wouldn't tie up, so it's bad.
Oh.
I know. I'm still bummed out too,
So mad.
Jordan.
Seriously, like that. I was so excited to like. This is amazing. I'm so excited for Game 7. But wow.
Yeah, I mean, on the
Whatever,
positive,
still-
we're getting the World Series game
No.
7.
There's so many positives. This was an amazing game, and I'm super duper.
Oh.
Yep, that's happened.
That was horrible.
Is that gone?
That looked like a
it
home
was
run.
top of the fence. I think it was top of the fence.
Yeah.
Needed
I think it was
Jeffrey
off
Mayer
the.
there.
I think it was off the old line.
Yo, if it all crumbles now and the Astros win this game, this is like an all-time.
It's
not
yeah.
supposed to be an all-time
I'm sorry.
comeback.
If the Astros win this game, it will be extremely exciting. I am cheering for the Nationals. Full disclosure. However, ooh,
Look
hit
at that
the
guy
yellow.
get out of the way. Like,
United
I don't
Airlines
really-
ruining everything.
No more playing Rhapsody in Blue, or is that Delta?
What?
That kid's
I
gonna
think
make
that's
a
still
play
I
on.
don't know.
This is my favorite part of flying.
His home challenge it.
No, they told me to keep playing. I
Correa's like, yo, I totally forgot you're on the Nats. Awesome to see you.
What
He's
kind
like,
of
Like, yeah, I was on the Rangers. It was weird, but
you see how good Danny Santana was this year? Yeah, it was crazy. He had like 29 homers.
Dribble, did you bat like 15 times today? I swear, you're up constantly. How many times could you do that without anyone noticing? Like, let's say it's a June game.
Well, the Mets.
I was gonna say for the Mets, the answer is 0
and
times.
everybody knows.
Or, and like, let's say you did it with someone like a Dribble. Like, yes, you do your best hitter, yeah, they're gonna notice. But it's like, if you run someone like an 8 or 9 hole, you're just like, let's see if we can pull it off. Are they like, they notice, but they're like, we're not gonna say anything, you guys keep doing it.
Yo, guys, watch Robinson Trinos' his butt when he comes set. Watch this thing he does where
Oh.
Yeah!
A
he
little
does it
shake.
a couple different, yeah. He like really gives it a little shake.
I'm
gonna,
so bummed.
I'm gonna be so mad. The Nats are going to the World Series, and I'm gonna be like, ugh.
I need to be like, I want to be like eating sadness ice cream
Shit.
right now, even though this is great.
Why?
You're so picky,
No, I'm saying
guys.
it's great, but it's also like,
No, I'm very.
You're
super
that
excited.
sad? If that's what it takes to make you
You
that
know who's
sad,
not sad?
who's
Steven
sad man
Strasburg.
baseball's happy. I don't know, actually, sad man, how are you doing?
Yeah, tell us how you're doing.
here's the thing. This is stressful now, and before I was like, yeah, Strasburg's got this, I'm good.
No,
I'm not
I
stressed.
feel like Anthony Rendon.
You know what? Stop telling me how to feel, all of you.
I'm just telling
Every
you that
single one
I'm
of you.
not stressed. You can feel stressed. You're welcome to feel stressed. I'm not yet stressed. If
You're
perhaps
for them, though.
there's a home run, if perhaps this game extends past this batter, then I might start to feel stressed. Are you stressed? Alicia probably is
She's
because
just
we're
hungry.
nose it in.
Which counts as stress, I guess. Oh.
Jordan is clearly stressed.
No, I'm mad. What's the difference? Chip. What's Chip's real name?
Someone
I wanna
should've helped-
call him by his real name.
Someone should have
Oh,
helped
wait,
Chip
Chip.
Hale back on his way up the way
Did
Chip
you-
Hale
what is
does
that?
Davey.
That's funny.
What?
Do you think he's a chip like Chipper is Chipper?
Oh yeah, Chip usually is the second, like a junior, because it's
Yeah, he's
chip
the
off
other
the old block.
Oh, his name is Larry Wayne.
Granky looks so
Walter
threatening.
William Chip.
We are not prepared for Greinke versus Scherzer. in a
Everyone,
game
there's, everyone looks very
It's a good pitch.
like
Wow.
like emotionally transparent at the moment. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being a player in this game.
They're all like, oh god, oh my god.
Jose Altuve is just going to town in his cuticles. It's not great.
Come on, Sean.
One strike away from
Oh,
tomorrow.
no.
Nice butt shake, though. Got it.
All
That's,
right.
that's not gonna do it.
All right.
Young
All
goes
right.
behind home
An
plate.
all-time performance.
Optimus
Okay.
catch.
And of course it's Asdrubal.
Optimus catch. Let's go.
Drupal MVP is Drupal Cabrera. So yeah, I think we will all be thinking about Steven Strasburg when we think about this game. Perhaps when we think about the World Series, depending on Game 7 tomorrow. I think we got to do our predictions.
That's a crazy stat, by the way.
Across
Did you
all
see
four
that?
leagues.
What was the stat?
All 4 major sports leagues. This is the first time ever that the road team has won the first 6 games. Ever.
In like
Four sports
14,
leagues.
in like 1,400 series.
Never happened. Tomorrow, I think if you're in the Nationals, that's something you take and you start before the day, being like, hey, we have Max Scherzer, insanity.
I've always
pitching.
found this convention so funny is that they all just high-five each other on the field, not the other team.
I know.
Like, only their own team. It's like, even though we've all been together this whole time, hugging, we
So,
now have to do this.
Game 7 is tomorrow. I just want everyone's prediction on the record. Who's winning? I've been predicting the Astros this, but I'm switching to the Nationals. I think it's me and the
Because
Nationals.
you want to be on the Optimist couch?
No, because I like the
Good to see warm
Nationals.
for you, buddy.
Jordan,
Well, I said Astros over Nats at the beginning of the postseason, but
You
I
can
will
change.
happily change over because even if they get a few innings of Scherzer tomorrow, that is so much better than I think what the Astros, because the Astros are going to have. It's going to be Greinke, and it's going to be. I mean, Will Harris gave up a homer tonight. Like,
so you're
I
saying
think the Nats are
Nationals?
winning. The Nats are going to win the World Series.
Gemma,
Nationals.
Nets.
I don't know, man. I'm just excited.
you gotta pick.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You
I
do.
pick me. I pick me because I get to watch this amazing baseball.
JK's fun.
Barf.
No, I've been
Yeah.
Nats. I
Anthony
pick-
Rendon.
Nats,
doesn't even
Claire,
So I picked Nats at the start.
forsake
I showed bad faith today. Nats win tomorrow. I actually don't think Greinke makes it out of the 4th inning tomorrow.
Wow.
Nationals.
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 Everyone is picking the Nationals, which means the Astros
Astros
are
are
definitely
gonna
going to
win.
win.
Come on.
Yeah, the fact that all of
That's always how it goes.
yeah.
Thank you for being here with us, the postseason watch party. I am going to turn the camera in a moment to show you the other side of the room. I know.
Yo,
it's
Alicia,
crazy.
congrats on making it in time to get
Yeah,
your food.
Alicia,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
out of here.
She's
Go
eating.
watch your thing. Go eat your food. This has been the Cut4 postseason watch party. This is it. We're not doing one for Game 7. Sorry. But we're all going to enjoy it, sit down and watch it together. I'm Dakota. That's Jordan. That's Gemma. That's Chris. That's Jake. That's Mike. That's Ian. Let's take a look at the other side of the room, shall we? I don't know.
That's Eric, and that's
Yeah, none of those people are here.
and
This is the creepy piano over there. Wow. You can see that over there. Pretty crazy.
That is creepy.
Yeah, super creepy. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching us here on the Cut4
Look at this
postseason watch
Soto.
party.
Look at Soto. Oh.
If you liked this, you can go subscribe to the Cut4 YouTube channel to see more content like this. We'll be doing stuff all throughout the off season as well, so keep checking back if you need your fix of baseball. And thank you for sticking with us this whole evening. Farewell.
Love you.